FYF Sports, man, it's Lamont. We back. Let's see how many people we got here in the chat. What we got going on today? Okay, sorry. Yeah, we got to do a late night chat, man, because I had to let this one simmer. Just kind of wanted to switch up on the time to see if we can get some new people in here that, because you know the 90's fans, I know they like to lurk around and hide in the shadows late night. They don't like to come out too early. So I need as many 90's fans in here to really talk about this particular topic. And it's something that just needs to be addressed. It's a 90's fans. Y'all going to have to come into the chat and answer for some of this stuff today. Because for the last couple of weeks, I just hear complaining left and right for one. I hear complaining left and right about all types of players. But now we just see the complaints piling up about Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, LeBron James, just all over the place. Just like 4 games into the season. 4 games into the season, we got complaints all around the board. And the funniest thing is that all the players that they complain about are players that mimic 90's players. It's like an internal hate for their own, like they really hate their own era, but they try to defend it at the same time. He said, mask, Kawhi going off. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard going off. He better be. Clippers got a lot of they got a lot of chemistry and culture issues to get fixed in a short amount of time. Not a short amount of time, but you know, some of the issues that the Clippers are dealing with is not on the court, it's off the court. Ticket and them been on Russell West. Yeah, that's because you know, I mean, the reason why they hate Russ, I don't know why they hate Russ. I mean, if you hate Russ, then you got to say you hate Oscar Robertson, because Oscar Robertson literally did the same thing. Piled up a whole bunch of numbers on a team that can never that can never get over the hump. That's all he did, but they won't ever admit that one. Nobody will ever say anything about Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson wasn't great, or what they'll do is they'll just conveniently leave him off the list of some of the greatest, because you know they forget about players like that. You know, I mean, and when you're talking about guys like Russell Westbrook, because I heard some of the complaints about Russell Westbrook, oh, he makes bad decisions, and he wasn't a smart player. You know, I mean, were all those 90's guys smart players? Were all those 80's players smart players? You know, was Patrick Ewing high IQ, or do you give him too much credit? Offensively, the man wasn't high IQ. He had good offensive game. He wasn't high IQ offensively. He was a ball hog. He shot the ball every time he touched it. His teammates hated him for it. Charles Barkley didn't even want to walk to the other side of the court to play defense. Same with Allen Iverson. Come on, man. All the players they glorify, the players with some of the biggest flaws in their game that actually deserve criticism. At least the one thing that you can expect from Russell Westbrook night in and night out is that he's gonna give max effort on both ends of the court. Is he gonna be the perfect player? Is he gonna make mistakes? Yes, that's what comes with a Russell Westbrook. But the one thing you can say about him is he's the hardest worker in the NBA on the court. You can't take that away from him. And that's why he has an MVP. That's why he's the player that he is today. And the Wizards are better off with him. All right, regardless of what anybody says, you know. Yeah, Mingo Jester, let's not cap what the Oscar Robertson has a title, because Oscar Robertson didn't get an NBA title until he paired up with some of the greats, and he wasn't averaging triple doubles anymore. All right. We all know if Russell Westbrook ever gets a championship, he's probably going to be paired up with another superstar, and he's probably not going to be averaging a triple double. Let's stop the cap on that. We know why he has an NBA title. Because when he was in his prime, Mingo Jester, tell me how many championships that Oscar Robertson has in the seasons where he averaged a triple-double. Or were those first-round X's, or were they missing the playoffs? So they don't act like we don't know Mingo Jester, see, because we do our research over here. We're going to put you on the hot seat. Tracy Steele, salute for the super chat, man. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, hold on. We're going to drop the link, man, because I told you we got to expose these 90s people for the blasphemy that they're talking. Y'all don't want to make me pull up the article, man. Y'all all seen the article where Jordan said, the player of this era that reminds me of myself is Russell Westbrook. Nobody wants to talk about that. At the end of the day, I just wonder, I don't know why people spend so much time hating on this man. All right. The Wizards start off, they get off to a rocky start. There's nothing positive that these 90s fans can say about the rocky start. In one of those games, Russell Westbrook had to sit out because obviously he's still trying to get back to 100% condition and in shape. But they get off to a rocky start. I mean, I expect those types of rocky starts when you bring in an entirely new superstar who plays completely different style. He changes up everything on your team. I don't expect them to start perfectly, but the one thing that I like there is that they've been in every single game. They need to get those bench guys going. There's some players on that team that I would like to see step up a little bit more. All right, Thomas Bryant, I want to see him get back to being the Thomas Bryant that we saw last year. Davis Bertans, we need you to get to dropping those 18 to 25 points that we saw you dropping last year. All right, Bradley Beal, you may need to, you're giving the offense, but are you giving it on the defensive end as well? All right, Russell Westbrook's doing his thing. Yeah, his field goal, Russell Westbrook's never going to be an effective or efficient field goal shooter. All right, those are things you can live with. That's not why they've been losing games. If you look at the Washington Wizards games, if you look at those games that they lost, if you actually watched those games and you didn't watch the highlights, you would know for a fact that it wasn't because of Russell Westbrook that they lost. You pull up their schedule right here. Same with Ben Simmons. What's the hate for Ben Simmons for? We see all these people complaining. Oh, Ben Simmons can't shoot. Oh, he's scared to shoot. Yeah, that's the same description of about every guard in the 90s. All these guards in the 90s, they were scared to shoot too. But y'all will really walk around and acting like Magic Johnson was a bucket outside of 15 feet, like he had a snipe, like he had a clip on him or something. And he didn't. Nothing wrong with that because that's not what made Magic great. Same with Ben Simmons. Same with LeBron. All right. He says, K. Harris, 87, said Westbrook's field goal percentage is worse than ever. All right, let's pull it up then. I'm going to pull up Russell Westbrook's stats for this year. All right, we're going to pull up his stats for this year. We're going to see worse than ever because it seems like whenever you guys want to diminish a player like Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons, the only thing that y'all can talk about is offense. I ain't never heard y'all say the man can't play defense. I ain't never heard y'all say he wasn't a good playmaker. I ain't never heard y'all really talk about any other aspect of the game other than his offensive efficiency or his poor shooting from the three-point line. It's always revolving around offense. That's not what makes Russ great. That's not what makes Ben Simmons great. That's not what makes LeBron James great. But yet, this is all you guys harp on. See, the fact that you said that just tells me you're missing the whole entire point of why I'm doing this video. The fact that you can't get your mind wrapped off the offensive side of the ball, which means you grew up in the 90s probably watching that. You were one of the first to see ESPN highlights, and so you're more prone to offensive stats and categories. Because like I said, most 90s fans won't tell you guys that Charles Barkley was a trash can on defense. I don't think they even know. I don't think they could break down this game. Same with Chris Webber. Like when you talk about Chris Webber, they'll talk about Chris Webber like he was the next thing, like he was the next Giannis. One thing you give Giannis Antetokounmpo credit for, as much as he struggles shooting the ball, that man plays defense. He plays both sides of the floor. How many of them power forwards in the 90s was really playing legitimate defense? And not just defense staying camped in the lane because there was no defensive 3 seconds. We got to get to the meat and the bones of the subject. We got to get to the meat and the bones of the subject. People want to say, Atlanta, and I seen you say Russ is trash. I want you to come in here and explain why Russ is trash when I drop the link. I want you to explain why he's trash without talking about offense. See, let's see if you can break the whole game down. Let's see if you can break his game down. Really break his game down. Let's see if you can break his game down without talking about one single moment where he didn't play up to your expectation. Because moments don't make the player. It's your whole career. It's the entirety of everything. Because it's just like, I think it was Bees. Just like Bees made a great point. He said, we didn't have satellite TV to watch, and everybody didn't have all eyes on Jordan, watching Jordan every single game. Can y'all remember the games where Jordan shot 5 for 27, 6 of 28, 3 of 31? See, I bet y'all don't want to talk about those Jordan games. He's highly inefficient. So y'all won't talk about those games because y'all probably didn't see them. Y'all just watched the good games and saw the good highlights on ESPN. Nothing wrong with that. It's not y'all fault. You know, not too many people had satellite dishes in the 90s. I don't think there was an NBA TV back then where you can really watch every game. Yeah, CA3 Sports Talk. Yeah, this is something that people don't want to talk about. Russ has the most clutch points in the last 5 years. Yeah, he does. He plays harder than anybody, especially in the fourth quarter. He does. You know what? But I guess to 90s fans, being clutch is – see, 90s fans will move the parameters of what clutch is. See, really clutch is the entire fourth quarter, right? Because we've seen teams come back from 20 down in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter starts, anything you do in the fourth quarter to me is clutch because the clock is ticking the entire time. Pressure's against you, especially if your team is down, especially if it's a close game. But see, 90s fans will move the parameters to what clutch is. They'll say, oh, you got to make the game winning bucket, like the shot when the top time is running out. Playing so hard, he get out of control. He gets out of control. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I know players who don't play hard and still get out of control, especially in the 90s. Sean Kemp was like that. Oh, but y'all don't remember that. Oh, okay. Latrell Sprewell was like that. Oh, we don't talk about Latrell Sprewell though. He was a dog though. Latrell Sprewell was out of control a lot. All right. But we all eyes on Russ because we only see when he's out of control when he plays bad, or when he drops a triple double, but they happen to lose the game. Come on, y'all. Let's stop being biased with that. Out of control. Russ is not out of control. Yeah, he has his moments. When you play that hard, of course, you're going to have moments. We're not talking about moments, Atlantean. We're talking about the entirety of someone's game. When it's all said and done, at the end of the day, when we reflect on Russell Westbrook's career, he's going to be one of the greats. What he does on the court, how hard he plays. Y'all act like it's easy to play that hard night in and night out. All right. Where's the criticism? We just watched Anthony Davis and some of these players early on is taking games off. And I don't mean sitting out. I'm talking about literally coming to the games. They're not playing hard. There have literally been a couple games this year. I've seen Anthony against the Blazers. Who can say Anthony Davis was playing hard? And I can call out a number of players in the 90s who on almost every other night type of basis didn't play hard. But see, when I get to start calling people out, y'all gonna have a whole bunch of excuses. That's all it is. He's comparing Westbrook to Kemp. No, I'm not comparing no Westbrook to Kemp. How am I comparing Westbrook to Kemp and Barkley? I'm not comparing them. I'm talking about I'm saying, why don't we have the same energy for criticizing their games and their deficiencies? See, because people will claim that Barkley is an all-time great. Fanboy killer. If you agree that Barkley is an all-time great, I want you to come in here, and I want you to break down his game defensively. Since he's so great, break down his defensive attributes. Since he was so great, because being great in the NBA, it means both sides of the ball. Can you be great on both sides of the ball? Y'all said Jordan was a dog defensively. All right, what made Jordan great defensively? Can you break that down? Or do y'all watch so many ESPN highlights that y'all don't know what the hell defense is? I'm going to tell y'all something. When you play the game of basketball, In a 40-minute game, you play defense far more than you. We not give defense more credit than we do offense, because it's much harder to play defense consistently and give effort consistently than it is to play offense. This is why I get on guys like Charles Barkley, because it was easy for him to score on them slouches at the power forward position. But when it came to guarding them slouches on the power forward position, he did not want no parts of it. Same thing with Sean Kemp. Same thing with Allen Iverson. This is why you got to elevate the guards like John Stockton and Gary Payton, because they actually did do it on both sides. But you'll have 90s fans who are idiots tell you that these guys are outside of the top 10 in the 90s. A guy like Scottie Pippen, who was one of the greatest defensive forces of the game, they'll diminish his game and say he wasn't top 10 in the 90s just to uplift Jordan. But Scottie Pippen was top 5 in the 90s, if you're being honest. See, 90s fans can't even be honest about your own 90s players. How the hell do I expect y'all to be honest about players of our era, especially the players that mimic players of the 90s, like LeBron, like Giannis, like Ben Simmons, like Russell Westbrook? See? And when I break it down like that, you really not much to say. Yeah. You had tickettv saying Isaiah Thomas was top 5 in the 90s. Where do you find these people at when you start reaching that hard? I told you I had to make a whole video on that on that statement. Go, Mike. You are correct. Your defense is better than Charles Barkley and Chris Webber. Pippen was not top 5 in the 90s. How was he not top 5? Frederick Jackson, when I drop this link, and I'm going to drop it right now, I want you to break down Scottie Pippen's game, because Kobe Bryant thought he was top 5 in the 90s. Dr. J said he was top 5 in the 90s. Phil Jackson said he was top 5 in the 90s. How do you, somebody who didn't even watch a lot of games in the 90s probably, other than the ones in your local district, how are you going to say he's not top 5 in the 90s? He was top 5 easy. This is what made the Bulls a super team in that second three-peat run, because by then he had elevated himself. Again, now offensively, it wasn't his offense. What you 90s fans love so much is offense. It wasn't his offense that made him a top 5 player in the 90s. It was not his offense. It was his defense. That's how good his defense was. Go watch the detail video that Kobe Bryant did on Scottie Pippen, and why he explains why Scottie Pippen was a top 5 player of the 90s, primarily because of his defense. Unfortunately, you guys were too busy watching the offensive side of the ball that y'all were too blind to see the importance of defense. I'm just calling it out. So I want you guys to really come in here and really break down some basketball. I want you to break down these players without crying about the offensive side of the ball, because all the players that I just talked about, LeBron, Ben Simmons, Giannis, Russell Westbrook, the offensive side of the game is not what makes them great players. Which is even sadder. What's even sadder is that for the players that and this is how you know I'm correct, because the same people that will call Russell Westbrook trash, they don't say anything. They won't say anything about Damian Lillard's historically bad defense. They won't say anything about Trae Young's historically bad defense. They won't say anything about Devin Booker's historically bad defense. Those are great players because they can score the ball. They can be walking trash cans on the defensive side of the ball. You guys are fine with that as long as they're scoring the ball. All right. Really want you guys to see. I want to see where you guys' heads is at. Here, and hold on. Where's Frederick Jackson? The link is in the chat, man. Hold on. I'm waiting for Frederick Jackson to come in. Isaiah Thomas is the GOAT. What are we talking about? We're not talking about the GOAT conversation, El Selector. What do you mean? What do you mean Isaiah Thomas is the GOAT? I mean, if you feel that way, I don't care. I'm not having a GOAT conversation right now. But if you want to come in here and explain why he's the GOAT, fine. I'll let you get off topic for a little bit, but we'll get right back to the topic. El Selector. I told you, we don't bash you for your opinion on the GOAT conversation. That's all opinionated. I don't care about that. You can say Isaiah Thomas is the GOAT all you want. If it makes you feel better. Yeah, Frederick Jackson, I bet you will give him top 10. I'll take that. If you want to give him top 10, if you want to diminish what he did, that's fine. Jordan's defense was better than Scottie Pippen's defense, not according to Phil Jackson. If it was that great, then Scottie Pippen wouldn't have been the force that he needed to be. See? And Mingle Jester, if you can come in here and break down to me how Jordan was a better defender than Scottie Pippen, please come here and try to do that, because he wasn't. Now, if you're talking about maybe top 5 in the 90s defensively, yeah, I got 4 players ahead of Jordan defensively. I got Rodman, Pippen, Hakeem, and David Robinson, all better defensively. And right after Jordan, I got Gary Payton and John Stockton. But other than that, defensively, Jordan wasn't the GOAT in the 90s. He was solid, and it's much easier to be a great defensive player when you got a great defensive team around you. This is why you guys diminish what Draymond Green does, another guy who mimics a 90s player, who 90s fans for whatever reason hate so much. Let me let y'all in the chat, man, because I see the people that have
niggas is crazy, man.
Lamont.
Yeah, man. Crack is a hell of a drug, man.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. We got El Selector in here. He wanted to get off topic and talk about Isaiah Thomas. Sir. El Selector, what you got? What do you want to get off your chest about Isaiah Thomas, man?
Yo, I don't even want to talk about Isaiah Thomas, bro. I just want to figure out, why did you put Russell Westbrook and Michael Jordan in the same conversation?
Because Jordan put them in the same conversation. Hold on. Jordan, hold on. I'm gonna pull the article up for you. Jordan said the player that reminds me of myself the most in this league is Russell Westbrook.
Okay. Maybe don't you think possibly potentially he's just trying to
Hold on. El Selector. I'm gonna pull it up while you talk. I'm gonna pull the article up, and then you can decipher from the article what you want. You can go down that road if you want.
Bro, I have a question, bro. So if Jordan tells you McDonald's is the best burger, you're gonna believe it?
Yeah. Well, if Jordan was the king of burgers.
No, but that's the thing, though. Come on, bro. Listen.
Jordan's the king of. Jordan's the GOAT basketball player.
No. Listen. Forget the fact that he's the GOAT basketball player, bro. We all got eyes here, bro. No, you don't. Because you got eyes. Hold on, El Selector. You got eyes. Tell me, break down Russell Westbrook's game defensively and why he's invaluable defensively. Bro, listen, Russell Westbrook as a player in general is invalid.
No, hold on. No, I asked you a question.
The dude has a low IQ.
A low IQ where?
On the court.
Offensively or defensively?
Both.
Okay, break down why he has a low IQ defensively. Please break it down.
Bro, what does Russell Westbrook do defensively?
No, hold on. Let me ask you. I said break. You said he. I didn't say he. Hold on. Hold on, Trey. El Selector. I did not say he had a low IQ. You did. So if you say he has a low IQ, on FYF Sports, man, you got to get a little bit more technical than that. Explain to me why he has a low IQ.
Okay. All right. Listen. What is it? What happens to Russell Westbrook when he enters the playoffs? What happens? He starts to break down. He starts to malfunction. He starts to fight Rajon Rondo's brother. He starts to worry about everything going on off the court, all the hecklers and everybody just talking, everybody speaking, and he loses it. The dude doesn't know how to play. He doesn't, bro. He was a stat pattern when he was averaging the triple-double. Everybody knows it. Everybody saw it. He was boosting his stats, but then what happened in the playoffs? He folded.
Okay. Selector. Can I hold on? So hold on. I think you got slightly off topic there because I said break down why he has a low defensive IQ. You started talking about stat pattern and this, that, and the other. He breaking down it. I said, tell me why you say Tell me why you say he has a low defensive IQ.
Bro, is Russell Westbrook a guy that you even look at when it comes to defense?
Yes.
You got.
Hold on, Shooter King. Yes, he is. He's a great perimeter defender. Yes, I do look at him when it comes to defense. Yes.
Okay, so who's he locking down? I'm trying to figure that out.
In this NBA right here, it's not about necessarily locking somebody down because there's too many ball screens. You can't lock one player down. It's about how effective you are on the switches. Can you force teams to get out of certain pick and roll actions? Can you force them to start, let's say, switching instead of hedging? Because of how like the thing is, if the way you defend the pick and roll can blow up a team's offense. He's excellent at blowing up the pick and roll with how smart he is at guarding the pick and roll. That's me just talking about defense. I want you to tell me, and you said he has a low IQ because to guard the pick and roll, you have to have a high defensive IQ. I want you to tell me why you said he has a low defensive IQ on the defensive end of the court before we even get to the offensive side of the ball.
Okay, all right, bro. Listen here. I haven't seen anything on Russell Westbrook to sit down here. Bro, he plays for Washington right now, right? I haven't seen anything that shows me that this guy has a high defensive caliber player at all. He's played for OKC. He down there got chased out of Houston. He's gone from Houston.
Nothing to do with his defense, bro.
Hey, Lamont, let me ask you.
Man.
El Selector.
Dude, talking about Russell Westbrook, man.
El Selector.
Yeah, what's up? Talk to me.
Can you, if he has a bad IQ, give me a player that has a good IQ on the defensive end?
A good IQ player on the defensive end, Fred VanVleet from the Toronto Raptors.
You smoking crack. I got in the big now. Yo, shut your tail. Shut your tail down, man. You a troll, yo. You a troll. You a whole troll. You can't be serious. Shut your tail down. First of all, Fred VanVleet does not have high IQ.
Hold on. El Selector. Please explain why does Fred VanVleet have a high defensive IQ?
Bro, go look at him. He averages about a steal a game.
No, that steals don't make you a great defensive player. Allen Iverson led the league in steals. He was a trash defender.
Bro, but what does steals tell you though? The effort is there. That shows you that this guy's out there playing.
No, it don't.
It shows you he plays the passing
I'm not gonna put on your phone with you. I'm not gonna lie with you. Allen Iverson was a horrible defender, but the effort was there. That's all that takes.
Hold on. Selector.
How many?
Hold on, y'all. Because we don't want to gang up on him. So are you saying that all it takes to be a great defender is effort?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that, bro, Russell Westbrook doesn't show anything of that magnitude where, bro, this is a defensive specialist right here. I don't see it.
Yes, he does.
I don't see it.
Hold on. That's selector. So you said one steal is that shows the good defensive IQ. Why hasn't every year Russell Westbrook's career he's averaged more than one steal every year? He must have good defensive IQ according to you.
Can I say something real quick? I say something about what. First of all, do you realize that Westbrook, when he came in the NBA, he was projected to be an all-time defender when he came in the NBA?
Bro,
his defensive skills, his IQ was always there since he was in college in UCLA. That's a fact.
That's actually come out
for one. The other thing we said about Fred VanVleet, that was one of the most craziest things I ever heard on this channel. You do realize Toronto plays zone for a reason, right? They play zone defense.
Yeah, because they small. It's small.
Yeah,
Fred VanVleet is a liability. That's why they play zone. The people like Fred VanVleet, undersized that can't play. Yeah, he knows how to play the zone because Nick Nurse's IQ helps Fred VanVleet on defense, not Fred VanVleet. So that what you just lost right there. I don't know what you talking about, man. I don't know, man. You got it, man. I don't know.
Well, here's the one thing for El Selector. I'm gonna let El Selector go after I say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since 2000, when you look at all the players who played basketball since the year 2000, Russell Westbrook has the 28th highest defensive rating. With players ahead of him, I mean, he has some good defenders ahead of him on this list. You got like Dwight Howard, Kawhi Leonard, Andre Drummond, Joakim Noah, Draymond Green, DeAndre Jordan. These are some great players. So you look at all the great defenders that we've had in the league. since 2000 to 2020, and Russell Westbrook's 28th on that list. So, and you tell me to get to be 28th on that list, you cannot have a low defensive IQ. You have to be a good defender.
My only issue with Russell Westbrook is it doesn't show when it's okay. Maybe regular season, you know what? I'll give you that because I am looking at the statistics, and it does show that he's up there. But when playoff comes, bro, Russell Westbrook just folds, bro, and that's the issue I've had with him for many years now. I'm like, bro, this guy has the talent to be like, he has the talent to be like, one of the greats, like maybe top 20, top 25 players I've ever seen. But bro, it doesn't manifest when the playoffs come, bro.
Selector, I got another question for you.
Go ahead.
It sounds to me is you're disappointed that he's not winning more, not that he's not a good player. Sounds like you're more disappointed that he's not winning more. Do you realize only one team can win?
No, but bro, come on though. Listen here though. Bro, when he had KD, come on, bro.
What do you mean?
Look, bro.
Hold up. First of all,
we had Paul George. Something should have happened. Like,
hold up, bro.
Like, this guy, come on.
One at a time. When KD and OKC lost, that wasn't all Russell Westbrook.
It wasn't.
But KD gets the pass and Russell gets the blame.
That's a fact.
Yeah, KD played bad too.
Okay.
They both played bad.
Hold on, let El Selector respond. Let him respond.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, yeah, listen, you're right on that, But what happened when KD left? He went on to win.
When KD left, hold on. We're gonna talk about what happened when KD left. When KD left, Russ won an MVP, and he also got his team to the playoffs every year.
Okay, and what did they do in the playoffs?
They lost.
Okay, there you go.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Only one team wins in the playoffs. So all the teams lose except for one.
How good did he do in the playoffs, though? That's the question I want to know. Like, where did
he lost? Like another 15 teams.
Well, what I can tell you about this is in the playoffs, in his career, he's averaged 25, 7, and 7, which again, I can't name many players in NBA history have averaged that in the playoffs.
Like, come on, man.
Dude, listen. Okay, listen. He averaged that. But, bro, do you see the way he plays stylistically?
Yeah.
Did you see the way bro, did you see the headaches he was giving his coaches? Billy Donovan, did you see the headache?
Hey, let me ask you a question, bro.
Dude, he doesn't play in the system, bro.
Hey, bro.
I'm not hating on Russell Westbrook. Let me tell you something.
No, Selector, yeah, you are, because you can't see a headache, bro.
Oh, my God.
I've yet to see a headache. It's
impossible. Everybody like playing with Westbrook.
You're making assumptions that that's your projection of his game.
It's not my projection, bro. It's what's presented, bro. It's the history,
it's
bro.
not what's presented.
Nobody has. Name me a player that has a problem playing with Westbrook.
Okay, James. What happened with James Harden? James Harden bounced.
No, that's not James Harden. Hold on. One at a time. One at a time. First of all, James Harden did not leave because of Russell Westbrook. He actually wanted to stay. He left because management didn't want to pay him an extra $2 or $3 million, something small like that.
Yeah, they didn't want to go over the luxury tax, Lamont.
It was money. It was money why he left.
Exactly.
He wanted to be in OKC.
Yeah, they picked Ibaka over Harden. That's what they did.
Which is one of the reasons why KD left, because when KD spoke about it, it wasn't because of Westbrook. He was mad because he said that we had the first big three. And management allowed it to walk away. They allowed James Harden to go sign with Houston. That's one of the reasons why he was upset with management there.
Okay. What I was saying originally was what I was trying to say was what occurred. What I was trying to say was what occurred in Houston. Like what happened in Houston. What made him all of a sudden end up in Washington when they were projected.
He said it. He said it clearly. He said it clearly. He said they did not have a good culture there. He said guys would come into practice late. He said he was used to that strict turn system where you have to get to be at shoot around on a certain time or there's repercussions. You have to get to practice on time. But when he was talking about when he spoke on it and he said guys like James Harden, they allowed him to be late. He said it was a culture down there that he didn't like. So he spoke on that. Doesn't mean he has a problem with James Harden off the court because let them tell it. They have a perfectly fine relationship. Harden and Russ showed that when it was his birthday. So let's not act like they hate each other or hate the way they play, but it was a culture issue. James Harden still wants out of Houston. I wonder why. So it wasn't a Russell Westbrook issue.
Okay, the thing is, okay, I understand. You know what? I give you that because yeah, James Harden is difficult. I remember Kevin McHale, he was the first one to say it out of his own mouth. You know, James Harden is a difficult player to coach. So I understand that standpoint. My only issue was what happened with Durant there. You see what I'm saying? Where Durant came out.
We already told you what happened with Durant.
No, but listen, let me finish, bro. Let me finish. Durant came out and said, he's like, bro, now I'm starting to actually see what basketball is like and how to play in a basketball system. And those were all shots at Westbrook. You see what I'm saying?
No, it had nothing to do with Westbrook. Hold on. It had nothing to do with Westbrook. First of all,
who else is he talking about?
No.
Anthony Murrow.
I'm gonna tell you what he's talking about. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what KD was talking about. KD was talking about KD wasn't used to seeing much spacing because they were never able to get shooters around Russ. That was KD's biggest problem. He said nobody other than me could shoot the ball that well. That's why he was upset and he wanted to go to Golden State where there was a lot of spacing because OKC never got him any shooters.
Okay, but question was Russell Westbrook playing with Kevin Durant? So he wasn't the reason why he left. He wasn't one of the reasons.
No, he wasn't.
Russell Westbrook played with Kevin Durant along with 14 other players.
No, but bro, this shot selection, what was going on, the you know what I mean, just trying to attack the rack, not knowing when to pass.
Selector, have you ever played basketball?
I'm not hating on the guy.
Bro, have you ever played basketball?
No, I used to play ball. Yeah, I did play ball. Come on, man.
What'd you play, though?
Bro, I was shooting guard and small forward, bro.
So when you start talking to me about shot selection, what do you know about shot selection?
Bro, listen. It's not what it's what Kevin Durant didn't like, bro. It's not about me. It's what Kevin Durant didn't like.
First of all, you keep telling me another man's thoughts that you can't possibly know.
Bro, but this is what was being reported, bro.
What that mean?
No. Hey, Lamont, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Lee. I'm gonna let Lee go. Then we're gonna go back to Bees, and then we're gonna go back to El Selector.
Yeah. Go ahead. So then. One, I just want to say, Lamont, I've been waiting for this episode because I really have a lot to say about the 90s, but we'll get into that later. But two, El Selector, just because something is reported doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate. There's been a lot of things reported about player personnel, how players feel about a particular teammate, how they feel about a particular system, how they feel about a particular coaching staff over the years, and it's been proven to be false on a lot of situations or on a lot of occasions. So just because something is reported doesn't mean it's a fact. And we don't know what Kevin Durant was thinking. He may say A, B, C, D, but in reality, he felt completely different about a situation. And instead, he was thinking about X, Y, Z. So we're not necessarily going to know every single thing about the ins and outs about the system that Westbrook just happened to play in when he was at OKC. We don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and the other thing is we're judging all these players on a level that they all can achieve, right? Now, everybody can't be a champion, and that's okay. Right. That's okay. You can't down what that man has done because you say, oh, he'll never win a ring. 92% of the league never wins a ring.
That's right.
It goes back to this is why you cannot make rings the end all be all to how you judge an individual player.
Thanks,
winning a ring is a team accomplishment. You know, Robert Horry got 7 rings. Kobe got 5. Does that mean Robert Horry is better?
Yep, that's right. Robert Horry is better than Kobe. That's right.
No, but the thing is, but nobody's saying that though. But listen, Kobe Bryant was the leader of the team, though. Bro, as a leader, bro, you're rated and ranked on how many championships you could lead your team.
That's your criteria.
John, that's just everywhere.
Hold on.
No, it's not.
All right,
John Havlicek went 8-0 in the finals. Nobody says he's better than Jordan.
Exactly. So what are you talking about? Like, come on, yo.
Statistically, was he better than Michael Jordan though?
It don't
It
matter.
doesn't
You just move the
matter.
goalpost. You just move the
You move the
goalpost.
Don't
goalpost.
matter.
You just move the goalpost. You
goalpost.
just say it was all about championship. Now you just talking
Move
about
the
statistics. So which one is
No,
it?
no, but bro, you got to add that in there as well. You got to add the 2 in, bro.
What do you mean it's
And-
added
and-
in
No,
there?
man. You know what? In that case,
all right,
hold on. Hey, El Selector, El Selector. Who's the
Go ahead.
greatest, in your opinion? Who is the greatest basketball player of all time?
Bro, honestly, I'm gonna say it this. I got 3 guys. I don't have them in any order. I
Okay,
will say Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Michael Jordan, just because of the fact that they'd won at every single level, and they were the leaders, and they were running. Or they were the top.
Stop right there. You just said the first name. That's it. Then, if we're going to go off rings and rings only, Bill Russell's the go. Let's stop having the conversation.
All right.
Okay, and Selector, Michael Jordan wasn't the leader and didn't win at every level.
He won in college. He won in high school. He won.
He
the
wasn't the
NBA.
leader.
He wasn't the leader on the team in college. That was James
He was a
Worthy.
role player.
He wasn't the best player on that North Carolina team.
Role
James Worthy.
He had James Worthy and Sam Perkins. What are you talking about?
Fair enough. But he did win though.
The 2 years that he led the team, they went out in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8.
Sweet 16. Remember that show? That's what we did.
So what you're saying is what most people say today. Most people put Michael Jordan up with Kareem and other players for being great college. He ain't even better than Bill Walton.
Is it? I'm gonna say this.
You can say Christian Laettner was a better college player.
He was. That's not even debatable, B. Jordan may not even be a top 50, top 100 college player. If you really think about it.
You gotta give him his credit. He did win in college, though. He
was a role player,
bro. He was in the starting 5, bro, and he was a premier player.
What was his option on the team? What was his option on the team then?
He was like the third option on the championship team. The third option.
If that's the case, then Robert Horry is a better NBA player than Michael Jordan.
No, because Robert Horry didn't lead any team anywhere. Come on, bro. Yeah, remember that first. At one point, he sat on the bench.
You just
came in versus Detroit and then recapped.
You just proved our point because you're talking about Michael Jordan as a role player in college. I brought up the exact same thing in the NBA. You just made.
What I'm trying to say is he won at every level. That was my whole purpose. And at the NBA, he won big.
Remember, El Selector, his teams won at every level.
His team himself. His team.
It's all about what you do for your team. It's all about what you do for your team.
The problem with the argument that a lot of people make when they talk about this guy has this number of rings and this guy has it.
Like, bro, Scottie Pippen was 16.
Hold on. Let Sean finish, and then we can go to you. Go ahead.
You have to put things in context. There are a lot of things that have to go your way to win in a championship. That's the nature of the beast. If you look at every single championship, every single team that's won has had things go their way, whether it's been injuries or calls or what. Things have to go your way. So this is why you cannot use winning at every single level as necessarily in a team sport, the delineator for how great somebody is. They're a part of it, and they may be a big part of it, but they're not doing it by themselves.
All right, fair enough.
Hey, Selector, I got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're gonna take it. We're gonna take Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
he was a great player, scoring champion. But his teams weren't good enough to win early, so where did he end up find himself? He found himself in the lotto to where he could get Grant, make trades, and get Pippen and things like that. And then we're gonna fast forward that to OKC, and we're gonna look at the talent that they drafted, and then go a couple years later and say Golden State. Now, why was Golden State and the Bulls able to run off a dynasty, but the Thunder didn't?
You got to ask Russell Westbrook that question, bro.
See, and I asked you that question just so you would blame Russ. See, that's my point. It ain't just Russ. It's KD. It's Ibaka. If you look at what Sam Presti was able to build in that team should have won 3-4 championships.
No, you're right. I agree with you 100%.
And it ain't. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
No.
agree with you 100%. But the problem was what happened. Listen, I understand. The salary cap came in. They couldn't keep guys like Harden. There was so many other guys. Jeff Green came and he left. There
Oh,
was
they
so many
could have.
players.
The problem was they could have.
They had a lot of
Everybody on
they even had a lot of great role players that came in, like the Kevin Martins and a bunch of other guys. They just couldn't keep everybody. Even what's his name, the point guard who I don't know if he's still the point guard for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson was there. They had a lot of great guys, but they just couldn't keep everybody.
Well, here's the problem with that. The reason why good teams in all sports are usually good, like the Yankees, in football, like the Patriots and all these teams that you always consistently see being great, Packers and all them, and even in the NBA with the Warriors and the Cavs and teams that are willing to spend, you got to spend money. The OKC had an opportunity to keep James Harden. They didn't want to go into the luxury tax because of money. You don't. I want you to tell me the last team in the NBA that won a championship without going into the luxury tax. You have to spend money to win, and if you're cheap, you're never going to win. OKC was being cheap, and they lost a great player, and it pissed a lot of people off, and that's why they couldn't win, because they didn't want to spend money. If they would have spent money, they would have won.
And I think the 2015 Warriors were like the last team that didn't really spin into the luxury tax because they had Steph on a cheap contract. Draymond was on his rookie deal.
Yeah,
they weren't into the luxury tax, but that's such a rarity. To your point, Lamont, if you want to keep a core together, you're going to have to be willing to spend. And the bigger issue is the owners were so upset with what LeBron, Bosh, and Wade did in 2010 that they instituted the luxury tax to make it more difficult for teams to do what Miami did.
Thank you.
They were literally punishing themselves and punishing the league for what one team did. So that's what happened.
Thank you. Finally, someone said it.
And I only brought that up, bro, just so you would get that full picture that everyone just put out for you, so we can stop blaming one person for something that didn't happen across the organization.
Man, did a Pascal burst on himself, man. Shot himself.
But the other thing, El Selector, is you got to give Russell his credit. He is an all-time great player. He may not be in the top 10 or the top 20 of all time, but that man is a great player, and we should give him his respect.
Yeah, definitely a great OKC player. As far as
don't do that.
He a great player, dog.
Don't do that.
Period.
Don't do that.
No, but like, come on, bro. I don't understand, bro. I don't know, man. Just from what
you say, he a great OKC player. He had his most efficient year at Houston, bro. Most efficient year ever.
Don't do that.
And you saw what happened with that Houston team. What happened?
Yeah, because he got hurt and got COVID.
No, hold on. Last year,
Rondo's brother.
Hold on 1 second. Last year,
bro, that's not what great players do, man. That's not.
Hold on. Last year,
sideline argument with somebody else's. I don't know.
Hold on, Selector. Last year, Westbrook averaged 27, 7, and 7, and they ran into the best team in the NBA, the best defensive team in the NBA. What do you expect to happen? Like, what do you expect to happen when that happens? They ran up against LeBron and AD. It's not like the Clippers where the Denver Nuggets
ran up against them, and what happened? They ran up against them, and what happened?
They went up against a juggernaut.
It got to a point where it was like they looked like they were competing, and they just folded.
No. They ran into a juggernaut.
No.
They ran into a juggernaut. The Lakers. Nobody was going to beat the Lakers last year.
Nobody.
So you thought the Rockets had a legitimate chance of beating the Lakers last year?
Listen, I'm not saying they had a legitimate chance, but they could have at least been real competitive.
They were competitive. They won one game.
First game.
Those games. Every single one of those games in that series was close going into the fourth quarter within 10. Those games were competitive. And it would have been.
I don't know, man.
It would have been more competitive if
James Harden disciples over here, man. I don't know,
bro. It would have been more competitive.
We're not.
He got hurt in a bubble.
We're not know the game about basketball. You don't blame a loss on one player. That's just a fact.
I say something? So you give Michael Jordan a lot of credit, I say. I mean, I think Michael Jordan to go also, but we're not going to act like that man was perfect. You like to criticize Westbrook. Okay, because the whole thing basically you didn't agree with Westbrook, Jordan saying he sees himself in Westbrook. Here's the realistic thing about it. That's the facts. That's the facts. What was Jordan? Jordan was doing the same shit Westbrook was doing in the 80s. The only difference was he was more efficient
and didn't win.
And more talented. That's only he's the same. It was the same thing.
Same.
He was averaging. Dude was getting triple doubles. He was playing a point guard. He was doing the same exact thing, playing out of control, like doing the same thing.
And
didn't just being more efficient and didn't win.
Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson came along. That is a fact.
They
criticized. I guarantee you, and B's anybody from back then probably can attest to this. They criticized Jordan's IQ too. They criticized his IQ.
I have a question.
They criticized the fact that he hadn't won like Bird and Magic. That's
right. I have a question though. Hypothetically speaking, if you gave Michael Jordan that OKC Thunder team with Kevin Durant, where do you think they would go?
Wait, hold on, panel. Let me answer that. It's irrelevant. You know why?
No. The question is,
I'm gonna answer the question the way I want to answer the question, and I'm gonna do it my way.
It's irrelevant. Come on,
because he never won without Phil Jackson. He never won without the triangle.
Exactly.
Hey, what's up?
Period. He
Westbrook,
never.
That's a problem now. And the thing is, listen now, what great coach that Westbrook ever had in his career?
Bro, but like you guys are acting like Westbrook didn't have great teammates. You need coaching to win. I don't care about listen. What great coach? Let's hold on. What team won championship and not had a great coach besides Tyronn Lue? Dude, listen. He had Billy Donovan, right?
Bill Donovan not no great coach.
He's not a great coach.
But dude, listen,
he's a great college coach. He's not a great NBA coach.
He does have some sort of championship repertoire. He has.
He's not a great coach.
I'm not comparing NCAA championship to an NBA championship.
No, but dude, I'm just saying though, he has some sort of winning background. Regardless, you gotta start.
Hold on. Let me tell you one thing. Almost every NBA coach gets a coaching job because they have a winning background somewhere. Unless you're like Steve Nash or Steve Kerr, like there's only a few of them that just started right out the gate. But most of them had to have some type of winning coach. I don't care if you won a G League championship with a team. I don't care if you won in Spain or Mexico, like Phil Jackson did when he came up coaching. You got to have a winning career somewhere. You got to have something you won at before. So just because you won at another level doesn't mean it's going to translate to the NBA. There's a lot of NBA coaches who won on the college level that couldn't get it done on the NBA level.
Thank you.
The reason why Coach K from Duke was hesitant with making the transition to the NBA.
And Lamont, just like there are great players who played in the NBA who never won a championship, there are great coaches who coached for a long time in the NBA who never won a championship.
Jerry Sloan.
They're still great coaches.
Yeah, Donnie.
Bud Nelson, not one of them.
Don Nelson's one. I can name a lot. Don Nelson's one.
Quite a few.
It's a lot. You don't have to. You don't have to win a championship to be great in the NBA.
Okay, so my question was though, if you gave Michael Jordan that talent, Kevin Durant, because Kevin Durant is far superior than Scottie Pippen, where do you think Michael Jordan would go?
He
ain't win no championship. I answer the question. I'm gonna say.
He
ain't win a
never
championship.
won without the triangle offense. He never won without Phil Jackson.
Let me answer this question.
Michael Jordan weighed 195 pounds.
KD is a far superior scorer than Scottie Pippen. Player, I'm not going to go that far to say KD is a better player than Scottie Pippen. He's a way better scorer. That's not even in the ballpark. But Scottie Pippen brings so much more to the game that KD don't necessarily bring. He's getting better at it.
Outside of defense, like what?
Scottie was the glue of that team. Scotty's what made that Bulls team go. The things that Scottie Pippen was able to do, Michael Jordan would never win without Scottie Pippen.
Hold
on, if you look at Scottie Pippen's career, Scottie Pippen did not miss the playoffs his entire career in the NBA until he went back to the Bulls. Michael Jordan missed the playoffs every year. Scottie Pippen wasn't on his team.
No. I'm saying, what does he do differently outside of defense better than Kevin Durant?
It's
better
what makes
facilitator.
it's what makes LeBron great. His IQ of the game.
IQ.
The way Scottie managed that offense and got the ball to the players that needed to be gotten to. He stepped up and would lead scoring the nights Mike didn't have it. Scottie did everything the team needed whenever the team needed it.
Scottie was so good.
I think KD can do that in the triangle. I think a lot of that is product of the triangle.
Okay. So I have a question. You give
I didn't hear you, Sean.
Because for the Blazers, he didn't do that, bro.
Okay, I got a question.
Hold on. At the Blazers, Scottie Pippen suffered a back injury and was not the same player after the Bulls
He didn't
was.
enjoy retired.
But go ahead, Sean. What was your question?
I was saying, Bees, that Scottie Pippen was so unique and so good that they created the point forward position for him. Nobody
He's the ultimate point
forward
guard,
position
bro.
prior to Scottie Pippen.
Okay.
That's how good he was.
Okay. I have a question. So you give
Hey,
Russell Westbrook the triangle offense. Wait. I'm not. Let me just finish this. You give Russell Westbrook the triangle offense and Scottie Pippen. Is he getting 6 championships?
Look, you're asking another hypothetical question
No,
because
I'm asking you.
The triangle offense in the 90s with the rules that they played isn't the same offense as the rules played today. You're trying to take something out of the 90s and bring it into the day. It doesn't work that way because the rules of basketball are different.
But listen, I have a question though. If a player is great, he can play in any era.
Trying to go in 2000s, fam.
Look, Kobe had a harder time getting to the rim than MJ.
But he got to the rim.
And remember, the triangle offense is built primarily around one guy who can play in the post. Early in Kobe's career, he wasn't necessarily that guy. As he started aging, he started to see him work on that mid-range and that post game. And that's when he was able to dominate once Shaq was gone in the triangle. But it required that you needed someone who could do that early. When they got in LA early, they ran that triangle through Shaq.
But they ran it a lot. The reason why I brought up Kobe is to talk about his point that he brought up with Pip. Lamar Odom kind of ran the same type of style as Pip with the triangle.
He was
for the Lakers. I know you're not telling me that you don't think Kevin Durant could be a point forward of some sort in a triangle offense with Michael Jordan when he won titles with Steph Curry.
No, he can't be. That ain't his skill set. I'm not saying Kevin Durant's
bro.
I'm not saying Kevin Durant's not better than Scottie Pippen. I'm saying he can't do what Scottie Pippen does, is what I'm saying.
I think you're downgrading his playmaking. He already averaged 6.
You're not asking KD to do that though. That's irrelevant.
KD can do that though, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He can, but that's not his primary skill.
My whole point is this though. Why you want KD to do that? He's not gonna be the most effective doing that. It wouldn't make no sense.
That's what makes LeBron so unique, is because he can play that role and give you 27 or 30.
He played that role better, control the pace. He played that role better. I agree with what you said.
Who is that talking? Who is that? Ira. So you're saying that KD could play Scottie Pippen's role better alongside of Jordan?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that. What I'm saying is that he will have the capabilities to be unleashed in a triangle offense with somebody.
Hold on. So, but you're still talking about. See, again, this is where you're taking out. It wasn't the offense that made Pippen great. It was his defense. So you're basically.
But that's what I was saying. That's what I said.
So let's not talk about offense then, because again, you're talking about the wrong thing when you're talking about Scottie Pippen.
Lamar, that's why I asked him, what does Pippen do outside of defense that KD wasn't capable of doing? That's why I asked.
That's what I want to know too. That's a good question.
That's what I was asking, fam. The defense.
Scottie Pippen was a better playmaker. That's what he was.
He's not, bro. No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's a better forward than Yes, he is. It's not even close. Yes, he is. Not even close.
All right.
I would say with playmaking, they're both good playmakers, but I would say Scottie Pippen is the better. He's the better playmaker of the two.
Kevin Durant is the better playmaker.
And
No, he's not.
Kevin Durant,
Nah,
listen, Kevin Durant,
no, he's not.
gravity,
No, he's not.
Kevin Durant,
and y'all
Kevin Durant
remember,
gravity in
Scottie-
the ISO, bro, is just nuts for him.
Hold on, what'd you say
Like, I
again?
don't
Hold on.
think-
What'd you say?
ISO is not playmaking for your
No,
team.
listen to
Yeah,
me,
that's
bro.
not playmaking.
No, listen to me, bro. His gravity when if he get up at the top and he do high pick and rolls and shit like that, that's gonna be tough on the team, bro. If he stay on the wing where he can see the entire floor and the type of shooter that he is,
Hold on.
it automatically puts a different type of pressure on
Kevin
the defense.
Kevin
I'm
Durant
not
is
saying that it's better. I've seen Kevin Durant make plays before. Bro.
He
Kevin
is
Durant
all.
can do
We're
that.
not saying that. We're not saying he don't make
some
plays.
play, but he's not the versatile player that Scottie Pippen was. He's just not. He's the better
I'm not
offensive
saying
player for
He's
sure.
definitely a better
Right,
offensive
right.
player.
He-
Well, I can say this about
Overall,
KD. I can say this about KD defense though.
He's not.
He's a better rim. He is better in the paint. He's a better paint defender than Scottie Pippen.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
hold on, y'all. But
Pippen
we're
better
talking about in the
defender.
context of replacing Pippen. The Bulls never
Right.
asked Pippen to rim
That's what I'm
protect.
saying.
Because
That's
in the
what I'm saying.
90s,
It'd
they
be a
had
different
people.
role.
See, in the 90s,
Phil
in the
Jackson
90s,
was
hold on,
Pippen
hold
making
on.
the coach for the game
Hold on
winner.
one second, y'all. Hold on one second. What I'm saying is in the 90s, bigs, there was no defensive 3 seconds. Bigs could plant themselves around the rim. They didn't need Scottie to rim protect because the rules allowed them to have a center like Bill Cartwright or Bill Wennington or Luke Longley who just stands at the rim all day and they can rim protect. Scottie Pippen could guard 4 positions at one time.
Thank you.
That's how active he was defensively. So
That's what
when
I'm
you
saying.
say that, does KD have the defensive versatility to not? If you got to imagine putting himself, if you put him alongside Jordan, his scoring load is going to drop dramatically because Jordan's getting all those shots. Can he take? Can he say mentally? Can he say, you know what? I'm going to defer scoring wise, and I'm going to accept this role defensively.
But he's already proven he's done that in the
Who
past.
said that, KD?
He has never proven to be the defender.
Oh my
Scottie
God.
Pippen
No, he's
was.
not.
Bro,
No, he's not a defender. He's not
he
the
took
defender
less shots than Golden State.
of Pippen. He's not the defender of Pippen. Nobody can say that, bro. You know, so Pippen might be the best defender of all time, bro. You can't compare. KD would never be that, bro. That's
Dude,
not, yeah.
KD
That's why
My
if we talk
point.
about defense, it's not even close. I don't
Listen.
think that they win 6 titles with KD. I don't think that. I'm not saying that.
What?
What I'm saying is that I don't think.
Yeah. Look, we're going down. See, I don't like to do this in the lane right here where we start.
I
don't like to do this thing where we plug players into another era and say, "Oh, this is," because it's a dumb argument. See, we started off by just giving. The thing is, we talking about Ben Simmons, we talking about LeBron, we talking about Giannis, we talking about all these players of this era who play like 90s players. Why? And I say like 90s players because they're hard-nosed players who struggle to shoot the ball, well, at least jump shot wise. So when I say that, they mimic 90s players because a lot of guys in the 90s struggled to shoot the ball and all they did was attack the rim, right? And had a high field goal percentage off of that. But we hate on them and say they're inefficient. We'll say Westbrook's inefficient, but
dude, do you see Westbrook's shot selection? Like, bro, you guys are talking like as if this guy's
but that's not at the end of the day. I can point out flaws with every single player that we talk about.
Destroyed by Donovan Mitchell.
No, hold on. What I'm saying is you're talking about one matchup, one game. I'm talking about I can point out flaws with Westbrook all day. All I'm saying is that's not what makes him a great player. It's his versatility that makes him a great player. You can cry about his he has bad efficiency. I can name a player and I can whine about something he doesn't do well.
Okay, who would you prefer? I have a question.
No. Name a player. I don't care who it is. I'll whine about. Name Bill Russell. Say any great player, and I'll whine about something that they don't do well. See, the thing is, when y'all start talking about what Westbrook doesn't do well, all you're doing is whining about what he doesn't do well, but you give him no credit for what he does good. Because when I asked you earlier, tell me about his defensive IQ, you couldn't tell me one thing about his defensive IQ. You just gave him low defensive IQ because you don't like him.
No, but dude, listen. What happened?
Facts.
Okay,
that's facts. That's what you just did. You still can't name me nothing he does good defensively. Like I told you, he's elite defending the pick and roll, which in this league today, you need to be elite defending the pick and roll. He does that well. You said he has a low defensive IQ based off what assessment?
Shot selection,
defensive IQ.
Okay, defensive IQ. I'll give you that one. Listen,
so all I'm saying is, put together all of the things that he does great, and compared to the few things that he does wrong, the good things that he does far outweigh the bad. But because we harp on offense so much, You make it seem like those missed shots that he had, or this is what cost him the game. There's so many things that go into losing a basketball game. It never comes down to one bad call or one bad shot or two bad shots or anything like that. It's usually a team effort. That's why you lose games.
Yeah, but dude, listen. When your shot selection is so horrendous,
Hey,
hold on.
hey,
How was this shot? How was this shot? Hold on, one second. Hold on. How is this shot selection so horrendous? And he has a 41% field goal percentage, which is higher than he has a higher field goal percentage than Fred VanVleet, a guy that you said was better than him defensively.
Listen.
What are you going to say about Allen Iverson, El Selector?
I'm saying you say he's efficient, but he has a higher field goal percentage than a lot of players that you can name.
No, but Allen Iverson is legend. Come on, man. Let's leave Allen Iverson out of this. We're talking about Russell Westbrook.
Wait, why not? Because
we talking about old players.
Allen Iverson didn't always have the greatest shot selection in games either. So why not?
Hell no.
They're the same exact player, bro. He modern day that, bro. That's exactly what it is.
Can I speak on something about efficiency? Y'all looking at
but I have a question. You said they're the same exact player. How many times has Russell Westbrook been the leader, not the leader, and lead his team to the NBA championship? Not piggyback off Kevin Durant.
How many players have led your team in the championship? Name me which players have led your team in the championship. Name me all of them. You can't name. There's not many good players that can do that.
Okay.
That was on Kevin Durant.
That's irrelevant, bro. Irrelevant in this conversation.
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead.
Hey, check this out, bro. Do you realize that when AI was 31 years old, he had Melo scoring 30 a game and got put out in the first round?
Yeah,
and he had the defensive player of the year, Marcus Camby, too. On top of that,
yep.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Did you know that, bro?
You said he had Marcus Camby at 31.
He had Melo scoring 30. When he got traded to the Nuggets, him and Melo were the number one and number two scorers in the league, bro.
That's right.
And they got put out in the first round, fam.
And Marcus Camby was
the
player of
the year. Marcus Camby, bro. And then guess what? They traded for Chauncey Billups the next year and went to the Western Conference Finals. Iverson is a shot jacker, bro. You cannot talk about Russell Westbrook and gas Allen Iverson in any way.
In 2001, he won the Finals MVP, and he had Dikembe Mutombo as
he didn't win the
Wait. Hold on.
Was all NBA
to the NBA championship.
Hold on. When did Iverson never won no Finals MVP?
He didn't win the Finals MVP.
No, the
MVP.
Not win the finals. He put too much songs on my name.
2001 most valuable player.
You know Russell Westbrook won MVP as well, right?
Yeah. And when Russell Westbrook won MVP, the MVP, his numbers led the league in scoring. Hold on. When Russell Westbrook won MVP, he led the league in scoring. And he led the league in clutch points and led the league in clutch efficiency.
How did he do in the playoffs, though?
He had a bad team. He led a bad team.
Hold on. I got his playoff stats. So we're gonna compare.
No, not stats. Where did
hold on,
CA3. Because we're
gonna look at their percentages because that goes to show efficiency. So in the playoffs, Iverson shot 40% from the field. Russell Westbrook shoots 41% from the field in the playoff. In the playoffs, Allen Iverson shoots 32% from the three-point line. So does Russell Westbrook. And then from the free throw line, Russell Westbrook shoots 82%. Iverson shoots 76%. So when you're talking about efficiency, the percentages show efficiency. It looks like Russell Westbrook's slightly more efficient than Iverson in the playoffs, along with the regular season. If we look at percentages in the regular season,
where did his team go though? That was the question. Where did his team go?
Hold on. Are you going to talk about where the team went? Hold on. Didn't Sean just tell you? Remember, Sean just told you you gotta stop attributing what a team does to a player, what a player is individually. Because sometimes you can have a great player who doesn't go far in the playoffs because he doesn't have a good team around him.
Can I say something?
Michael Jordan swept in the playoffs twice.
Who was the
But he had Kevin Durant. What happened with Kevin Durant?
The lead in the Olympic team at PG when they won bronze medal, fam. Who did that?
I couldn't hear you. Were you talking about the Olympics?
Who was the leader at PG when America lost and won the bronze medal, bro? Who did they blame that on?
Allen Iverson.
Facts.
And
with
let's
the best
and
players
that's
in the world, he lost, bro.
and right.
Okay.
And here's the thing, and take it back on that. You keep talking about where the Westbrook went. They both went to one finals before. So what are you talking about?
But he
What did
wasn't the
win
leader.
before?
Kevin Durant ran that team.
You know what you mean? Who was
No,
the
no,
leader?
no. When he was
Okay,
leading, because remember,
Hold on,
remember,
True. Hold on,
come
True.
on,
Hey,
dog.
selector. So you're gonna tell me that Kevin Durant led the team, but Russell Wilson is the reason why they didn't win?
Westbrook.
Westbrook. So he's to blame. He don't get none of the credit for getting there, but you're gonna give him all the blame because they didn't win.
Talk to
Bro,
him.
bro. He became the alpha. He wanted his own team. What did Kobe Bryant say to him? Kobe Bryant told him in the Olympics, the two of you are going to have to split up in order for you guys to, go out there and become great, right? And win championships. What did Westbrook do? Westbrook took Kobe's advice. He said, all right, I'm going to run this.
Bro.
You know what you do, bro? You read a lot of ESPN articles.
No,
That's
bro,
what you
bro. Bro, I don't even watch ESPN.
That's what you do, bro.
Man.
No.
Clutch points. You rely on clutch
I
points.
don't watch ESPN. Bro, I'm just telling you straight up and down, bro. When he was the leader, what did he do? That's all I want to know. What did he do?
I got a better question for you.
What has he led his team to?
What have you done?
Okay. All right. So now you're going. Okay, now you're taking it personal.
No, I'm not taking it personal. I'm saying,
bro,
I'm saying you're judging
no, bro,
that
I'm
man.
not judging, bro. I'm not taking it to a personal level, bro.
You're
No.
judging.
Listen. Let me finish. I'm not taking it to a personal level and going it like we're not going to go that route. I'm just talking about on the court.
Bro, I'm asking you in life, what do you do?
He's a great player.
Okay, then we don't need to. We need to drop this argument.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, as a leader, as the alpha, where has he led Oklahoma?
No, Lee, let me ask. And what I'm trying to say is, where are your leadership skills to tell him that he ain't a good leader?
Okay,
when did you become a great leader? How do you know what a great leader is?
Okay, all right, bro. Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you an example. I can give you an example of Russell Westbrook being a leader. I'm gonna give you an example. This is to me.
Into that round. You see what I'm saying?
This to me, this is what tells me Russell Westbrook is a good leader and has been a good leader on every team that he's played on. Because when he got to Washington, the first reports coming out of Washington, when he got there, he was 3 hours early to the first practice. He was out there shooting with the guys. He was doing everything that a leader needs to be doing. And again, when he left Houston, he said one of the things that bothered him the most, why he requested that trade, was the culture. Guys not showing. See, when you being a good leader is calling out things like that, being late, not accepting it, regardless of who it is. That's all leadership. And so when he went to Washington, the first thing he did was engage with them young guys, like the new rookie that they had, getting there early to practice, showing them how it's done. That's being a good leader. So when you start talking about efficiency, just because you miss a few shots, don't mean you can't be a good leader, because the biggest leader on the Miami Heat roster didn't even play a minute or shoot one shot.
Thank you.
Okay, listen here. Regardless of what he does as far as coming to practice early and all that stuff, that's cool. Allen Iverson didn't even go to practice. And what happened?
Which is why he was a terrible leader.
No, but regardless of what, though, he performed on the court.
You can say he performed, but he was still a terrible leader.
Listen, regardless, I understand that. You're right on that.
Hold on.
But I'm talking about on the court.
The greatest leaders aren't always the best players.
Leadership,
how you know that? How you know AI was the leader on the? How you know AI was the leader on the Sixers?
The best leaders aren't always the best players, and the best players aren't always the best leaders. That's a fact.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is this. Like I keep saying, bro, as the alpha, bro, in the history books, they're gonna look at him. They're going to see the stats as great. Cool. They're going to be like, this guy was amazing in the regular season.
They're going to say he was a great player. Period.
Bro, it's not me. I'm not the one making the rules. I'm just telling you.
Okay, let me ask you.
You're going to look.
Hold on. Telling nothing.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
Hold on. Hey, hold on. Was Oscar Robertson a great player?
Dude, bro, honestly, I'm going to tell you straight up and down. Oscar Robertson, statistically amazing. Okay. Just like Westbrook.
No. Don't dance around it. Was he a great player?
Great player.
He was a great, excellent player.
Thank you. Russell Westbrook's a great player.
Russell Westbrook is a great regular season player.
Hold on. Oscar Robertson did the same thing Russell Westbrook did in the regular season. Pile up triple-double seasons, and the team didn't go nowhere.
And Lamont, to add on to that, remember that's why you have to keep it in context. Oscar Robertson in his prime was going up against the greatest dynasty in the sports, the 60 Celtics.
Right.
That's why he didn't. That's why his teams didn't win.
Facts.
Nobody was beating the Celtics teams.
Hey, Lamar, I know this is your job.
One thing we can say about Oscar Robertson, though, is he does have an NBA championship, right?
Hold on.
Hold on. Why? Hold on. When did he get that championship?
Who did he play with? Who did he play with?
Hold on,
Who did he play
Pam.
with?
Lamar, I know
Who did
this
he
is
play with?
hold on, CA. Lamar, I know this is your job because this is your platform. We all love you and appreciate you. I'm gonna do your job for you this one time. So check out Tracy Steele in the super chat. Westbrook is a great basketball player. Everyone has a weakness. Will KD win a championship without Steph or Clay, Westbrook, even Kyrie? Facts.
Bro, listen. I won't be shocked if Kevin Durant wins a championship this season.
Will you be shocked if he don't?
Right.
What would you say if he doesn't win? What are you gonna say?
Right, because KD couldn't win until he went to Golden State. He couldn't win until he went to Golden State.
He has a higher odds of winning the championship than Russell Westbrook right now. They are both playing Eastern Conference.
Playing on a better team.
Wins and losses is all that matters.
Hey, and just so you know, when Oscar Robertson won his championship, he had to go team up with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to get it. You know that, right?
Bro, he won a championship.
Louis Sender.
Hold on. Was he the alpha? Was he the alpha of that team?
Thank you. No. He won a championship.
Was he the alpha in 71?
Bro.
If he wasn't the alpha, you can't give him credit. That's what you said earlier.
Hold on, Lamont. Hold on, Lamont.
I give him tons of credit.
Hold on, Lamont.
Whoa.
Oh. Hey, we got to give him 8 seconds of silence. Lamont hit him with the standing 8 count.
Man.
You all right, brother?
Bro, I'm good. I'm chilling, bro. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this. I'm actually having a great night.
And again, the context is every great player has to play with at least one other great player to win a championship. Russell Westbrook, after Kevin Durant leaves Oklahoma City, is not playing with another All-Star until they get Paul George. So in those years when he's averaging triple-double and he's putting up those numbers and leading them to the playoffs, he's not playing with another All-Star. He's not going to win a championship under those circumstances because players don't win championships under those circumstances.
And Hakeem Olajuwon in 1994 was the only exception in the last years.
He's the only one.
He's the only one. I didn't catch that. What did you say?
Hakeem Olajuwon is the only player. If you look in modern NBA history, he's the only player to win a championship without playing with another All-Star or Hall of Famer in 1994.
That's it.
He's the only one. Everybody else.
Congratulations to Hakeem. Congratulations to him. He's a great. I have him in my top 10. That's how great he is. I have him in my top 10 all time. But
what is your top 10, bro?
My top 10. I'll say Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, LeBron James,
Chris Webber. No, I'm kidding.
Shaquille O'Neal. I would say who else? Tim Duncan. I would put also who else in there? Hakeem Olajuwon. And then who else? Who's the 10th? Who's the last guy? Will Chamberlain. There you go.
And you know what? To be real, that's a really good top 10. And I don't think a lot of people would argue you on your top 10. I think it's a good top 10.
That's great. No cool.
There you go.
No, but I mean it's all preference.
Good top 10, though. Good top 10.
Some people are gonna value other people over other.
That's still good. That's still good top 10, though.
Hey, Lamont.
Yo.
So can we go back to the original topic? I really wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got on?
Oh, 1 second before you get started. Hey, Lamont, did you see the little article today, the report that said that what was Houston's coach last year?
Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, Mike D'Antoni.
Yeah, D'Antoni put
stop the Harden trade.
The Harden trade to the Nets. He told him no, don't do it.
Oh man,
go ahead, Lee.
So, thanks, Beast. So this topic that Lamont's talking about in reference to the 90s, when he was talking about Westbrook, Ben Simmons, LeBron, Giannis, guys who typically who aren't necessarily the greatest jump shooters in today's NBA. They get the most pushback, but the 90s was filled with a lot of players who also were great jump shooters as well. I really wanted to talk about the 90s, and I've just come to the conclusion the 90s was the most overrated era probably in basketball history. It's ridiculous. It's so funny because Sean and I were talking about the 90s Tuesday night, and technically Wednesday morning until like 2 a.m. Appreciate you, Sean. So we were comparing the 80s era to the 90s era. This is just me personally. In the 90s, I could only name 13 tier 1 players in the 90s. In the 80s, I can name at least 25. I actually named 33 players in the 80s. And I just think that, what Lamont, was hit the nail right in the coffin when he said that the 90s was the first era to be the highlight era with ESPN, with Sports Center, and with people just being so enamored with dunks and all that stuff and flashiness that people even look at the totality of the game anymore. And it's funny because the players that are hated on today, like Russ, like Ben Simmons, like LeBron, like Giannis, they play just like the players in the 90s for the most part. So yet they get a lot of pushback. But that's what I wanted to talk about. LeBron, did I say anything incorrect?
Nah, that's it.
I got a question for the panel, just because we're talking about the 90s. I'd like to hear everybody name, if they were putting together a starting five of just players from the 90s, who would be your starting five of the 90s?
I'll go last.
My start.
You want me to go first?
Anybody can go first.
I'll go first. Michael Jordan.
Duh.
Scottie Pippen. Hakeem Olajuwon. Shaquille O'Neal. And I would say John Stockton.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's not bad.
My starting five: Gary Payton, Michael Jordan, Scott Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Hakeem Olajuwon. Dynasty.
I'll go with Stockton, Jordan, Pippen, Malone, and Olajuwon.
I have the same five as these.
Yeah, but I could see people putting Olajuwon. Olajuwon started off playing power forward.
Yeah, I would go with the Dream, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and Penny.
That's good.
That's a good one. I ain't gonna hold it.
No, that's a good one right there.
Yeah, six man. I got Mitch Richmond coming off the bench.
You got
that's a good one. That's a great six bed. That's a great six bed.
Mitch Richmond, he skated easy. I don't know how he got the whole thing.
I picked my team
because of Run TMC.
Lamont, I can't stand you. Lamont.
I'm talking about, I can name a lot of 90s players. I don't know how they got in, but I can name a few of this era that I don't know how they got in.
I don't know how all these guys got in, bro. I still never understand that shit.
No, it's European career. It's European
international play.
Oh, okay.
Like, we've been. I think we talked about it before. Like, Luka is already a Hall of Famer. Like, believe it or not, he did so much overseas. Like, it's crazy. Like,
you got your starting five, Lamont, for the 90s.
I would say Stockton, Jordan,
Chris Webber. I'm kidding.
No, Stockton, Jordan, Pippen. Power forward, you can go with a couple people, but I would say Malone, and then at center, Shaq.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I picked my team because like it's unselfish. I mean, they just gonna give the ball to Michael Jordan. Everybody gonna play defense. I mean, no egos.
What was Ray? Ray, did you pick your five?
I got Penny running the point. I got Jordan at the 2. I got Pippen at the 3. I got damn, that's a lot of power forwards I won't put right there, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of power forwards, but I put Chuck right there. You know what I mean? I got defenders around him, so his defense ain't gonna hurt me that much. And then I put Shaq at the five, Hakeem at the 5.
Let's talk about them 90's power forward low be a little bit overrated too, man.
Yeah, they are, bro. It's really like I
I
wanted to pick some people that I liked. You know what I mean? One of my favorite players was KG, even when I first seen him when he first came in late in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
While we're talking about the 90s, I'll tell you guys what Sean and I were talking about in terms of the tier 1 players in the 90s. There's only 13, to be honest with you. So I'll break it down by. I mean,
you said 13.
Yeah, there's only 13 tier 1 players in the 90s. Only 13.
I'm trying.
I'll name them too by position.
It depends on what you call in tier 1.
So
what you call in tier 1?
Elite.
No, I mean like from what standpoint is tier 1 a superstar? Is that what
superstar? Superstar, and that can impact your team in any way, shape, or form. So there's only 13. So I'll start.
Hold on, you doing tier 1 superstars for what? The 80s or the 90s?
90s.
All right, hold on. Before you get into that, I got a super chat. Chosen said, "Can somebody explain illegal defense in the 90s?" It's simple. It's basically a rule that mandated you had to stay within about or approximately, I would say, about 3 feet of your man. And so the two primary things that you couldn't do, which affected defenses, was you couldn't hedge or you couldn't dig down and those are two real common practices
today
in the NBA today. Hedging screens is big. If you can do that, you'll be good. Digging down on screens, same thing. But when you couldn't do that, you just had to switch screens. If you were dealing with an elite offensive player, they were going to light you up off the pick and roll in the 90s.
Basically, it was really no zone defense back then. So if you had to double, if you wanted to double somebody back in the day, you had to commit to the double team.
You had to step all the way out.
You can't fake it. You can't fake a double team. You gotta commit to it.
Yeah, you got to either go or not. And so that's why Jordan got to the rim so easy. A lot of people made it. A lot of people would make you believe that getting to the rim in the 90s was tough. Actually, it really wasn't that tough because by the time Jordan got there, he was already in the air at the rim. Guys would have to rotate, especially with his speed. Imagine Jordan's speed, one of the most athletic players in the league, and you can't help until it's too late. I mean,
that's why Detroit.
That's
why Detroit felt like they did what they had to do. I mean, it wasn't right.
But that's one of the reasons why Detroit resorted to the Jordan rules. Because they couldn't get there fast enough anyway. So might as well. That's why they said if he gets in the air, he's going to score because there's no way they could possibly get over there to defend that quickly with the illegal defense. So it was
you had to fly him hard.
You had to.
It wasn't right, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, like that's crazy. Like, if you think like you put it in that way, it's like you understood, like, in a certain degree why they did that, how they did it, how they played that way. It wasn't just Jordan. They did it like scores, period. You they scores. So you hit that room.
Hold on. Chosen said defense was better in the 90s. How can defense? So I want to ask you. Okay, I got you. He's laughing. But see, it's hard to say. You see, it's again, when I look at defense, is more so, especially now, is more so a team concept. This is why you can have a great individual defenders and still have a trash defensive team. We saw that with the Clippers last year in the playoffs. You got Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and all these good defenders, and Pat Beverly. You would think that they would be the elite defensively, but they couldn't guard the pick and roll because they didn't have good team defense, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, like even with Mike and Scottie, see. What's his name? Cartwright, and what's the other dude name with the center for the Bulls? People don't realize. Yeah, they don't realize how good Luke Longley and them dudes were defensively, which allowed Scottie and Mike to gamble a lot. They gambled a lot.
Actually, Jordan. The thing about Jordan defense was,
and even when they went small, where they would play Robin at the 5 and Kukoc at the 4. They could still gamble defensively because Robin was just that good. He knew exactly. He understood angles. He understood coverages. Defensively, it was a nightmare playing against them.
Because it was 94 feet when them two got going, man. They put pressure on your ass all the way up the court.
Yeah, the thing about Jordan was this is the thing what made Jordan a great defender was not just the on ball skills, his off ball. Like he legit played like a D-back. Like you didn't know if you better know where Jordan's at the whole time when he's on defense, because he stripped the ball when you run the post, like with Karl Malone, how you get the ball from Karl Malone. He played on passing lanes, like he was dangerous with that. That's how he got a lot of them steals.
And True, I tell you this, I'm gonna tell you, he and Scottie Pippen, they got this from Walt Frazier. They could set the guys they were guarding up defensively and save their steals for key times of the game because they had spent the entire game setting them up. You know, thinking, oh, he's playing me this way, I'm going this way, he's playing me this opposite way, and literally could save their steals for important times of the game. That's how good they were.
Like, well, Mike even told you, man, how like Karl Malone, man, he should have that ball up high.
Oh man.
Malone didn't do what he did best, was keep the ball high.
Man, Mingo just need to hit the link, bro. He be talking to every video. He never hit the link, bro.
Hold on. Mingo Jester says zone defense.
Bro, hit the link, man. You be talking, bro. You don't even be hitting the link, bro.
How is it overrated? How is it overrated? But guys like Jordan and Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady didn't want it in the league because it would slow them down.
Dog, Mingo Jester, you never played basketball in your day of your life, dog. You don't watch. You saying that comment? You was like, come on, yo. I'm questioning your basketball credibility.
Zone, man. I played against zone defense in rec leagues, and that's affected me, bro. That just shows you how. Like, man.
Hey, y'all.
What's up?
What up?
Hey. Here's what I gotta say about the '90s defense. When you playing in MJ's era, not being able to play zone played a huge factor in defense. Can you imagine MJ playing in this era where you're allowed to play help defense? He would struggle in this era for that reason. Dudes over here praising the '90s defense. In the '90s, not being able to play help defense, that plays a huge factor for playing against a guy like MJ who can easily blow by you one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? MJ would not be a factor that much. Not that much. Guys saying MJ would score 45 in this era. That's false. MJ,
but I think
not on double teams. Not if you get double team all game long. You can double team all game. Just think about that.
Nah, he would still dominate zero.
What I think is this.
He's not getting 45, bro. He's not getting 45 in this era, bro.
What I think is this. A lot of guys, the reason why they praise 90s defense is because of the physicality. So a lot of guys enjoyed the physicality of the 90s defense.
Look at his three-point shooting, though. Look at MJ is not a three-point shooter. MJ is not a three-point shooter.
A lot of basketball heads, a lot of guys enjoy that.
He's not a three-point shooter.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why they enjoy it. They enjoy it because it was their era, and they just want to hold on to it. They don't enjoy it. A lot of them couldn't, like I said, if you ask a lot of them, they can't even tell you who was a good defender and who was, other than the guys who won Defensive Player of the Year.
Hey, Lamont.
I'm just bringing you facts. I was talking to those guys about Barkley. They said he was a good defender. He played solid D. I said, when? No. I literally will ask them this, and and the same thing with Iverson. They said what you said. Oh, he led the league in steals. Like, I'm like, come on, man. Like, come on. Yeah, y'all gotta start being.
Can I talk about this about 90s?
This is what they say, though. This is what they say.
Hold on, go, Mike. Hold on. Go ahead.
Listen, for those who don't know, though, the physicality NBA, even after the 90s, going into the 2000s, the physicality was there. The defense, you remember those matchups with Indiana and Detroit. You remember those matchups.
Okay. Clotheslining people and body slamming people.
That wasn't what made the defense. The 2000s, the early 2000s was the best defense of era of all time. But it wasn't because of physicality.
No. But what I'm trying to say
is because of the zone being allowed into the game.
No, but what I was trying to say is the physicality was even there then. But a lot of guys don't talk about that era.
No, but what I'm saying is it wasn't because of physicality. Because when you say physicality, you make it seem like all you got to do is be strong and you could be a good defender. That takes away from what Ben Wallace was doing. Ben Wallace wasn't just strong. He had great defensive IQ.
And timing. He had great timing as well.
I mean, it takes a lot. It takes you have to be a good defender, right? And there were a lot of good defenders at that time frame with the implementation of the zone. That's all.
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But I was just explaining the perspective behind those guys coming, I guess, from that 90s era, who enjoyed that era.
What they're enjoying the 80s. Is what they are, and they just pulled it into the 90s as if the 90s was playing that way.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. It was the 80s was the most physical era. It wasn't the 90s.
Right.
But because we want to push Jordan up, we transmit what happened in the 80s into the 90s. When the 90s, like Lee was saying, they didn't have the depth. And no, it's not MJ's fault. But if age wouldn't have happened, then MJ could have had Magic to kind of go against as another star. There was no other star in the league but MJ.
Right, which brings me to my point about the tier 1 players in the 90s compared to the 80s. I'm gonna go over it by position. So in the center position, there's only 4 tier 1 centers throughout the 90s. Period. Shaq, Hakeem, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. Power forward, it was Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. Small forward, Scottie Pippen, and then Grant Hill for a couple years. Shooting guard, Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler for a few years. Point guard, it was 3. Okay, it was Shaq, it was Penny, John Stockton, Gary Payton. That's 13. I can name 30. He was good, but I won't say he was tier 1. But there's literally, I could go. We could talk about the 80s all night. It'll take forever. I could literally name at least 25 players in the 80s.
Hey, who that Sean? Who that Sean talking? That's Sean talking?
That's Lee.
That's Lee talking? Lee can't name me 23. Lee cannot name me 23 great shooters back then. He can't name me 23. He can't.
Back when? Back when? Where?
What era? In that era, they were not shooting threes.
Talking about?
The 90s? I'm talking about the 80s. I'm talking about the 80s and 90s era. They were not shooting threes. They were not shooting threes like that.
Go Mike.
Taking mid-range and post-ups.
Go Mike. I'm not talking about shooting. I'm talking about just tier 1 great players. There's only 13 in the 90s. If you want me to name at least 20 tier 1 players in the 80s, I could do that right now.
Not shooters. Not shooters. That was a weak shooting era. That was a weak shooting era.
Mike, it doesn't matter. We're talking about great players.
But every era.
You can name 23.
Every era.
Let them name them.
But go, Mike.
These 23 players.
Go, Mike. But that's what we've been talking about with Russell Westbrook. You don't have to be a great shooter to be a great player.
Exactly.
Russell Westbrook is better than any point guard in that league. What y'all talking about? Russ is better than any point guard. Russ is better than any point guard in that league. You can't name me. You can't name. You can't name me like 2 point guards better than Russ in that era, and that's MJ and Magic Johnson. MJ and Magic Johnson is the only players. Hold on. MJ and Magic Johnson is the only point guards in that era that's better than Russ.
Wait, but Michael Jordan
point blank period. Russ would average 30 in that era. What you talking about? Put Russ in that era. 30. Russ would average 30 in that era. He gonna get 30, 10, and 10. Russ getting 30, 10, and 10 in that era. Who gonna guard him? You can't play zone defense. You can't build a wall on Russ now. They gotta play Russ 1-on-1. In that era, you can't double team Russ. You can't double team Russ.
I ain't gonna hold you though. He's wrong, but he making that couple points he just did.
Bro, True the King. How do you stop Russ?
Make him shoot.
Answer the question. How do you stop him?
Sag off him. I'm sagging off him.
No, that ain't how you stop him. You gotta build a wall to stop Russ.
No, you don't.
You can't do that in the era. You can't play him 1-on-1. You can't play him 1-on-1. You can't play him 1-on-1.
Hold on, go Mike. You can still sag off somebody without playing.
If you sag off him, bro, name me one guy in that era that can sag off Russ and make him take a jumper. Name me one.
Magic Johnson.
No. Name your role player. Role player.
You're trolling now. You're trolling.
Don't put Scottie. Don't play MJ. Don't put Scottie. Don't play MJ. Name your role player. Stop Russ.
Michael Cooper.
Russ is getting 30 in that era, bro. Name me one point guard besides Magic and besides MJ in that era that's better than Russ. Besides MJ and besides Magic Johnson, who's better than Russ?
Isaiah Thomas.
Russell Westbrook would dominate Isaiah Thomas on defense. What you talking about?
Oh my!
Russell broke by and dunk on him. Russ would dunk on Isaiah Thomas. He would dunk on him.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas cannot stop no Russell Westbrook. He's too fast, too strong, too athletic.
You ain't got to stop
too
him, though.
strong.
You ain't
He
got to
would dunk
stop
on
him,
that man. Isaiah Thomas has never faced a guy like Russ in that era. At point guard.
Magic Johnson.
I said besides Magic and besides MJ.
Besides
Magic, besides MJ.
Can I say this?
You can't name
realize
them two.
Isaiah Thomas had like almost like a 40-inch vertical on the low.
He didn't play no Russell. He didn't play a guy like Russ at
he
point.
Was athletic himself. Isaiah Thomas.
He was not as athletic as Russ.
Isaiah Thomas, what do he weigh, about 150?
Isaiah Thomas would get ran over by Russell Westbrook.
Isaiah Thomas was a great defender, though. Let's not take that away.
Isaiah Thomas would not stop no Russell Westbrook. That's
Hold on. Joe Dumars was the best defender on that team. Let's not take that away from Joe. That was Joe.
And if you want to be frank, Russell Westbrook probably does not play point guard in the 80s.
Russ was a problem.
First of all, Joe Dumars was
you gonna put Rodman on Russ, bro, if they play the Pistons, bro.
No, you put Joe Dumars. You put Joe Dumars on Russ, bro. That's all you gotta do. Best hand checker of all time.
Joe Dumars played.
Best hand checker of all time.
Ain't stopping Russell Westbrook. Joe Dumars ain't stopping Russell Westbrook. He's not.
It's not about.
Nobody gonna say it ain't about stopping him, bro.
He can't jump with Russ. He can't jump. He can't jump with Russ.
Go, Mike.
He cannot run. Russ is faster than Dumars. Russ faster than him. What you talking about? Russ is faster. Russ is faster than him. Russ is way faster than him. Joe Dumars is not like Russell Westbrook. Russ is faster. Russ is faster. He's stronger. I'm telling you now. Russ will jump over that man.
I mean, Russ is a great player. You're not going to stop Russ. He's a great player. You're not going to stop any great player. You're not going to shut down any great player, Mike.
Did y'all watch Prime Russell Westbrook? Yes or no?
Yes.
Mike, you're not going to shut down any great player.
Prime Russell Westbrook, he would dunk on them cats. Real talk, he would. He would dunk on them all game long. All game long. Prime Russell Westbrook was a problem, man. He was a problem.
He's in his prime now.
I
understand he's a problem now.
And also, the thing about what you're talking about, Go Mike, you sleeping on those guys' ability to adapt. Like, they would figure out a way to deal with Russell Westbrook. They may not stop him, but they figure out a way. They
didn't have no point guards like Russ in that era. They didn't have none like Russ.
What you mean,
Go Mike.
As far as dunking,
that is not true, because Jordan said Russ is like a young Mike.
Yeah,
so Jordan.
I said besides MJ. Besides MJ.
Jordan said Russ is a young him. So they couldn't stop Jordan, so they probably couldn't stop Russ.
Go Mike. You do realize they would have clotheslined that man in the air, right? You do realize that, right?
And guess what Russ would have did? Russ would have fought back. Russ ain't no hoe. Russ ain't no hoe. Yes, he would. How much want to bet he would? How much want to bet he would? How much want to bet he would?
No, I understand you for him. I understand you and him had went back and forth back in the day.
Russ ain't no hoe, man.
This is
Russ ain't no hoe.
And Bill Laimbeer and Dennis Rodman after Russell Westbrook.
He would have fought Rodman. He would have fought MJ. That's real talk. Russ would have fought them dudes. Real talk.
Then his team losing, Phil. Then they start.
Russ ain't no hoe.
Hey, Go Mike. We got your point. You think go? I slightly agree with some of the points you made. I think Russ would have a lot of success in the 80s because of his athleticism.
He ain't no hoe either. He ain't no
hoe. But hold on. But that fight
would not have the green light. In the 80s, it was all about structure and system. He would have to.
Talking about you would just be cat. Yo, come on.
Hold on. Who said that? Who said that?
El Selector said that.
Come on, man.
Selector.
Would not have the green light. You know that.
That man Charles Barkley did anything he wanted.
Hold on, the 80s was one of the highest scoring eras of all time. What are you talking about?
Charles Barkley played no defense. Charles Barkley played no defense. Zero.
It was one of the highest scoring eras of all time. He would have had a green light. If they scored 150 points a game,
it was the highest scoring era of all time.
Okay, yeah, it was. Then he would have had a green light. He would have been able to do whatever he wanted.
That's why I got TV deals. 80s reason why they got TV deals now, man. That's how great offensively it was, man. That's you know what I mean? That's why the game open up is now, because they trying to he kind of like try to recreate the '80s. You know what I mean?
The
Hold on.
80s.
Eastside 81 GZA said better athlete doesn't equal better player. That's true, but it does help. I tell you that much.
Yeah, the
LeBron
80s.
would have had 8 rings in that 90s era. LeBron would have had 8 rings in the 90s era. In the 90s era, LeBron would have had 8 rings.
We're not gonna go that far, bro. We're not gonna go
LeBron would
that
have
far.
he would have had 8 rings in that era.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you though. He may
LeBron
got
is
good
6'9". LeBron is 6'9". LeBron is 6'9", 280. Who gonna stop him? Who gonna stop LeBron going to that rack?
Jordan not getting. Hold up. What team you putting on LeBron on in the 90s?
They do matter. They do matter.
If LeBron played on the Bulls with Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Harper and them boys, he getting 8 rings. That's no question.
Well, he get 8 because he don't retire.
He don't age at
Nah,
all.
Hold on. I got a
age.
question though for that. Though. So how that would even work though? Because Scottie Pippen and LeBron kind of like that's kind of like the same role.
Hold on. Look at Mac Def. Hold on.
LeBron.
Hold on, y'all. Mac Def said Jordan had competition. He said Reggie Miller, Penny Hardaway, Joe Dumars, and Drexler. First of all, hold on. First of all,
Michael Jordan.
No. First of all, Wilkins didn't play a lick of D himself. He didn't know what defense was. Penny Hardaway stayed on the injured list, so he couldn't get on the court. Reggie Miller, we saw what Jordan did to him already.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller only tried to outshoot Jordan. He didn't play a lick of defense himself. Joe Dumars was really the only one on this list that actually gave Jordan a little bit of problems, but Jordan still gave that man all types of hell. And in Drexler, we saw what Jordan did to Drexler in the finals. So you just brought up a whole bunch of names.
Lamar, you know what's crazy, Lamar? Anybody, hold on. You know what's crazy? Everybody you have in your top 10 have more competition in the position than Michael Jordan. When that you just said that list right there, that just proves it. Everybody top 10 list.
I just had a conversation with
They had no two guards, bro. They had no two guards for real.
I just said you can't name me. I had a conversation with a dude the other day. I said you can't name me any player that had less competition at that position than Michael Jordan. Any great player.
Look, he only named
3. That's facts.
Look, he really only named two shooting guards, Drexler and Miller. Joe Dumars too, but Joe Dumars was really an '80s guy, not really '90s.
They quick to criticize people like Bill Russell. But Bill Russell had more. Oh, it was less teams. You know what's crazy? It was less teams back in the day, but he had more competition at his position.
Joe Dumars played pretty much the whole '90s, but he wasn't really.
I'm just comparing the comp.
There's still 3 people.
Isaiah Thomas wasn't the same. He kind of was out the picture.
You guys want me to name the 2 players in the '80s?
Hey, no, bro. This dude just said that Reggie Miller better than Klay Thompson.
Oh my God!
No, he's not.
Reggie Miller ain't even a better defender than Klay Thompson. Come on.
I understand why you said that.
In that era, you wasn't allowed to play defense.
But no, he's not.
You wouldn't play defense back then. What y'all talking about?
Hold on. The only argument you have for saying Reggie Miller that he led a team. That's the only argument you have. Everything else, everything is important. It's impressive. That's why Reggie Miller's Hall of Famer. But still, he's not better than Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson already in his career has just as many All-Star game selections, just as many NBA teams. He averages more points per game, being just the third guy. Reggie Miller was the number 1 scorer on this team. And Klay Thompson was a third scorer on the team, averages more. Klay Thompson is a far better defender. He does everything on that court better. Reggie Miller's not a playmaker. He couldn't handle the ball like Klay does.
If they got Klay Thompson, they'll be.
I don't know about that. He getting the ball better than Klay Thompson.
No, he can't. No, he couldn't. No, he cannot.
He can't handle the ball.
He cannot handle the ball.
He can handle the ball better than Klay, though.
Hey, Lamar,
no, he can't.
They can't name one player now.
Better than Klay,
No. Keep in mind, Golden State does not ask Klay to handle the ball. That's not his role on that team.
Klay can't do it, bro.
He can't do it.
No, that's not his
role.
Klay can handle the ball.
Klay can handle the ball. Klay got more game than you think. Klay got mid-range game. Klay also has a post game. He just don't use it.
He does.
Klay, if you watch Klay in the Olympics, Klay handles the ball, and Klay is a playmaker when he was on the Olympic team.
Reggie can handle that ball too, though, bro.
No, he couldn't, man. What are you talking about?
I think it was not the ball handler, boy. Stop.
Listen, I ain't saying he's gonna break you down on defense or nothing like that. I ain't saying that, bro. But I'm saying if he got the attack or closeout something like that, Reggie Miller can do that.
I see him attack it. I see
Reggie Miller in the
in
89 and 90 and shit like that, bro. He doing that shit, bro.
Well, Reggie, I'm gonna tell you what Reggie Miller was as a ball handler. He was this straight line ball handler.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about.
No, that's what I'm saying. He can dribble it enough. He can dribble it enough to get himself out of trouble or something like that. I think they similar with their dribbling. I think
he's a straight line ball handler, but he cannot change direction and handle the ball. That ball was going off his leg if he did that. I promise you.
Clay can't really do that. Clay can't really do that either, bro.
No, Clay just ain't being asked to do it.
No, Clay don't really do that, bro. I
seen
seen Clay get a rebound, start to push the break, and look shaky, but Clay don't really want to put the ball on him. He getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? He did it a little bit in Washington, but when I say he can't really dribble like that, what I'm saying is that you're not gonna be scared of him putting the ball on the deck. You want him to do that. You would rather him put it on the deck than shoot the tray ball because you know he's not looking to break you down. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying
That's
Clay
facts.
can't. I ain't saying
That's
Clay
facts.
can't read the closeout, go to the cup and dunk and shit like that. He can definitely do that. He can take 2 dribbles, step back, pull up, mirror. He can do that little stuff. But as far as changing directions, Clay not doing that, bro. He's not gonna go one way, go behind his back, step back, shoot. He's not doing that. Bro.
Do it often. That doesn't mean he can't do it.
Show me a highlight of him doing that.
Effectively.
I said correct. I'm looking at it now.
I'm gonna give you this Clay comparison, right?
I stand correct.
He can't cross somebody up. Clay can't cross somebody up.
What's that true?
Go ahead.
What does that mean, nigga?
That was Clay cannot cross somebody up.
What does that mean?
Clay ain't gonna cross nobody up.
Hey,
What does that mean?
Hey, dog, I'm just telling you, he don't do it on that team.
But he can handle the ball a little bit.
He can do it, dog.
He can't cross nobody.
From a 1 to 10, what you saying?
He ain't gonna cross nobody.
From a 1 to 10. I'm giving him
Clay
a 5.
got basic handle. What you talking about? Clay got basic handle.
He got average handle. 5.
Clay got below average handle. He got below average.
That's what I'm saying. He got
below
average handle.
I'm looking at it right now.
Y'all talking
He's not
about
crossing nobody up. He's not crossing nobody up.
He just doesn't do it.
Hold on, we got a super chat.
He just don't do it.
Hold on, we got a super chat. Says,
Not
we got a super chat from Tracy. Still says, name me top 10 NBA players today who can score everywhere on the court.
Ooh,
that's too easy. That's too easy. KD, Curry, Bron.
Hold on. Go one at. Let's start. We're gonna start with let's go ahead. True to King, can you name them?
Jokic.
I'm gonna go after him.
KD.
That's 2.
Jason Tatum.
3. I give you that.
Jaylen Brown.
That's 4. Yeah.
CJ McCollum. Dame.
I don't know if he can score in the post though.
Oh, you right. I'm thinking about it. No, I scratched that.
Who? CJ was putting Alex Caruso in the post.
Steph Curry. He got a layup package and he can shoot mid range that 3. I mean, yes, and get to the line.
I'll give you Steph Curry. You can do it everywhere.
Kyrie.
That's 6. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Kawhi.
7.
Paul George.
8.
Yeah, that's easy, really.
You missing a lot of guys.
Yeah, it's easy, really, bro.
I'm trying to find like the elite. I'm trying to find the elite
players. Can most of
all the top tier players. I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna go next, y'all.
Chris Middleton, low key, he's underrated. He can score all 3 levels.
Yeah, he could post up. Yeah,
that's 10.
True.
You didn't name DeMar DeRozan. I like DeMar DeRozan on that list.
I didn't say his name. He don't like shooting the 3 ball. He don't like shooting
3. I would have said
he don't like shooting it, but I've seen him make it.
Make them though.
Yeah,
that's what we say. Can they make them?
It's like
he's not trash out there. He's not trash.
No, he's not trash out there. He doesn't shoot them. He doesn't shoot them up to me for me to say that.
One every 30 games he takes.
I give you that. I would say Clay. I would say Clay's a 3-level scorer.
Yeah,
Easy.
I mean, you gotta put You gotta put LeBron on your list too. LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron, AD, both of them 3-level scorers.
True. I'm surprised you didn't.
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna make
the
it real
thing
easy.
was is
True.
that
I'm surprised.
there's so many
many.
players today that can do that. You don't
I
have
mean,
to.
True, the King struggled.
Right.
True, the King struggled too long, man.
I mean, I would put Joel Embiid on that list.
I was trying to find like
I was just surprised that
a lot of
True
names.
didn't. I was just surprised True didn't say Donovan Mitchell. I thought he was going to include him too.
Oh,
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell,
Yeah.
James Harden. I mean, there's
Devin
so
Booker,
many
so many.
dudes.
I named Jalen
can-
Brown and like Jason Tatum because they both
I can
like
I can name
they
15
both get
players.
to the room. They both shoot like near 40% from the 3-point line. That's why I named.
I can
them.
name I can name 15 players that can play all spots, man.
No, just name a couple though, Mike. Go ahead.
All right. It's gonna be easy cakewalk. DeMar DeRozan, 1.
He
Jokic,
can't shoot
2.
threes, bro. You lost already.
Who can't shoot threes? DeMar DeRozan?
DeMar can't shoot threes already, bro. Damn.
DeMar does shoot threes.
DeMar DeRozan.
He don't shoot a lot. He don't shoot it a lot.
Dude, that nigga shot like 30.
DeMar does shoot
bro.
some threes. He shoot them things.
That's a good
he
one.
is-
You can have
no,
that.
he
You
is-
can have it.
He just started shooting him again this season. He didn't take a lot like the past 2 years.
Dude, he don't shoot
Okay,
threes, bro.
okay. So look, I'm gonna go with Kawhi, Jokic,
1,
Kawhi, Jokic,
2,
AD, Bron.
4,
I gotta go with Klay Thompson.
5.
I gotta go with Joel Embiid. I gotta go with Joel Embiid. I gotta go
That's
with
what I said.
what's that boy? Kyle Kuzma. I'm gonna go Kyle Kuzma because
No.
he do got.
All right, you just fine. Yeah,
He can play all levels.
Wait, what did he say? What did he say?
That's a good.
Good
Give him that. Give him that. You gotta give him that. You gotta
Cal
give
can
him
play in
that.
the
You
post.
scoring 3 levels,
Cal
you
can
gotta
play in the
give him
post. Cal
gotta
can
give him
drive.
that.
Cal can play in the post, and he can shoot.
that. I gotta give
Man,
him
he
that. I gotta
honorable
give him that.
mention, fam. Honorable mention. You gotta give me some
Wait, what did he
credit.
say? What play?
Honorable
He said
I
Kyle
said
Kuzma.
Cal.
Oh, Kyle.
Cal Kuzma can play in the post. Cal can play in the post. He can drive and he can shoot the ball.
I give him that.
I
I
gotta
gotta
go
give
with-
him that though.
I gotta go with shoot. This next one, I guess I gotta go with Kevin Love. Kevin Love can play at all levels, can play in the post.
Okay.
Kevin Love can shoot the 3. I gotta go with Kevin Love on that. I gotta have Tatum and Brown, both of them. Both of them can play at all 3 levels. Him and Brown. I gotta go with what's that boy name? Montrezl Harrell. No.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna do Harden. I'm gonna do Harden. I'm gonna do James Harden instead of him. I'm gonna do James Harden instead.
All right, I'm next.
See, I thought y'all was picking people that the other teams feel like it's a threat if they attack on all 3 levels.
All right, I'm next. All right, so we'll go Luka Doncic, number 1, or not even number 1.
Doncic.
Luka,
No,
yeah, Luka.
no, he's not. No.
Hold on, but how can Luka Doncic be 1? He shoots 31% from
No,
the 3-point line.
I'm just saying him 1, just as in 1.
He can
like,
make them though,
number
but
1, like the
still,
first
yeah.
time.
Nah, he's
But
a horrible shooter. He's a horrible shooter.
He's been horrible from the 3 this year, even at all time low. He's shooting like
You're right.
he's
But
shooting
he
like
can't score though.
low
We've
double
seen that.
digits.
He can score though. We've seen that though. We've seen his body of work. He can
No,
score.
He's a hard.
he's not a good 3-point shooter at all.
He get attacked the room. Man, he makes LeBron James like a sharpshooter, man.
And I want you to finish your list.
Oh,
but
come on, True. Don't do that, True.
He's right. True is right. He's horrible. You gotta look at 3-point efficiency. He's horrible.
Let's be
He
clear
make
about
Marcus
Luka.
Smart look like a sharpshooter.
He does.
Let's be clear about Luka, especially shooting the 3. Luka takes a lot of his threes off a lot of dribbles. He's not
Right.
catching and shooting. So if he's
Right.
catching and shooting, his percentages are higher. It's that he takes so many off many dribbles.
Off
Yeah,
the
you're right
bench.
on that. I agree with you.
He's
Yep, you're right on that.
shooting like
That's a good
he's
point.
shooting like 10% from the 3 this year, bro.
Man, his jumpers.
Right
Hold
now.
on. We got when he turns his mic on, we got Mac Def in here. He was talking crazy in the
He didn't want to talk about Dominique Wilkins now.
Yeah, I want to see what he has to say. We're gonna let him in here in a second. Hold on, but what? Hey, until he gets his camera right, Tracy Steele also dropped another super chat. Said, "Who are the top 10 most efficient players?" That's
Man,
a
that's
good question.
tough.
Kawhi.
Number
That's
1
tough.
is AD.
Yeah, I like AD.
AD,
Number
Kawhi,
2 is
LeBron, top
KD.
3.
Yeah, KD too.
Then LeBron.
Yeah, that's LeBron.
You'd have to
And
throw
Kawhi.
Giannis in there. Giannis does have efficiency.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Joker.
Yeah, I keep that.
Mario Chalmers.
I would throw Joel Embiid in there. Joel Embiid in there.
Chris Middleton and Malcolm Brogdon.
And quiet as kept, Karl Anthony Towns is awfully efficient.
Yeah,
he is. True. That's true.
What would you say? What about Donovan Mitchell? What would you say?
Cal Carver.
Who?
He's not efficient.
Donovan Mitchell.
He's not efficient.
Cal Carver.
Come on, bro.
Bro, he's probably the most efficient player in the league, bro. What you talking about?
Who's that talking? Who's that
trolling, bro?
Who's that Kyle Korver?
Oh, listen, bro. Are you talking about just straight?
Top 10 players.
Oh, you talking about the best players with efficiency?
Yes.
Because all the top 10 players don't have efficiency.
Hold on, man.
No. She's saying what are the most efficient top 10 players?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. KD, Steph, LeBron, Kawhi,
AD, Karl Anthony
AD
Towns.
definitely up there. Karl Anthony Towns is pretty high. It's somebody that I can't remember that was
Mac Def. I can't let you into the chat until you turn your mic on, man. Turn your mic on so I can let you in.
Yeah, Klay Thompson up there.
There he is.
It depends, man, because I feel like Kyrie pretty efficient when he's going.
Kyrie, Porzingis is awfully damn efficient too.
When he plays.
I think you got to put Joel Embiid in there too. Joel Embiid is awfully efficient.
Yeah, Joel Embiid up there too.
Hey, when he plays.
Oh, what's
hey,
that?
yo, I'm good. My mic ain't muffled.
No, you good. Hold on, we're gonna be ending it. We're gonna be ending the chat soon. So I wanted to get Mac Def in here to kind of explain himself on some of the stuff he was saying. What you got?
Hey, I want all the smoke.
What did you not disagree? What did you disagree with that we were saying? Mac
I
Def.
ain't gonna say that and be quiet.
Hey, what's the cat from Orlando? The center, Vucevic.
Vucevic.
The 90s era is the greatest era of big men. Period.
Right. Why? Who? Name 10 all-time big men from that era.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
One.
Shaq.
Two.
Ewing. Mutombo.
Mutombo's not all-time great.
Wait.
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he hollers.
No.
Then what about the power forwards? Barkley, Malone.
Now hold on, fam. You ain't done with centers, bro. You ain't done with the centers, fam. You named 4 centers, bro.
You should have said Robinson.
Yeah, you could have said David Robinson, man. What?
You named 4 centers. It's still just 5.
Hold on. You got the 3 Georgetown Hoyas that's in the Hall of Fame. Ewing, Mourning, and Mutombo. You got
Shaq.
You got Hakeem Olajuwon. You got David Robinson.
We already got him.
That's 7.
You done.
Now that's 6. We gave him David Robinson already.
Bro,
you flipping your money over like Smokey now, bro. You flipping your money over.
And then you got to add power forwards as well. Tim Duncan won a Rookie of the Year and a championship in the 90s. Garnett was in the 90s. Barkley, Malone.
Stop that, bro. Come on, bro.
It's like a
Stop it, bro.
Stop
it.
Y'all capping. Y'all don't even know about Larry Johnson. Are you serious, Grandma?
It's a power forward, bro.
Y'all better stop capping on Grandma. I want all the smoke.
You didn't even do that 6'5". You didn't even do that 6'5", dog.
Larry Johnson.
You didn't even do it 6'5", dog.
Larry Johnson.
Hold on, Mac Def. I want you to explain to me, because I was talking to some 90s fans. They were telling me how great Barkley was defensively.
I want all the smoke.
Can you break down why Barkley was so great defensively, man? Because I didn't see it.
I ain't never said Barkley was great defensively. I don't know who said that. All I know is he can rebound. That's all I know is Barkley can rebound on defense. I didn't say he was a great one-on-one defender. Hell nah.
First of all, I can say the 60s got better centers than the 90s, but nobody want to talk about that though.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Today's era, I admit, today's era is more skilled than the 90s. No cap. That's on everything. Today's players are more skilled than the 90s. I give you that. But the 90s, the reason the 90s is the best era is because of 2 reasons.
Jordan.
2 reasons and 2 reasons.
Jordan.
Jordan. That's
Two
it.
reasons the 90s was the best era.
Jordan,
Yes,
there's only
because
one.
of Michael Jordan. Yeah, I ain't gonna cap. Yeah, Michael Jordan was in the 90s.
Then there's no other reason after that.
No, because it was the greatest era of big men and power forwards. What are you talking about? It's 10 Hall of Famers in their prime playing against each other. There's no dominant big men in today's game.
Hold on. MacDuff. If the centers and the bigs were so dominant,
power forwards, it was the greatest era of big men and power forwards. Period.
So how many great power forwards and centers of the 90s won a championship?
In the 90s.
One.
A team of life won, and that's it.
And Dennis Rodman. You want to mention him?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman too. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, power.
See, I gave him two categories. I said power forward and center.
And David Robinson.
That's
three.
See, but hold on, let MacDuff answer because he got silent all of a sudden.
Oh, my fault. Yeah, my fault. I helped him out. Give him a leash.
They gave you 4 names, MacDuff. You can name a few more.
The best power forwards to me from the 2000s, bro. If we've been real.
That wasn't the question. I mean,
that's all said and done.
That's not the question.
Since he's on pause right now. First of all, he's just capping saying that the 90s had the best centers of all time, which is cap. The 60s had better centers than the 90s by far. It's not even, you can't even debate that.
Oh yeah.
I think he's saying that. I think he's saying that because consistency is probably the most dominant.
He got ether, boy.
Right.
I'm gonna name some centers from the 60s, man. Let me name. We got Bill, Wilt, Nate, Willis Reed, Bob Pettit, Nate Thurman, Wes Alsell, Elvin Hayes. Come on, man. Like,
George Mikan in that era.
George Mikan.
Jerry Lucas.
No, Mikan wasn't in that.
He was in the 40s, right? Nah.
Mikan was in the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, he was in the 40s.
Yeah. Okay. But the 60s had some centers. The 60s low key, that's maybe the best center era of all time. Arguably. They had some. That's a lot of talent to go through right there.
I just don't like calling the 90s the best, like the era of the big man, because none of the big man could win. And it's not like the big man didn't have good teams. David Robinson had some good teams.
I'm gonna tell you what I hate hearing about the 90s, bro. I hate how they automatically say that these players can just score this and that because of hand checking. But in reality, I got an article right here from 1994, the beginning of the season, where the coaches are talking about how hard it would be to guard MJ if he played right now because they wasn't having hand checking no more. I can read that article right now. You see what I'm saying? But people talk like hand checking was the entire 90s when it was not.
Right.
And so when they say Michael scored 45 and 50 and all that in this era because no hand checking, he played with no hand checking. From 94 on, they stopped that shit, bro. And he could not score 40 back then. He's not gonna score 40 every night. It's not gonna happen, bro. I don't care what he's doing. You feel
they
was
still hand checking a little bit, but it wasn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Like that.
They was calling it a lot. Listen, you want me? I can read the article to you, Pat.
I'm
Riley.
not saying you right.
When they first implemented the rule, they were calling it too much.
Yeah,
they were calling it a foul.
How long the games took because of the free throws and all that shit, bro.
And what they changed was it wasn't so much. It was hand checking, but basically you could put your forearm on a guy, and that was all you could use. So you could use your forearm to make him change direction.
Right.
Yeah. And my famous quote, one of my famous quotes is, I tell these 90 fans all the time, who are the best hand checker of all time? They can't say. I still don't got an answer. You know what's funny is though, my dad told me who it was. It was Joe. He said Joe Dumars was. So I guess it's Joe Dumars right now. You got the title.
I'm gonna tell you something. I seen Joe Hurst tonight trying to hand check the hell out of Trey Young. I see players attempt to hand check all the time today, and motherfuckers just smack their hand out, bro.
It's not hand checking though. It's
you can't do that.
You can hand check the line. They ain't gonna really call that shit, bro. You can put your hands on their hips below the free throw line.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. If y'all play basketball, especially when you get in the guys that's like it's this era where they lightning quick. If you put your hands on somebody, you really doing
they
them a
want
favor.
that, bro. When they change the record, it's gonna hurt you.
soon as you put your hand on them, they know exactly where you are and they know exactly where to go.
Fact.
And once they get one step ahead of you, you done. So
That's
you
why
go ahead and hand check
get all
if you
them calls, bro. That's what
I mean.
That's
That's what I mean by like y'all they act like hand checking was an attribute
stop
for a great
everything,
offensive
bro. They
player.
ain't like hand checking just shut somebody.
No, bruh. Like LVC says, they all ballpark eaters, so they got to make that era the greatest. They all ballpark eaters, so he's got to go 6-0 during the toughest time in basketball history. That's the argument. That's why they keep pushing it. Instead of just saying the man was dominant. Period.
I'm gonna tell you what killed me, bro. When they start talking about like Steph Curry ain't better than AI and little stuff like it, like bro, some stuff just get outrageous, dog. Like everybody in this era gets stripped of their greatness as if it's not a level playing field all the time, man. And I feel like a lot of teams got multiple good players on it. I just think some players I think today, bro, they just doing some transcendent shit, bro, that they would do back in the day. You know, I don't see how they do that, bro. I just don't understand it. I don't see how you can just.
Well, they really ain't even doing transcendent shit today because if you look at the Golden State Warriors, they were basically modeled after the Pistons.
That's facts, Steve.
They just shoot a little better.
Listen,
right?
And to be real, Run TMC was doing that same shit. 3 guards shooting that rock, bro.
Yeah.
Even the Bulls influence today's game. Like how they do that small lineup. Like
all that shit you see in today, I would say Nelly had a huge impact on that shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You just got better shooters now. The skill,
that's what I meant when I said
so elevated.
Nelly,
you see somebody like Steph,
and the rule changes. The rule changes wanted to open up freedom of movement. So what you're seeing is guys being able to move around without getting knocked on their butts every single time they come down on us. That's the difference. That's the only difference.
Plus, they wants the final score be 60 to 65 no more.
Right.
God, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. You try to watch them games back in the early 2000s, man.
That shit feel like the WNBA sometimes, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Not for real, bro. Look, it'd be like 42 to 35 at halftime.
If y'all ever go back and watch
watch some of them games in the 2000s, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'd rather watch a game in black and white from the 50s like watching a game in the 2000s, low key. I'm
gonna tell you though, the WNBA Cynthia Cooper and them. That's when the WNBA was nice. I ain't gonna lie.
And nobody want to dribble around for 30 seconds with one hand. Nobody want to watch that. Stop that.
Listen, it was a faster pace. It was more exciting. I can tell you that.
You take away the hand check, you make defensive skill set. Now you got to be skillful on defense.
That's why the 80s was so good. The 80s was so. That's why the 80s was so. People love the 80s so much because it was a fast pace. It was fast paced and it was high scoring. It was a high scoring era.
Well,
if you look at the ratings, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, it was low for a reason.
Well, one of the reasons why the 80s was so high scoring was because in '76, when the ABA died and merged, and some of the teams merged with the NBA, they brought a lot of that style to the NBA that carried over into the early '80s, and that part of the ABA's game was the faster up and down pace.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, salute, fellas. Y'all have a good night.
All right, yeah, we about to go. Go ahead and wrap it. Appreciate it. Go ahead and wrap it up, man. We've been going over 2 hours now. I just wanted to jump in today, man, and chime in on this topic because I was hearing a lot of conversation about, players. A lot of players like Westbrook and Ben Simmons and all these guys like LeBron, who, again, these are guys who kind of mimic the game of a lot of players from the 90s, because they're great at everything but shoot. And I just Drummond in the world. Yeah, Andre Drummond, he gets no respect from these guys.
It's crazy. It's funny. Like you talk to a 90s fan, and you will say that Andre Drummond is probably gonna be a Hall of Famer. They probably laugh at you.
Man, no. Here's the funny thing. All of the players that play like 90s players, they all say that they need to shoot the ball more. But then all of the guys who shoot the ball a lot, They say that, well, they need to drive the ball more and be more stronger in physicals. They get it out the mud. It's just like, what do y'all want to see? Like,
get out the mud. What is get out the mud? Like, get out the mud. Like,
I don't honestly don't know. Because they'll call guys
like
soft.
They move the goalposts. The criteria just different.
Like they'll call Giannis trash because he can't make a jumper, but they'll call Steph Curry soft because all he shoots is jumpers. It's just like, man, y'all want robots out there playing. Y'all want somebody who can do it all.
Y'all want, but
and then they be mad at players for resting and shit like
that.
that. Like nobody ever rested and all that shit, bro. It's outrageous, dog.
Well, hold on, but look where they got him. Isaiah Thomas played till he was 32 years old.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Look where he got half your players. Like Russell Westbrook is what just turned 32, and look at him, and look where Isaiah Thomas was when you put them two players side by side at the age 32. Who are you taking?
Bro, listen, I agree with you 1,000%, Lamont. I was arguing with some people. They told me how durable AI was, but then they turned around and told me AI wasn't in his prime at 31 years old. But they want Steph Curry to carry the team right now, and he's 32, and they had plenty of injuries.
And but also we got to consider the advancements of sports science from then to now. Like it's nowhere near what they was doing back then.
I agree with you.
But you also got to take into consideration.
They use a lot of ancient stuff now too. They do some shit called cupping to help they muscle fibers and shit too. You ever heard of cupping? They used to do that
that's
shit
pretty good. Yeah, I've heard of toxins in your body, but you got to think of this too, and I'll take this in consideration too. Look at the things that they were doing that was a detriment to their career as well. Because in the 80s and 90s, a lot of those guys. I got this directly from Anthony Mason. No, Anthony Mason told me directly. He had a barbershop in Chicago. He said after the game, he said some of us will be snort cocaine, some of us would drink. He said it was a lot of alcoholics, a lot of drug addicts in the 80s and 90s. He said that's what really affected the length of their career, not just they couldn't stay in shape. Because he said a lot of them guys would hit the weight room, but he said when you got drugs and alcohol in your system all the time, you can really only play basketball so long. It's going to be a detriment eventually. Yeah, so you got to take that into consideration.
You got to, bro.
I know there's an advancement in technology, but
especially when you're talking about mental strength and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? You got to
players. Robert Parrish for a long time. That ain't no excuse. Like Robert Parrish for a long time.
Yeah, I mean there were guys who they bucked the trend like Parrish and Kareem and Kevin.
Malone played for a long time. Carl Malone 40. Mutombo was 40.
But those guys were the anomaly. That was not the expectation.
Yeah, but like when you look at Keem played for a long time, but when he dropped off and he went to I think Orlando and stuff, he was trash.
Toronto.
When he went to Toronto.
Or was it Toronto? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Toronto for 1 year.
Stockton played for a long time.
They don't even talk about that.
It was they declines. They had sharp declines. They went from great to trash that quick. Like at least these guys are declining slowly now. They're not just all of a sudden just disappearing right off the map.
Carmelo.
Nah, that was a lot to do with attitude. His physically, he wasn't nothing wrong with him. A lot of that was just attitude and stuff. You know, that's kind of what AI went through too. You know, they didn't nobody really want to touch him after a while. He was talking about going to Turkey and shit. Remember?
You got a point on AI though. I think he more so. I think it was more of his mental. I think he still had it.
No, well, AI had it. He was a detriment to his own career. He let alcohol start to ruin his career.
Oh man, there was a lot of shit, bro. He ran up and put a pistol on some teams looking for his wife and all type of shit. Even though he the man, you know, I was a big fan of him. But when I look back as an adult, a lot of stuff that they was doing, bro, I sit back and like, damn, I can't believe they got away with that. If they would have done that in this era, bro,
they'd have been done.
Media, fam, a lot of these players, dog, golly, because look, I couldn't believe it, bro. Somebody, AI set out a playoff game, you know, just for rest. He didn't go to the game, none of that. He didn't come to the bench or none of that. He stayed at the hotel room, fam. And was talking about it like, man, I started to get in a cab and come when I seen it was within 6 points. I'm thinking, man, if he did that today, God, they would never let him live at that.
The thing about AI was though, AI he was the people's champ. So he got away with all that shit.
It was the social media area that wouldn't have let him live that down.
He got he got criticized, but like a lot of people love it. Like I was a big fan of AI, so like we all know he did all that. We all know he did all stuff, but we still rocking. It's crazy.
Off court stuff. You know, we was all wearing sleeves because he was wearing sleeves.
Well, see, that's the funny thing. But True to King, that's another funny point because it seems like with Iverson, with especially us, and that really, you know, when he first came into the league, I don't want to say that was specifically my era, but when we allow him, we look at the basketball side of Iverson. We don't gripe over the fact that he didn't win a lot of championships. We can look at the basketball. We can respect this game, but when it comes to players of this era, look at all the off the court stuff that people try to knock LeBron for.
Nitpick.
You know what it is also too though.
Look over the summer, all the talk of like Draymond Green accidentally liked a post about Steph Curry's wife. Like we hear all this petty stuff, and that's just like, is that basketball? Like, y'all really using that? Man, come on, man.
Right, but you know what it is also too about AI. He was relatable. He wasn't a big player. He was like not even 6 foot.
His size.
He was from poverty. Like he was relatable. It was like, oh snap! Like that's why a lot of people we look up to us like, oh snap! AI could play ball. He was that size. He could play ball. I could play ball too. He had the tattoos. He was from it was a combination of a lot of different things.
That's exactly what it was. His size, bro. Everybody felt like they could do it.
But not only that,
that's what they doing with Steph now. You know what I mean? All these kids, bro, they feel like I ain't gotta have a 50-inch vertical and all that, bro.
Yeah. The thing with AI though is that he never got to go out of the league on his own terms. They kind of forced him.
Right. They should have gave him that, bro.
I mean, he played a part in that though. I mean, he has to own that.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
He definitely do got to own that, though.
Yeah, he definitely was an icon, though. He definitely was an icon.
He said LeBron was 28 before he finally stopped choking in the finals. How old was Jordan when he finally got to a final?
Who said
28 years old.
Okay. Right. There you go.
And you got nerve to have a PG one.
They got PG on that. Come on, man.
Hold on. This dude really got PG on this. They're talking about LeBron choking.
Yeah, Lee True King. What's wrong with you?
This man got the name.
Hey, shut your tail down, man.
Yeah,
shut your tail down, man.
Now, do it now.
That's PG himself.
Dude, and he got nerve to put flames on the profile.
His name is PG-13.
PG-13. got nerve to put the flames on the profile.
LeBron James choking, man. Goodbye, bro. You just like
LeBron was the best player from
Yeah, don't pass go.
Listen, I understand. Listen, I don't care what your opinion was. Listen, you got nerve to say nothing. You got PG in your profile pic. You should know LeBron Spender. We got PG as your profile pic. That's LeBron James' son, man.
Yeah, LeBron's such a choker, but PG never got past LeBron, though. He's such a choker.
Hey, go Mike. Oh, hey, go Mike still here? Oh,
go Mike left.
Man,
he don't even be back in here.
Came out here.
I
got one of my players. No. One of my players hopped in. I would have been like, you could have played him. This dude would have destroyed Goat Mike. Oh my god! If y'all have seen how big this would be the funniest thing in the world to see my homie right here, Elion, play Goat Mike. Man,
Lamar, I told you Goat Mike was so good that the league didn't want to draft him. They said you're too good.
Elion would dunk on him probably about 6 times, play with him.
How tall is he? How tall is he?
Elion, put in the chat how tall you are. I forgot. I don't know how tall he is exactly, but
y'all see. But anybody here saw Goat Mike versus that one dude with the hoodie? That game he put up. He finally put up like a legit game.
Like that real game looked like, oh man, I don't even want to describe that.
Not like a real game, but like it was a one-on-one. Like
Go Mike did put up a real game. Like he was like in the league playing 5-on-5.
Yeah, I was bad. It was bad quality though. I don't know what day he was doing.
Yeah, why would you post a video and the video's sideways?
Yeah. Goat Mike scored like 10 points. That's all the video.
Oh, Elion, he's 6'8". He said he's 6'8".
God, that's a mismatch.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah. I'm not gonna bet my freedom on Goat Mike. Never mind.
No, Goat Mike said it. Goat Mike said he was 5'1", putting up 30, 10, and 10 in high school.
Go Mike 6'3". What are y'all talking about? He's 6'3", man. Come on.
He may be like 6 foot. He may be like 6 foot though.
If Goat Mike beat this dude, I would bet everything I had in the world that he could not beat this dude right here.
Goat Mike is good. I'm gonna tell you, Goat Mike is limited though. That's what I'm saying. Hitman can't lose. This is good. The only thing Hitman got worried about is post.
There's nothing. No, Goat Mike don't have no post.
That's where you gonna go to though. I'm just trying to tell you where you gonna go to. You gonna try to post him up and hit that. I don't. Hey,
not if he's 6'8".
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Hitman. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about.
Hey, Lamar.
That game against Elder was sad, bro.
Man, I don't know. When I seen him fall down, Elder hit him in the chest and scored on him. I said, "Yeah, he's done."
He called charge. I was crying.
Yeah, you call a charge in 1-on-1. I said, "Yeah, you don't hoop."
Now you call charge.
No way you
period. You call charge a pickup. Period. Like yeah.
Hey, Lamar, please tell me you're lying.
No, he called a charge in a pickup game.
He called charge.
Hey, look, Elder hit him with the shoulder. He's looking up, holding his hand up in the air, like, man, help me up, man. I was like, oh my god.
Oh,
man, you can't let Elder, man. He's almost 50 years old. Man.
You might as well foul him at that point. You gonna fall back on that.
That is hilarious.
Elder was like showing him courtesy and everything, helped him up in there. I was like, man, you just got straight embarrassed. Hitman really didn't realize it, but I was like, man, that's the book. You just got embarrassed like a motherfucker.
Yeah, the game was over. It was over then.
He said, get your ass up. He said, you all right? I was like, oh. Listen, Elder about to destroy this man.
Kobe did have a super team. Yo, you stop capping. PG-13. I'm capping. Yeah,
hold on. PG-13 can't talk for the rest of the chat, man. This man is named after PG-13. He ain't talking about joking.
And you got to have flames on the photo, though. You got to have flames on the photo. Like, when last time he cooked up anything? Like, that man had one good playoff run in his whole career, and y'all, come on, man. We ain't like stop.
And it was still an L.
They giving PG they were giving. That's how they about to do Jimmy Butler. He had one good playoff run. They done crowned this man top 10 in NBA.
But the thing about Jimmy Butler is though, people like Jimmy Butler in the perfect situation though. Here's the thing: a lot of people hate on him, but at the same time, like he's not like. It's weird. Like when they're running that weird worm, it's like a lot of people like disrespect him, his talent.
They never really watched him.
Yeah, it's like.
That's what I feel like. I feel like they never really seen
him. But you know what's true to the conversation tonight? He's like a 90's player because he really don't shoot that well. He's basically like a 90's player.
Basically. Exactly like a 90's player.
And what he only got credit because he was going up against LeBron.
Facts.
But that playoff run was better than Paul George, though. I can say that though. I gotta give him credit for that playoff run, though. I mean, that was a great playoff run.
I mean, they were respecting Paul George until he lost to LeBron or didn't. He couldn't fail.
And Jimmy Butler's defense, and the reason why they was hyping him was because he was doing it without Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic. So,
and he played like 40. And then he played like 47 minutes. He played 47 minutes one of them games.
The 40-point triple-double was impressive.
And he was a little bit banged. He was a little bit banged up too, though, wasn't he? He was a little bit banged up.
He was
all that.
He was earning that.
He tweaked the ankle.
Hey, I know. I got another little homie who beat Goat Mike too. His little brother.
Dang, y'all get you got the whole plate on him.
I have trouble guarding this one. I have trouble guarding him though. Man, he got a little jab that'll get you your feet moving. How you looking crazy?
Hey, Lamont. So you play college ball, right?
Yeah.
Did you get and again, it's not me trolling. Did you get any serious looks from NBA teams?
No, hell no.
I'm just asking.
Nah, hell no. You got to be nice.
He got offer from the DR.
Lamar,
you gotta be nice, though, bro.
Lamar, people realize you got to be nice, but you're talking as if you were a bum.
No. I'm saying, but that's a whole nother level you're talking about, though.
Yeah, ground.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole it's probably maybe 50,000 college players, 50, maybe more than that. I don't know how many D1
you
players.
Got like a 1% chance.
But then you take all those D1 players, you're talking about the top 1% of those guys getting to the league. Maybe the top 3% even have a chance. Like
you got a better chance of hitting the lottery than going to the NBA, bro.
It's a lot of talent, man. It's a lot of talent. I respect people who just get there, man. Just getting there. And it's a lot of guys that's not even in D1, like my homie Elion. He should be playing on a D1 team, but he's not on a D1 roster right now. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of talent And he nice. And it's not like he could get on the D1 team and get minutes, but he's not on the D1 team right now. It's a lot of politics involved. There's so much crazy stuff.
That's why I don't knock bench players, especially if you're the last guy to bench. It's like, dude, you made the NBA. So that's why I just laugh when people on YouTube talk about, oh, he's a bench player or they say he's the last guy to bench. At least he made it.
Right.
Yeah, if you can stay in the league, the thing that's the thing too. You gotta get in, you gotta just stay in too though. He ain't easy to stay in there either.
Yeah, people always talk about dudes like Jared Dudley, but that man been in the league for a long damn time.
All the people that talk crazy about Jared Dudley, I would love to see them play Jared Dudley one-on-one.
Right, and
Jared Dudley like LeBron James against them, bro.
Or and look at like someone like Deion Waiters, like he got talent, right? But guess what? He talking about he plan on retiring. Nobody want to pick him up.
People don't realize how far professionalism would take you, dog. Even in that environment, you know, I think a lot of people look at it as hooping, and they forget that that's still people's job, bro. You know, Jared Dudley is a ultimate professional. You know, it ain't easy, never knowing when you're gonna get in the game, but still knowing the scout.
Look at this dude. Look.
Oh my God.
Teflon Sean is on YouTube with us talking about he would dunk on Jared Dudley.
First of all, I can't take you serious.
Teflon Sean, bro. Jared Dudley put his nuts on your face.
First of all,
Teflon Sean.
He gonna fire the shit out of you, bro.
First of all, you steal somebody's name. Then you steal somebody's name.
Teflon Sean, hit the link, man. Hold on. We're good.
First of all, I can't take nobody say they call themselves Teflon. There's only like 3 people in history that got called that name in real life. Come on, dog. We're not even doing that.
Well, Goat Mike called himself Goat Mike, so he can get away with it.
I mean, but Teflon, that's like the crime. That's like some criminal. Like that's they only like.
Like every player in the NBA is good. Even so, theoretically, the worst player in the NBA can beat anybody in the world.
Yeah, I just dropped the link. Teflon.
I ain't gonna necessarily say that.
Yeah.
Okay, for the most part.
Hold on. The worst player in the NBA could beat who?
I said the worst player in the league can beat almost any player in the world who's not in the NBA. Like the worst player in the league.
No, I can't say that because we watched Frank Nitty. We watched Frank Nitty give what's his name? Denzel Valentine no business.
It's a dude named Jordan Stevens that be wrecking NBA players, bro.
Oh, that dude is nice. He nice. He be embarrassing him. Yeah, he a left-hander.
Yeah, lefty, bro.
Oh yeah.
He be wrecking
no. I played against him.
Yeah,
it's all about it's about.
Have y'all ever heard of a dude? Have y'all ever heard of a dude named Dre Matthew?
I've not.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he from where I'm from, fam. He be wrecking. I think he good enough to get a chance in the league. He went to the G League and played for like 2 games, but he's short. You feel me? So they look at it like you got to have some hellified defense. If you ain't 6 foot today, you better be playing some mean defense to be able to shoot.
Oh yeah, no. If you under 6'2", getting into the league is gonna be tough. Hold on, Teflon Shine, man. What's good, man? What type of resume you got that you know you could destroy Jared Dudley right now? Teflon Shine, man. You gotta activate your mic.
Yeah, Dudley will wreck him. He can't even work the mute button.
Nah, he ain't even on mute. He just not saying nothing. I got to get ready to kick him. It might be Will under a fake account. You know how Will do with the fake account.
Yeah, Lamar, I'm back. Yeah, Lamar, like my Knicks. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, you thought I was done, huh? You thought I was done. Yeah, I'm here. OB topping. Yeah.
Hold on, Teflon Sean was going crazy in the chat. He get on the mic.
Teflon Sean.
All right, Teflon. I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds.
I ain't see that man since then, yo. Still haven't seen that man, yo.
Hold on, PG13. What are you talking about? The link is all through the chat. I'll drop it again.
Yo, you gotta change that profile.
Right there. The link is right under your message.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I gotta. Hold on. Is that Chosen? Now, y'all coming in all late, man. I was supposed to have been already off here. Hold on, I'm gonna let Chosen in. What's good,
that
Chosen?
Man.
Man, hey, when your picture's minimized like that, Chosen, it look like that's a jail picture.
It do. It
He
do.
back.
Trust me. I just noticed
Hold
that.
on.
Man.
I gotta log in. Oh, he got up out of here.
It probably was a prison photo, man. You know they got phones
All
over there
right, man.
now.
Hey, I appreciate you letting me get on, Lamont, man. Y'all have a good one, fam.
Oh yeah,
Salute, brother.
salute, man.
All right,
Thanks.
salute,
You
bro.
know, prison they got phones in prison now, so it's like he could.
I
That'd be.
was about to make it big. You know, I can put it up on the screen. I was wanting to see
Yeah.
what it was, but
He probably got. He probably put his
Chosen
business
came
out
back.
there.
Chosen came back. I want to see what it is. Everybody got technical difficulties, man. Hold on, Chosen's back. I'm gonna let him in. I got to see what this is on this pick.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, that looks like a garage. That's a garage. It's a garage.
Oh, okay. That's not okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the homies. He got the whole crew with him. I was about to say, cause I seen all the blue on. I was like, that looked like some uniform.
Yo, them my siblings, yo.
That's what's up. Chosen, what's good, man?
Oh no, man! I was just hearing what y'all was saying about the '90s, man, and it's just it makes all the sense in the world, man. It's just, they contradict themselves a whole lot, dog. Like I'm tired of arguing with people saying that I'm telling you, like this the most skilled era of basketball. Like you got dudes that couldn't even dribble with both hands playing back in the day. Like come on, man! Like I'm talking to a dude right now, and he basically saying like he don't like they like to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like all they like to do is shoot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like it's easy to lay up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to lay up than trying to shoot a three. Yeah.
Who was that? Is that Teflon Sean?
It's SB, bro.
Oh,
SB, why you got so many different names?
No, I only I made I stopped getting on that stand on business account because that account too spicy.
Oh yeah, ticket. Hey, I listened to that replay. I was dying laughing, man.
You talking about LB?
Hey, bro.
Talking about LB?
No. When Stand On Business was coming into my chat, and I think he was like on ticket chat too, but they was heated. Like I wouldn't care.
No, but that's what I had. Also, what had happened was I had tickets playing on my bed. And I had, you feel me, just left it right there. And then I seen you had went live on my other phone, so I clicked on that. I was like in the hallway, and tickets was still playing in the room, but they could still hear me talking. So then I'm like, shit. I was finna
They got quiet and
I know
everything.
Ticket was hot when Jared Dudley.
And Showtime really spikes it up even more. He the one really snitched you out.
That man be injured. That man be instigating.
He a straight bitch.
I ain't gonna hold you though. He was instigating since day one.
It was funny. Showtime was like,
like, come you disrespecting the channel. I'm like, nigga, come on now. It's a record. Like y'all
you can swear, you can swear.
Showtime act like he never been on here before, bro. Come on,
man. Showtime act like he
getting
paid for him.
He tried to say on some female stuff. Bro, I smack the shit out of dude.
Ticket be paying that man like $3 an hour or something.
Hold on, but hey, did you see when he what Will did the other day?
Nah, I ain't even been on it.
Oh my god, the man acted like he was calling Dr. J, called up some random dude. Oh my god.
Go to his Knicks recap, yo.
I know something wrong with dude, bro. I don't take dude nothing serious.
Hold on, he ain't been back in that channel.
Chosen, what do you have a question for me, Chosen?
Yeah, man, I'm saying, like, I know Ticket was hot when Jared Dudley was first to be in the ring at that ring ceremony too. I know he was hot.
He burned his soul. That could be me.
I ain't been watching Ticket lately, man, because he just made this one video. It made me laugh. I'm gonna title it say, "Oh, the Lakers are currently out of the playoffs" or something like that.
Man, he just he doing it. That's on purpose, bro.
I was listening to him today. These man, they talking about the playoff race. I said, man, we ain't in at 10 games yet. He was like, right now. He said the Lakers is out the playoffs. I was like, oh my god.
No, but he don't got nothing. That's not league. But here's the thing, though. You start doing stuff like that, we don't got nothing to talk about.
3 games, you talking about playoff race.
Listen.
I bet they going over there like the Nets is gonna go 72-0 and shit, bro.
Oh my god.
I heard about that.
Even though they lost a game, though, they gonna still go 72-0.
Made a video about that.
They got nothing to talk about, man.
Bro, because like they overreact to every little thing, man. Like it's a long season, bro. It's gonna be stages. Motherfuckers
They
that's in
do
a
this,
playoff race
but
right now ain't gonna be in no playoff race by the end of the season.
exactly. Like, come
Man, I
on,
look at
man. But that's
You
I look
don't
at
know
a
the
lot of
contenders from the
people,
pretenders
man.
right now. I know they
I
killing
look
the
at
Wizards.
it, man.
Oh
Man,
yeah, that's
man.
yeah.
I know
They
they
was
killing
they was
them.
on Russell Westbrook. They made a video saying Westbrook called his teammates out, and I was like, man, what is y'all talking about? Oh
Crazy.
man,
you got nothing. You got nothing to talk about, and you just making up shit up with
Westbrook said it's
like,
on. Westbrook said in an interview the other day, it's on me. What are you talking about? He said it was on
They
me.
man,
lost
y'all
4
just
straight games.
you
Though.
got
I ain't
you got
expecting
nothing
that.
to
Y'all
you got
just
nothing to
hate.
talk about. You got nothing to talk about and dispute hate. You got chain that spews hate. That's what happened. You got
He
keep you
literally
got
said it was on me, bro. That's what he said in the press conference.
Man,
hey
they
man.
played 4
I
games.
didn't.
Man. Come on, like the fuck.
I didn't expect them to lose 4 straight games though. Like I look.
I
That's
mean, it's the
coaching.
beginning of the
I ain't
That's
season,
even.
though,
coach
bro.
though.
It's
That's
like
I
coaching
ain't
though.
gonna
no,
lie.
hold on. They gotta integrate a new superstar.
that's what I'm
Sometimes
saying. They got to integrate a
look
new
at the
attitude.
Miami Heat when they big three first got put together and how they struggled to start the season off.
They're
Yeah, but
horrible.
Russell is a bit
Man,
much
People
though.
be
He's
overreacting, man.
it's gonna be hard for him to fit him in. To me,
It's
no, it
not gonna
won't.
be hard.
No, it's,
No, it won't.
they don't. Their problem is defensively. It's not offense. Their
Yeah, I
problem
think
is
it's
but you know
defense.
what? I take that back. Yeah, you know what? I take that back. He's just like John Wall to me.
They look
I don't know
fine
about
on
he's
you,
offense, in
better
my
than
he a
John
opinion.
better
Wall.
shooter than Russ.
They better
He's
than
better
John
than John
Wall,
Wall.
man.
I'll take John Wall, Russ. But that's just me.
I
That's
don't
just
know,
me.
Ah,
man.
Okay,
hold on.
okay,
Even
buddy.
if you put their career stats side by side, Russ has a higher field goal percentage, higher 3-point percentage, higher free throw percentage.
Yeah, I understand that, but me, like, just eye test, I'm taking John Wall.
But
What you mean by eye
Wall
test,
is better
bro?
to
what
see
I'm
John
than
saying is,
Wall
Russ. You
does
know what I'm
nothing
saying?
better.
what I'm saying is, why are you taking John Wall? Why? Because he doesn't do anything better than
Only
Russell
thing
Westbrook.
he can do better is work the pick and roll.
I
Which
think
that with Bradley Beal, that's not even a. You don't
I
even
actually
need
I
think he
that.
think
can
he's
run the offense
slightly
better
better
than Russell
playmaker.
Westbrook.
Uh,
I think he can
Slightly.
run the offense
only
better than
thing,
John Wall,
John
better than
Wall
Russell
does better
Westbrook.
than Russell Westbrook is pick and roll play. Other than that, Russell Westbrook's way better than him in everything else.
The
I don't
defense
think
is
John
there,
Wall's
Defense,
gonna
man.
make a
defense too.
bonehead
John Wall's
play
a better
down
defender than
the
him too.
stretch
Yeah.
like Russ though. I don't
So
think
like,
John
we're gonna
Wall's
look
gonna
at
make them
they
bonehead
lost 3
plays. You
games.
know what I'm saying?
John
Like
Wall's elite defensively when
in
he's
the
healthy.
first game, the Wizards played. Russell Westbrook had 15 rebounds, 12 assists, 15 points.
Right.
Bradley Beal had to put up 39. But their problem is after Russell and Bradley Beal, they really don't have any scoring.
Yeah, consistent.
Right.
Because you got to think, Davis Bertans, he only had 9 points in 20 minutes. He didn't show up, and he don't get no blame.
He had a good game. He had a good game last night. That was like his
Davis
first great game.
Bertans just got 85 million. Nobody's holding him accountable for not
Hey,
showing.
I
money.
said it
It's
when
the
they
money
signed
right
him
now.
to that deal. That was stupid.
I know, but what I'm saying is if you listen to what Ticket say, he says if you get the money, it's like too much is given, much is expected. You don't expect nothing out of Davis Bertans because they ain't said nothing about no
Man,
Davis Bertans.
you know they not finna get at nobody but Russ.
They haven't said
picking
nothing
their
about the
favorites,
rookie.
man.
They
They
haven't
gave
said
Gordon
nothing about
Hayward all that
Robin
money. I don't
Lopez.
expect nothing from him.
What I'm saying is like the guy, like I mean, you got to stick with what you
people
say.
also not talking about that.
Man,
Rui
you know how
Hachimura
they
is
go, man.
hurt.
They
He's
pick their
hurt.
favorites, man.
I mean, it's just funny how you blame the man that's dropping the triple double, but you don't blame the man that just got paid 85 million who ain't showing up doing nothing.
Exactly. He's stealing money, man.
Yeah, he only had one productive game so far this whole season.
Nah, man, you know, bro. You know, at the end of the day, bro. Ultimately, bro, they Russell Westbrook slanders because they try to defend KD's move, bro. So they try to make
Yep.
it seem like Russell Westbrook
Yeah.
he's an irritant.
That's
He's
fact.
impossible to deal with. So they can defend KD's move. That's all.
Out of
That's
all
the
they
only reason why they
losses,
killed
All
him
you had
like
to
that,
do
bro.
was win one game. All you had to do
they
was win one
struggle scoring
game.
the ball. They struggle scoring the
Just
ball
one.
because Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook have to do all the scoring load, and after that, even if Davis Bertans gives you 20 like he did against the Bulls, you literally don't have nobody else giving you anything.
And you
Nah, but they
struggle
can't stop
defensively.
nobody though, man.
And they missed
And you
Hachimura too. So that's a big.
Hachimura, that's a big loss.
Yeah, Hachimura, they need him back because defensively he's solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Thomas Bryant has been playing pretty well, but besides him and Beal and Westbrook, no, they don't really got any consistent scoring.
No.
I want to
Yeah, but
Bryant though.
just like
They'll still make the playoffs in the East though. I'm
yeah,
not
but
worried
like
about them making the playoffs.
yeah, but
And Westbrook
Lamont though,
didn't even
that's
play the
like
second game. What's up? Say that again.
Yeah, but when we was like when y'all talking about the '90s, where it's like every time they bring up the '90s defense, they talk about like physicality and all that stuff. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's just basketball. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
not
just
basketball. What they
Man, they was
You know what I'm
WC
saying?
man. Listen, they was WCW and WF fans back in the day, man. They
Well,
had the Stone
you
Cold
gotta
Steve Austin
understand.
posters.
But that's what
Thank
they do in
you.
the conference.
I
They play
didn't.
They had the
still. They
NWO
got
posters back in the day.
All
They,
that
they was,
physicality stuff will work against guys that ain't extremely athletic. Like that physicality stuff didn't work against Dominique. Dominique just wasn't on a very good team. But that didn't work.
right.
Dominique was fucking torching them bums who was trying to
Nice
be
wood.
physical. So when Jordan, come on, man, Jordan, they couldn't do nothing with him with illegal defense and with how athletic some of these guys were. I mean, you couldn't stop them. You couldn't stop these dudes.
Yeah, I'm the one that put that in the super chat about that illegal defense. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Like what's all? Somebody need to explain this. Cause I was going back watching the old '90s games, just you know what I'm saying, just to go watch. But I'm like, oh, illegal defense, turnover. I'm like, what? He didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking, I do some research. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, you'll never hear Stephen A. Smith bring this up. Talking about all this old like all this.
Because to be
defense
honest,
stuff, like,
with the illegal defense, if Ewing knew how to pass the ball because he forced so many double teams, they could have beat the Bulls if he knew how to move the ball. Ewing just never would pass the ball out of the paint.
Well, you went under.
Yeah, I didn't see.
That's why people. That's why nobody like that man too. Just simple.
But I mean, I'm not gonna say underachieved. If you look at those rosters the Knicks had, bro, them rosters was trash.
Some of them rosters was far better than the Bulls team. If you look at
that's facts. That's why a lot of people. That's why nobody on the Knicks team don't like him.
Later on, but like, I think Patrick Ewing was better in like the early and midpoint of his career. Like when he got like to eight after 8 years, bro, it was like he still put up the same numbers, but he wasn't the same defender. He didn't have the same spread in his legs, none of that.
I didn't see dudes defend dudes and don't put out one hand.
He was a ball star.
Hold on, but you said the '90s was the most skilled. Who said that? I seen that in the private chat.
No, I said that.
I didn't see that. I was see it. All right, back to what we were talking about.
You been serious?
No, but you know how I be, bro.
Oh man, I'm about to say. I was like,
he be trolling, man. We know that.
That man Mike DF, that dude Mike DF was capping.
Yeah, but I think that '90s debate is that whole argument is based off of LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. That's just me. I think that's what all this.
That's all it's coming from.
Bro, it's nostalgia, bro. It's nostalgia, bro.
Talk.
That too. It's that too, though.
It's just nostalgia.
It's that too. Everything nostalgia. I mean,
everybody remembers they don't put
look. Hey, he said, I'm convinced that's the real PG burner account. This one, he defending PG too.
Oh man. Will be, yeah. You need to worry about having a burner on that court when you be shooting them jumpers. You need to worry about having a burner.
Hey, I thought PG was right off to the wrong foot again in that first game when he passed the ball to the referee in the corner. I said, man, this man. I said he got to.
Paul George don't get his numbers. But like I said, bro, the niggas not gonna show up in the playoffs. So all this flipping shit,
like the stuff he be saying after the game.
Yeah, man. That's what he be saying the wrong things, man. Like you don't never say the right things. Like I don't even care. He just like you still not show up to the playoff, but you don't be saying the right things, and you don't be showing up.
Like all this stuff started in the first round of I think it was like 2 years ago. They was going against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I guess who was the point guard? Who was the fuck? Well, this is when Paul George was still playing for Indiana, and he mad he didn't get the last shot off to try to win the game against the Cavs.
George Hill was that point guard back then.
I remember that.
No. He was dark skinned. It was a dark skinned.
Derek Carlson.
Yeah, it was.
Derek Carlson.
Yeah, he killed him in the press conference.
Yeah.
And then Damian Lillard, and then after he hit that shot, he had the press conference. I don't care what nobody say. It's a bad shot. Well, nigga, you going home?
Man.
It's a good shot.
I don't know. Paul George.
You can't say that after man just popped you in the face with a game winner.
You gotta say it was a hell of a shot and move on, man. You gotta say it was a great shot and move on, man. It is what it is.
You know what's crazy? All the criticism Paul George gets, he's still getting in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's a great player. Listen, he's a great player. He's a great player. There ain't nothing down that, but at the same time, it's like Those enough is enough though, man. Like you got like this is like you
He
making
sat up
all
there.
child excuses.
He sat up
No,
there and said,
it'd be
he
much
sat up there.
easier. It'd be much easier to give PG his props if you didn't have so many people out there putting all this weight on having all this playoff success to be a good player.
Well, he put that to himself though. At the same
Not even
time, though, Lamar.
because, like, I mean, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, you got all these narratives out here where, you know, especially when you have these '90s fans who push this narrative where you have to win championships to even be considered to be in this classification of being a great player, and so now that kind of trickles down into this era. And when guys struggle in the playoffs, like you guy can have the best regular season we've ever seen, like Russell Westbrook. He struggles in one playoff series, and now everybody's on his back. And I think that's what kind of happened to Paul George. He's had some great seasons. He's great, but
he's had some good seasons. But
He's a good season. He's a Hall of Fame
me
player.
personally,
I
I'm not impressed by the after your 8th year in my ass. That regular season shit don't impress me no more.
And the thing with me,
It's
what bothers
not social media neither. I don't think it's social media neither. You know what it is? Is people getting up early in the morning, watching First Take and Undisputed every morning, and listening to their narrative and following what they're saying. I don't think it's social media. Social media is feeding off of that.
Yeah, but like
It's
also, I mean,
these
also if you
dudes.
really look at Paul George, I mean, you look at his whole career, it's like he's not disciplined. Like that's basically what it is. You stay making excuses. Like you've been in the league for how long? You still making excuses, and you doing that. You can look at his game on the court. Yeah, he still is going to get his numbers, but you could like he's not a disciplined player. Like he be reaching. Look at how he plays defense. Look how he how he even how he attacks the game is not disciplined whatsoever. When it's on the court and off the court.
Talking about they didn't expect to win it wasn't a championship.
Like what are you talking about?
Man,
But like y'all would have
y'all
won, you'd have been talking all this. You would have been saying big shit. You would have won. Like come on,
that statement
man.
right there. Once he said that, bro, I knew it just wasn't in him. Ain't no way you can be a top 10 player.
Nobody ever put him accountable. Like nobody ever put him accountable.
They knew
like
they had a chance to win that.
You ain't got to win a championship because it's a team thing. But like
even Kawhi knew that. Even Kawhi, like even Kawhi said like that's on me.
They knew they was contenders, serious contenders when Patrick Beverly walked in the gym, him and Lou Williams, and they went and shook hands with Ron and AD, and you know what I'm saying, they from that stare down. You know, they knew right then and there, like, come on, man, stop playing. We knew what it was.
Yeah, Pat Beverly stopped running on the court though and start producing, man. He stopped doing.
Oh no,
I give him props, man. He's one of them guys where
he a hustle player though.
I'll give him his props because he's one of them guys that to be in all realistically he shouldn't be in the NBA, but he really fought his way into the league. Like skill wise, he shouldn't be in the NBA. Like
he shouldn't be a starter. I say that he shouldn't be a starter though.
PJ, that's why I respect PJ Tucker. Skill wise, PJ Tucker shouldn't be in the league. But when you find your niche in the league and you really like get value based off what you do, this ugly part of the game, I gotta give him his respect. Because that ain't what it's ugly. He ain't never gonna get the credit. He never gonna get credit for his job.
PJ Tucker, man.
Championship type player. Patrick Beverly's a championship type player. He need to tone that goofy shit down. You feel me?
I don't think he should be he ain't gonna be no. Yeah, he's not no starter though. I don't think Pat Bev like a starter type of player.
He definitely not. But he's only a starter because they don't got a competent point guard. If they had a competent point guard, he'd be coming off the bench.
So hold on. Are you saying that? See, because the thing is, it could be so easily. I can name you a like if you give them Raul Nato, who's been a starting guard for the Utah Jazz. Was that a big upgrade? He's a true point guard.
That's not even an upgrade. For what they need, that's not an upgrade.
What I'm saying is what they actually need at point guard, it's gonna be too hard for them. Like every team can't be perfect. Every team's gonna have a hole somewhere. Just gotta figure it out. Gotta figure it out.
And that'll wrong.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know who that is. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Ron Nettle's a bum. He's a bum.
He's not a bum. He's not a bum.
He was playing like a scrub in them playoffs though.
He plays for Washington right now. He plays for Washington right now. He's playing good for Washington.
When he starts, he's a good player. Or let's say, do you think Thomas Satoransky would be a better upgrade to Pat Beverly?
Hell no.
Damn, nah.
I think he would.
I'm trying to think though. I'm trying to think.
I don't rock with
It could be though. I don't know though.
I watch all the Bulls games. He's solid, but not on that
Man,
team.
when that man was starting last year, he was putting up numbers when he was.
I ain't gonna hold you though, but I say that he's the best
playmaker.
playmaker. He's the best playmaker on that team though.
Players, if they get the minutes, they gonna put up numbers.
Hold on, Pat Beverly wasn't putting up numbers when PG and Kawhi wasn't
No,
there.
but he's not that type of dude though. You in no situation is Patrick Beverly gonna put up numbers. That's not his. He's not gonna do that. He's never gonna impress you with numbers. No matter what, he can be in D'Antoni's system. He's not gonna get put numbers up.
I just respect players, personally that don't really have that many skills, but they're so elite in one category that they're able to stay in the league. I respect it.
That's all you need, and that's why I respect him.
Harden to get traded already though.
I mean, that's why Tony Allen's one of my favorite players.
Do you think they're gonna trade James Harden after that 44-point output in the first game?
I don't.
Not now. I say that.
No, they not.
Man, they don't care about that shit. They gonna trade his ass.
Well, it depends what type of offer they get though.
They're not trading him.
All James Harden is doing is the Rockets are glad he's playing well because all he's doing is up in the office.
If teams wanted to trade for him, they should have did it before he dropped that 44 points. I'll tell you that much.
But they're trading him the offer right though.
They're gonna be asked.
Yeah, it's value only up and up from right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Denver gonna do it. Denver gonna do it. Denver gonna be desperate. Denver gonna be desperate. Denver gonna be desperate to trade for him.
Houston wanted Porter Jr. and Denver didn't want to come up off of him. They don't want to come off that dude.
Man, they're gonna be desperate. All right, they keep playing that.
Man, if I was Portland, I'd put together a package, man. CJ and all the young guys they got.
Yeah, I feel like Harden would hold
they ass up better.
Hey, Lamont has been.
I like they got Trent Simmons. I think Sam is gonna be a future All-Star.
Man,
Lamont has been saying that the Blazers should trade PJ for quite a while now.
Not the Harden replacement.
I'm saying not right now, but I'm saying he'll be in that upper echelon.
No, he won't. Stop.
I don't know about that, man. He'll be a good player. He'll be a good player,
bro. You gotta project, bro. That's what, like a lot of these players we see, bro. Like they first 3-4 years, like we microwaving this shit. But I mean, if you look at these players' careers, bro, like even Paul George, bro, you look at his first 3-4 years, bro. That nigga was not like if you would for the average person, you would have said down the line he's gonna be an All-Star. Motherfuckers would not. They would have been like last.
Yeah, but at least he was starting.
But he had a potential though. He did have a potential though.
He's playing under the
point
guard. He's playing against a top 3 player in his position.
I mean, he played underneath. He played underneath Danny Granger at the time, who was very good at the time. Of course, he was.
I think they need to trade Simon.
Danny Granger, they had him at the 2 some of the times, but yeah, he did play.
Simon, why did you leave, Simon?
Paul George became Paul George when Danny Granger got hurt. Actually, that's when he became Paul George.
Simon, it might be too late for you to come in. We're about to shut it down anyway.
No, but even he didn't start really coming with him until the year after that. But yeah, he did. He started to come into his own. But you can go down the list. Kobe first 3 years, you're not gonna say like you could tell that he was gonna be good. But like as far as like him being a super all-star, like his
shout out to my brother.
The way he was playing,
representing midlife music.
Bro, I told him my great, bro.
Hey, I want you to go over the ticket channel and be like, say something with FF Sports. Watch how fast he gonna boot you out the chat, block you so fast.
Oh shit!
I ain't going on that nigga channel no more. Them niggas act like females, bro.
Oh my god, that motherfucker said that motherfucker.
Man, I went back and listened to that.
Hey, Lamont.
What up, though, Mike?
And would y'all take my confidence
no.
over PG's?
No.
You said
no. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
I would take his confidence. Any man that would post that video of them jabs that you was throwing.
I got that hard. Hey, look. I don't make no excuses. I don't make no excuses like PG do. I have no excuses.
I agree with you, bro.
I don't make no excuses. That's why I can replace PG. I don't make no excuse.
No. Now you pushed it. Now you pushed it. You pushed it. You put. Now you pushed it. Now you try to be slick.
I ain't making no
You
excuse.
but you try to make a video. You try to make a video later. Nah, you ain't
You
slick,
can't
man.
make no excuses. You can't make no excuses in life, man.
You think you could make a high school team right now?
Hell no.
Shit.
Lamont,
he couldn't make my sister.
With my confidence,
real shit.
With my kind of confidence.
Confidence gets you so far. Confidence gets you so far. Man.
I got way more confidence than PG, bro. Real talk.
That may be true.
I got way more passion. I got way more passion for the game than PG.
That may be true though, but I tell you this though, you ain't better no fucking Paul George though. I
guarantee you. I would bet you. I'll bet you my. I bet my Kobe's that I'll beat PG. Bet you I would.
Bet your Kobe's then.
Kobe Bryant on the line.
This nigga's delusional, bro.
This man said bet your Kobe though.
I can beat you 1-on-1. Where you at?
Listen, bro. I'm not finna entertain any nigga that throw a jab.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Y'all talk. Shut up.
Hey, hold on.
Bro, because I know I'm not finna see you, bro.
You don't want to see me. You don't want to see me. I got game. I got game.
Hey, you better not lose. Go Mike.
I'm not losing to Hitman. I'm finna be Hitman.
Boy, you can
go Mike. If you lose, go Mike. You lose and you lose badly, yo. You will look crazy, yo. I'm gonna make a whole video clowning you if you lose. You lose badly,
yo. I'm not losing to Hitman.
Man, I would dunk this nigga, man.
Y'all not fucking with Go Mike, man.
I'm in my prime. I'm in my prime right now. Hitman's out his prime. Hitman's out his prime. Hitman ain't be no prime Go Mike. I'm in my prime. Hitman old. Hitman's old. You not beat me. I'm in my prime right now.
That man said he in his prime.
I'm my prime right now. Hitman is prime.
And I got my money on him.
Hey, y'all gotta.
I'll let you get throughout the game with that.
Hey, y'all gotta get on Hitman X. You know how he be getting on me about my hairline. Y'all gotta get on Hitman X because he added me on Facebook. He was looking like a straight Jehovah's Witness in his Facebook.
Yeah, he had me on Facebook too. I was crying. I was like, yo, who church? Who bishop is this? I don't even know who bishop that was.
Hey, Lamont, you want to bet, Lamont?
Bet what?
I bet you 100. I bet you 100 that I'm gonna be Hitman. I bet 100.
Are you gonna pay up though? Don't do this. Listen, don't be one of them. Go Mike. Don't be one of them. Go Mike. I'm just all the same.
I'm first team all defense. I got first team. Who said that? I got first team defense. I got first team defense. I'm finna lock up.
Who you talking about?
Yeah, but Elder used to hoop for real though.
Elder is old.
But he
ain't messing with Go Mike.
Elder ain't
no way, no 50.
His prime.
No, but Hitman don't.
Elder ain't prime.
That's what I'm
saying. Hitman don't be hooping like that. Hitman don't be hooping like that.
Hitman is one of them dudes that's just kind of fast, like kind of athletic, but he can't really hoop like that.
He look like a football player.
I hoop every day.
Go Mike. So you have no excuse. So you have no excuse. So you have no excuse if you lose.
Bro, Go Mike. I done seen videos.
What is he saying?
Your driveway, bro. You
I hoop way too much to lose, man. I ain't losing. I'm telling y'all.
Go Mike, you said you could beat me 1-on-1. That's something. That's a whole nother level right there.
I'm too big, too strong, man. I'm too big. I'm too big, man. Too big.
He's too big.
That's all you, Go Mike.
How tall are you, Lamar? You 6 foot. You say you 6 foot, Lamar?
I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3".
Nah, you probably like saying you like 6 foot. You probably like 6 foot. 5'11".
Go Mike, he like 5'10".
You look like you 5'9".
Y'all like the same size though.
I'm strong.
Nah, don't do
I got
that.
Strong post moves. I got them post moves. Hey, True the King. You better tell him I got them post moves. Better let him know.
I couldn't take Will Mike serious if I played him 1-on-1. I couldn't.
I'm gonna spot 9 points if we go on a 10, bro.
Hey, I can ball, man. Y'all don't sleep on Go Mike, man, in his prime, man.
Go Mike. I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. I'm gonna post a video of me shooting in the gym, and I want you to post yours shooting in the gym tomorrow.
You ain't got no post moves. I got post moves. You don't.
Dog, you a big dog. Could the rec league Dog, the rec
I
league
play
you
that
be
big body
playing in, you
game.
be playing big man, dog. You like a dog, you
I
be
play that
playing
big man
center.
game.
Skip.
I play that
Skip,
big man
you know, go
game.
Mike the best.
Hey yo, go
Skip,
Mike, go Mike. You play a
I
big
play
man
that
game, you
post.
have no choice. You have no choice. The team
I'm
you
a
be playing
regular
on, they be
every
putting
game
you as
but
big
the
man.
ball.
Who can guard me in the
Y'all not
post?
better than
Nobody.
old goat.
Go,
Bro,
Mike.
you
Go,
not
Mike.
even getting
That
to the
white dude in
post.
the video, she was throwing your shot every time you went up.
Lamont,
Don't do that.
Lamont,
Skip.
Lamont, I won 11-9.
Go, Mike. How did you let that dude score 9 points? That's the big question.
Yeah, he was cooking you though. I ain't gonna hold it. That boy was cooking you though. I ain't
Who
gonna.
got
He
the
was getting
W? Who got the W? I
off the
did.
dribble.
I
He
got the
was.
W.
I was
I got the
I was
W.
surprised he. I was surprised he won.
got the
I
W.
thought you faked the title.
Go, Mike. Go, Mike. Who is that dude?
You said what?
What does he play? Does he play?
He played Legacy. He played at Legacy High School.
Okay.
He taller than me. He taller than me too, y'all. Y'all can see it in the video. He's taller than me.
So he was like six.
He's got a height advantage.
So what was what was he like 6'2"?
I would say around 6'4". I would say around 6'4".
I'll try to get him. Okay, you try. You
Yeah,
still
me
lying,
too.
though. You
He
still
got long
lying.
horns.
Still lying. Still lying.
He is 6'4". He's taller than me.
He
Look
said
at the
6'4", and I was
video.
gonna be like, nigga, you a liar,
Lamont, pull the video up, man. He taller than me. He got a height advantage.
Yeah, I know he taller than you, but I'm trying to get you slipping.
He
You
couldn't
say
guard me in the
you ain't
post.
six, cause you ain't 6'3".
He couldn't guard me in the post though.
Now instead of the wire joints, like that.
He couldn't guard me in the post. You know what I'm saying? He just couldn't do it. When I get in that post, ain't no guarding me.
Yo, Mike, that dude didn't look like he was a hooper though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he was a hoop. You did not see me get crossed like 4 times?
Bro,
He took my ankles 4
no
times in the
nigga
video,
that
bro.
in high school
He took my
could not
ankles
beat
4
you,
times, bro. You said what?
There's no way a nigga that hoop on a real team could not beat you, bro. I don't believe you.
I got the best post moves. I got the best post moves in the business. You
No,
play
you
against me, I'll
don't.
bang you
No,
on the
you
block.
don't. No, you don't.
I'll take you on that block. I'll take you on the block. I'll take you on the block.
Oh, we
Bro,
gonna
you're not even gonna get, bro.
Stay on the
The
block.
minute you put the ball on the floor, I'm taking this shit, bro.
I
You're
bet
not
you
even gonna
don't.
be able to get to
I
the
bet you
post.
I elbow you in your face. I bet you I elbow you. So you go for the
Then
ball.
we
I'm
gonna
elbow
be
your ass.
scrapping, dude.
Okay, we're gonna scrap
Basketball
then.
like the weather,
I'll tackle you to the ground. I'll put you on your ass. I'll put you on your ass.
You ain't
look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Channel
put
said
you
I got
down.
lockdown defense. I don't think I got lockdown defense.
Look at them post moves, man. It's
Hey, bro,
there's
there's
no way
no
to guard
way he
it.
hoop in high school. The nigga you playing is a bum.
I'm finna
Look how he's
watch the move right here.
been, bro.
Watch this move right here. Watch the move right here. I'm gonna take him in the post again. In the post.
Nah, you do look like you like 6'3".
Okay, that was a good move. That was a good move. That was a good move right there, though. That was a good move.
Even when I get blocked, I still go in the post.
I'll have blocked that though. I would have took
Right
that
here,
ball.
like right here.
You 5'8". You 5'8", True the King. How you gonna block me
I got-
5'8"? Come
bro,
on, man.
look at
You
me.
5'8".
I got good timing.
I'm ripping
Bro.
True the King. You 5'8". You're not blocking no 6'3".
Like,
Come on,
you
you
know,
5'8".
first of all,
one time, yeah, Mike.
first of all, you ain't
True the
backing me
King too
down like that.
short.
First of all, you
Bro,
ain't
look
backing
how
me
he
down.
just gathered.
True the
Bro.
King.
You see that?
True the King. I'll back you down too. True the King. I'll back
Dog,
you
you're not
down
backing
too.
me
This
down
nigga
like
gathers
that.
I
You're
will
not.
back you down.
Dog, I got grown man strength. Go, Mike. Dog, you're not backing me down like that. I'm trying to tell you.
I got country
Hey,
man
bro, the
strength.
dude you playing is a bum.
I got that country man.
I told you the dude's a bum.
Hey, go, Mike. You a king?
Yeah,
You
the
a
dude
king?
you playing is a
Oh
bum.
my God. Oh my God. He hit with the dirt. He hit with the dirt.
Hey, that's all right. Watch this
Hit with
next
the dirt.
play.
Yo, hit it with the dirt.
They hit that
Yo,
shit
go.
too.
Hey, yo, go, Mike. How you let that
I
man
didn't
hit
put
you
no
with the
hand
dirt?
Hey, I didn't put no hand up. I didn't put a hand up.
Dude, a bum.
Actually,
He's
real.
clearly more skilled than you, bro.
Yeah, he's
got
definitely
more skill
better
than
than
I. He's got more skill than me.
He's better
got
than
more
you,
skill.
bro.
Hitman X don't got more skills than I do. That's for sure. That's for sure. Hitman not gonna do that.
Why are you doing
Hitman
this?
ain't gonna do that.
Oh, shit.
Bro, this
He's not
nigga
a-
dribble with his
he's
head
not a-
down.
No, he's not a basketball player. No, there's
Nah,
no
he
way.
dribble with his
Well,
head
how's he
down,
not
bro. He's a
basketball player?
bum.
You didn't see that? You didn't see the move he just did?
Yeah,
You
that
see what
was
he just
terrible.
did?
Whatever high school he go to,
That wasn't no bad
if
move,
he
bro.
start, they weak as hell.
Oh
He
yeah,
probably
that,
come over.
Bro,
He come
I
over the bench. He
guarantee
come over
High
the
school he
bench.
go to,
Look,
they weak.
He
how
come
tall are you,
over the
bro?
bench.
The one that's talking. How tall are you?
I'm
Hey,
Mike, you
how
ain't
tall are you,
dribbling the
H?
ball with your left hand to save
How-
your life. You dribbling with your right hand the whole
I
time.
can go left.
Travel.
Trust me. I can
Hey,
go
just
left.
travel right there, go, Mike.
That's not
You
no,
try
ain't no
to.
travel.
Bro,
Keep
you
winding again. Keep
you
winding.
talking
I
about
ain't
you
travel.
3, you talking
Look at
about
this.
your
Look at
post game.
Can't tell me. Didn't go Mike Travel. Look at this. This is the travel. Watch this.
Where?
Bro, he's a bug.
He ain't call it.
Bro, come on,
Hey, Lamar, he ain't call it. He ain't call it. He ain't call it though. He gotta call it. He gotta call it.
You
gotta
gotta
call
on
it.
your game, bro.
He gotta call it.
You can't be on her talking all this shit, bro.
H, how tall are you,
need to
H?
work on your
How
game,
tall are you?
Scott.
H, answer the question, bro. How tall are you?
I told you I'm 6'2", bro.
You 6'2"? Man, you small. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm 6'3". Small boy. You small. Man, get out of here.
So what?
Hey,
I got an inch on you, boy. I got an inch on you. And I'm stronger than you. And I'm stronger than you, boy.
Bro, you don't got an inch on me, bro.
I'm way stronger than you, boy.
Lamar, why do you keep trolling us with these videos? Lamar, please.
I'm finna be Hitman. Y'all bet no Hitman?
Lamar, you know exactly.
Hey, yo, go Mike.
You
I
the
would
same
really
guy
trash
that
you.
said-
Go
Man,
Mike.
Go Mike. Both y'all is bums.
Hey, go Mike. Your basketball shorts is too big. If you beat me,
you probably can't even
I'm not
let
playing
that layup.
when I play hey Lamont, when I play Hitman, I'm not wearing
This
no shorts
nigga
when I play
thinking
Hitman.
2003.
go Mike. Where you find basketball shorts that big at, man?
I'm not gonna wear those against Hitman. Against
He got
Hitman,
on
I'm not wearing those shorts.
He got
I'm
on
not
some
wearing them against
Anichi.
Hitman.
Anichi.
I'm about to.
I'm wearing my Lakers shorts. I'm wearing my Lakers shorts against Hitman. Hey Lamont, I'm wearing my Lakers shorts. I got Lakers shorts.
This nigga look
I got
like
Lakers shorts I'm wearing
this
against
nigga look
Hitman.
like Escalade from M1.
Hey,
Yo.
you doing all that talking? You doing all that talking, but you ain't gonna pull up. You ain't gonna pull up, but you talking.
Baby
Hitman
Shaq.
gonna pull up. You ain't pulling up until you pull up. Shut up.
Hey, bro, I'm not even
No,
gonna
you
waste
better
my
not lose a
time,
hit,
bro.
man.
Like,
You better not lose a
Real
hit,
talk.
man.
If you
Hey,
ain't gonna
bro.
pull up, then shut up.
Hey, real talk, bro.
Hitman got game. Hitman got
game.
game. Hitman got more game than you. You know why? Because he gonna pull up.
You
Hitman's a man.
you
He
just
gonna pull up.
cap. You
What's
just
up?
cap. You
Yo,
just
dog,
cap
bro.
right there.
Hold
Ain't
on.
no basketball. Ain't no good
Mike,
in
go
basketball.
Go Mike, explain this
You're
move
not
right
gonna
here,
get a
please.
bucket against
Lamar,
me, bro.
please.
Ain't
Lamar,
no
please.
girl play me in basketball.
Go
Ain't no
Mike,
girl
what
gonna
is
play
it?
me in
Go there
basketball.
traveling.
Go
You
Mike,
said
what is
what?
it? What are you doing right
You
here, Go
walking
Mike?
your ass.
He
Right?
gotta call. He gotta
You
call it
walking to
travel.
the
He
store.
gotta call it.
What is this,
If he
Go
ain't
Mike?
call it, ain't no travel. He gotta call it.
You didn't
First.
even bend your
If you was
knees. You
if
don't
you a
bend your
real hooper, bro.
knees.
If you a real hooper,
You
bro,
said
you
what?
give him the ball, bro.
I wasn't playing him
You a
serious.
real
Y'all
hooper, bro.
forget
You
about
give
this.
him that, bro.
You was playing him
When I play
serious.
hit, no, I was not. When I play
You
Hitman,
play your
when I
heart
play
out
hit,
out there.
when I play Hitman, I'm gonna play serious. I'm not gonna see.
Dog, you was playing serious against that dude.
No, I was
How
not.
come you Go Mike, when Bees offered to pay for your flight to come to Phoenix, how come you turned it down, man?
Lamont, you're not big enough to play me.
Oh,
You probably got back down or something. And they can't leave his state.
I'm strong like country man. Come on,
They
man.
gonna cuff his ass.
You got
Man,
you on house arrest
you doing
or
all
something?
Actually, I don't see no ankle break.
Neither one of y'all is big enough to play me. Y'all too small, too little.
No.
Hey,
First of
go
all, you
Mike.
got. First of all, you got.
You're not even gonna get a dribble life, bro.
First of all, go Mike. First of all,
Oh.
How much you want
first
to
of all,
bet?
go. First of all, go Mike. You got one
I
black
need
sock
payments.
and one white sock on, dog. I'm not even.
True
Yo,
to King. True to King.
You
You
got
gonna pull
one
up?
black sock.
True to King. Hold on, True to King. You gonna pull up? You pulling
Dog,
up,
I'm
True to
not.
King?
Listen.
Oh,
I
okay,
live
shut
all
up
the way
then.
in.
Okay,
I
shut
live
up.
all the way
Be
in. Hold
quiet
up.
then.
First
Be
of all,
quiet,
go
be
Mike.
pulling
You
up.
can't. You
gonna
can't
pull
have the
up?
nerve. You have no nerve to say that.
Like, listen to one thing.
Hey, go Mike. How come you didn't dunk in this game?
Look at this, y'all.
I am up in the game. I'm up.
Look at this. Go Mike. Why do
Bro,
you jump
Go
off?
Mike is a bum.
Hey, say it in my face. Say it in my face. Say it in my face.
Hey,
That
hey,
look
bro,
bad.
this nigga talking about his
offensive
post
foul.
game.
I ain't even
What
playing him
post game
serious.
is
I ain't
trash.
even playing him serious.
That's offensive
Who y'all
foul.
calling a
Hey,
bum?
yo,
I ain't no bum in basketball.
Hey,
Y'all finna
yo,
cheat.
go Mike. Go Mike. You can't stop. You can't
yes, you
keep
are, bro.
saying
You
people
was
to
a
pull
bum,
up.
bro.
You can't tell
Y'all gonna
people to
see.
pull up.
Hey, look what
Go.
Khalil Burke said.
Hey, yo.
Oh, look at that shirt.
Bro, this nigga has no footwork.
I ain't playing.
No skill,
Those
no
not even my
agility.
hooping shoes. I'm not even playing in my hooping shoes.
Those are not
hooping
you a
shoes.
32
Those aren't hooping
overall
shoes.
with no badges, bro.
Yo, you don't even
Hey,
jump off the
guess
ground.
Hey,
You
guess
don't even
what?
jump
All
off
you
the
do is
ground,
talk.
dude.
You talking no action. Yeah, you talking no action, bro. You all talk, but no
Dog,
action.
you can't
ain't
say.
gonna
Hold
pull
on.
up.
Look,
You ain't
go
gonna
Mike.
pull
Let
up.
me.
You can't
We're
talk.
gonna ask Shiloh. Shiloh's I think he's 17.
Shiloh better pull up too. Shiloh better pull up too. I want all of them pulling up. I want Trudy King pulling up. I want H pulling up. I want Lee, Sean, whoever in here to pull up.
Hey, I was 17. I know for a fact you couldn't beat him, Go Mike. He would embarrass you.
But here's the thing, but go Mike though. But here's the thing, go Mike. You can't
His
tell
name
people.
Zevin Bergen. He got to be German with a name.
Devin Bergen trash. Devin
But him
Bergen
and his
trash.
brother. Hey, no, Go Mike. Don't do that. They both nice. I'm not gonna lie.
He not gonna beat me. On God, he not.
I have trouble guarding him. He's 17. He's 17.
Ain't
go Mike though.
Zenberger beat me, man. I'm taking him on
Hey,
the
yo,
post.
go Mike. Let me ask you this question though,
He
go
would
Mike.
destroy you. He would
What's
destroy
up,
you.
King?
Look, he said it's gonna be murder.
Yo, but you can't. But you can't tell.
I know for a fact you can't say this dude is small. He's 6'8", probably
He's 6'8". He's 6'8" and soft. He's 6'8" and soft.
Man, you over there talking niggas soft. You ain't even seen him.
I drive by him. I drive straight past.
You ain't. But you ain't. How you gonna tell him he gonna drive by him?
When I play Hitman, y'all gonna see. When I play Hitman, y'all gonna see.
You be writing checks with your mouth. Your ass can't cast.
Hey,
I'll put my hooping shoes on next time.
He's offered him a free flight to Phoenix, and he turned it down.
But you tell people to pull up. But you tell people to pull up. What are you talking about? You can't tell them about to pull up.
How tall you,
Don't matter.
I'm not even gonna waste
How tall you, Lamont?
Why would I waste my bread? Come play a
How tall you, Lamont?
Like,
how tall you, Lamont? Hey, come in under my face and see what happened, bro. Real talk.
Go, Mike. We
hey,
offer
bro,
you
on
a
the
free
court.
flight.
On the court, you a
Lamont,
bum, bro.
Lamont.
I'm not calling you a bum.
Hey, say it to my face or shut up.
Go,
say it to my
go,
face.
Go, Mike.
No,
seriously, go, Mike. Go, Mike.
I bet
seriously.
you won't. What's
seriously,
up,
go,
Lamont?
Mike. Go, Mike.
On the
We
court,
offer you.
How tall you, Lamont? How tall you, Lamont? How tall are you?
Go, Mike. Listen. We offered you
How
a
tall
free
you? 6
flight.
foot? You 6 foot, right? You 6 foot, right?
Mike, you turned the free flight down. Why?
Lamont,
To
how
Phoenix.
tall are you?
You turn a free
Lamont,
flight down to Phoenix.
Hold on. How tall is Lamont?
He said he was
How tall you,
6 foot.
He said he's 6 feet even, bro.
He's 6 foot?
6
Too
foot.
small. I'm 6'3", too small.
Bro, what do that matter, bro? Basketball is a game of
Lamont
skill,
too small,
bro.
man. Lamont too small, man. He's too small.
Hey, yo, go Mike. Go Mike. Let me ask you this. Go Mike. Let me ask you this question. Go Mike.
He coming at your head.
Look at that bucket right there. Y'all saw that shot? Y'all saw that?
Oh,
shot
man.
went like water. You saw that shot? We played it.
Bro,
Lamont,
go
pull it
Mike,
back.
you are a bum on the court, bro.
Go, Mike. You're not a hooper, Mike.
Pull it back.
No
Pull it
back,
back,
bro. You
Lamont.
not no hooper.
I'm not even. Hey, yo.
Lamont, pull that back. Pull that back. You saw that jump shot I made? Pull that back. Pull it all the way back, Lamont.
Yo, you
I
getting
just
caught.
wet like water. You missed it. Keep going back. Keep going back, Lamont. Keep going back.
Bro, go Mike.
Yo.
You know he can't hoop, man.
Look at that. You saw that shit? Look at that. Wet like water. We play it again.
Hey, when you make a shot,
Mike,
you react. Hold on. See, here's the problem. Go, Mike. When you make a shot, you react like Flight reacts.
I'm better than Flight. I'm better than Flight.
I don't know about that.
Nah, you might be
I don't know about
him,
that.
see it, but that
No. I don't know about
Flight
that.
ain't banging in no post.
You up right
Flight ain't no banger. Flight ain't no banger. What you talking about?
Broke. Go look. Where you
Flight
at?
not doing.
Oh.
The dude you playing
I was
is
right
a
there.
bum too.
I was right there. My hand was up and everything.
No,
Bro, how you call somebody a bum if you ain't playing?
He said, "I thought that was a sleeve."
Sit down with that.
Bro, you definitely on the court are a bum, bro. I'm not gonna let
Jared Dudley will beat you. Jared Dudley gonna beat you. You can't beat Jared Dudley. Sit down, boy.
I mean, the man's in the league.
You can't beat Jared Dudley in his prime.
You can't beat Jared Dudley
in his prime. Jared Dudley in his prime.
Bro, you can't beat my sister in her prime, nigga.
You can't beat my granny in her prime. Man, come on, sit down, boy.
Mike, to be honest,
now you just said outlandish.
I'm being in all seriousness. I honestly think my girl could beat you.
How much I bet she can?
How much I would bet my sister can really beat.
How much I bet she can? I'll bang her in the post. I'll take her in the post. Then what she gonna do? What she gonna do then when I take her in that post? What she gonna do? What she gonna do?
You walk. You just walk right there too, though, low key.
And you chase your own airball.
My sister gonna rip you every time.
You chase your own airball.
She's gonna rip you in the post, bro.
Hey, yo,
ain't no
go
girl
Mike.
gonna hold me, bro. Ain't no girl finna guard me, bro. Real talk.
Hey, yo, go Mike. I ain't gonna hold you, go Mike. Go Mike. I ain't gonna hold you, go Mike. If I ever played you.
You can't name one girl. You said what?
Oh my! If I ever played you, you wouldn't even score, yo. You wouldn't even score.
If you play me, if you play me,
that's what I'm saying.
King,
he's a bum.
I'm not even a hooper.
Chest, bro.
Listen, I'm not even a hooper. I'm not even a hooper. You would not listen, man.
I will get in your chest. I will get in your chest, boy.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
You might foul.
guarantee it.
So
I'm
much
getting your
better.
chest.
Go, Mike. Did you ever hoop in high school, bro?
I get in your chest,
Go,
boy.
Mike. Did you hoop
What's
in high
up?
school?
Pull up.
He said
Pull up.
he averaged
Pull
30.
up.
Did you hoop in
30,
high
30.
school, bro?
Pull up. I said pull up. Pull up and
Bro,
shut
he's a
up.
damn loud.
I bet you don't pull up. I put my elbow on your chest, boy. I put my elbow on your chest, boy.
Boy, you couldn't average 30.
I give you 2 elbows and 2 knuckles.
Hey yo, man, listen, if I'm
True to King,
He went
True to
to school
King,
for the
I will give you
plan.
one elbow, you be
Only way
done.
he went to high school.
How did you win the game? You cut the game off early.
There's 2 pieces. There's 2 parts. There's 2 parts. There's 2
that's
parts.
part one.
That's part one. You got a part 2.
I'll get in your
I put my
chest.
elbow on somebody's chest. I put my
love the
elbow on
bang.
somebody's chest. They done.
that's a you know it's a foul, right? Elbow people
I
tell
don't
you
care.
pull up.
I don't care for the foul. Bro,
It's a
say it
foul
in my
every
face.
time.
Go
Say it in
Mike
my.
the type,
I
you gonna
don't.
be busting
Say it
his
in my
ass.
face.
You ain't
Say
gonna
it in my
finish
face,
the doing no
H.
busting
Hey,
over.
hey, H. Hey, H. You a ho for not pulling up. You a ho. You ain't
Mike,
pulling up.
Mike, they said you play like you lagged on 2K.
Man.
Hey, this nigga's a
Who's
30
that?
overall.
Zenberger?
No bad.
Zenbergen trash, man. He too out talking. He trash. He ain't gonna pull up. He ain't gonna
gonna be
pull
a
up. He just
Zenbergen.
talking.
That nigga been virgin.
However you say his name, he trash. He trash.
Go, Mike. He will give
Go,
you
Mike.
buckets.
You really think you can hoop, bro?
Go,
Bro,
Mike. I'm telling you,
Bro, I'm telling y'all now, I can hoop.
I would bet
I
all
wasn't even
types.
playing.
No, you can't.
You say I wasn't playing for real that day.
Hey,
That
this
day
nigga's
I had the wrong
delusional,
shorts
bro.
on. Hey, look. I had the wrong shoes on for 1. I had the wrong shorts on 2. I had the wrong shirt on number 3.
You
So
troll.
that
You
all
a troll,
plays
dog.
factors.
Say
That all
that when
plays
they
factors.
had the wrong shirt on. I've
You said
never
what?
heard.
You a
That's not the whole
troll,
shirt.
man. That
That's the
big
whole shirt
Go
I had
Mike's
on.
really a troll, dog.
Look at them shorts, man. Them shorts ain't hooping shorts. What you talking about? Those ain't hooping shorts. They not.
That nigga got on the Nietzsche shorts and shit.
H man. H.
That
Until
big
you
got
pull up,
Capri. That
man.
big got Capri
True to King.
basketball
True to
shorts,
King.
man.
You
Man,
5'8".
I'm not
True to
finna
King. You
waste
5'8".
my time coming
I'm
out
not
Dog,
finna
I'm
waste.
all
I'm
the
not
five.
finna waste
way
my
out Texas,
time.
bro.
I'm not finna waste.
I'm not finna
I'm not
waste
finna
my
waste my
time.
time. I'm not finna
Go
waste
out
my
I'm
there
time.
5'8".
I'm not
I'm
finna waste my
5'8" with a
time.
bigger, a high vertical than you do.
Say it again,
I'm
H.
5'8".
Say it again, H. Say it again, H. I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm not gonna waste my time.
Bro,
Come on,
I'm
say it
not
again. Come
finna
on.
waste
I'm ready
my
for you.
time
I'm not
going
gonna waste my
outside to go
time.
play no
Come
bum.
out there, come play now.
But
You
Go
come,
Mike,
Say it
you
again.
every
come to
Come
me,
on.
bro. I'll hoop with you,
hold
bro.
up,
H, you
SB, hold up,
trash, man.
I'm
SB,
You
not
hold
going
up,
all
trash.
the way out there to
hold
go
up,
play
SB,
I'm
hold up,
not
SB.
going all the way. I'm not
How you gonna
I'm not
tell
going all the
Go
way.
Mike? Answer this question though for me, Go Mike. How you gonna tell somebody to pull up when we was offer a free flight to
True to
Phoenix and you
King. Like
declined
I
it? You
said,
declined it.
y'all all too small to play me. Hitman X,
Man, you
Hitman X,
deflected. You
Hitman X
deflected.
is the
You
only guy that can
deflected,
play me
man.
one on
You
one.
No, you
deflected,
gotta answer
man.
the question though. You gotta answer the question though. Go, Mike.
Hitman X gonna pull up. I respect Hitman for that.
All jokes aside, though, like why you didn't like take that flight? Why you didn't take? You said it was like, well, if I'm not mistaken, you said it was because like
Man, he
personal
know he
reasons, something
can't
like
hoop.
that.
Hitman X pulling up. Why y'all ain't pulling up?
No, listen? You called
Because I don't
Hitman X
live
ain't
in
just
Texas,
talking.
bro.
No, this is
Hitman
what
X ain't
happened.
just talking. Hitman X ain't just
No,
talking.
Go
Y'all
Mike.
just
No, you
talking.
But he live
deflected.
in
No,
Dallas. It makes it much
Bro,
easier.
you
You
come
know
to
that.
Chicago, bro. I'm glad
No,
we
ain't
do, bro.
no. Hitman ain't making no excuses. That man work 70
he
hours a week. He works 70 hours a week. Hitman X works 70 hours a week and he's still pulling up. No excuses.
he in
Hitman
Dallas
works 70
though.
hours.
Bro, it's nothing to
He
call
works
out
70
a
hours
day,
though.
bro. He live in Texas,
He works
bro.
70.
I'm
He
not
works
coming all
70
the way to
hours a week.
Texas to play no bum.
I'm not coming out here to
Bro,
play
this
no
man
bum.
Khalil said
You
go
sound
back
weak.
Bill
You sound
Even
weak.
Go
You
Mike,
sound weak.
Go Mike. Even you was good or Go Mike. I'm not
Why would I
doing
waste
like
my
dog.
time?
Why
What
would
is
I?
in it for me?
True to Kane, why aren't you pulling like
Dog,
a hitman?
you trying to tell me even if he was good or Go Mike? I'm not just gonna go to Dallas. I'm not going to Dallas just to play
Y'all
your
ain't
ball,
pulling
man.
up. Y'all just talking. Y'all gotta pull up.
You keep talking about why you don't
Bro,
pull up. You do the
why would
most
I pull up,
talking.
bro? That's
You
what
do the
I'm
most
saying, bro.
talk.
You
You do the most talking. You do the
Zensberger.
most talking, Go Mike. You do the most talking, Go
Zensberger
Mike.
ain't
Why you
pulling
don't be?
up. Zensberger ain't
weak
pulling up.
as
He just
hell.
talking to. Zensberger just talking to. And H just talking to. H is all talk.
They here in Phoenix with me. They drop you off when you come out here.
Both of them all talk. Both of them all
Dog,
talk.
dog, but go, Mike, go, Mike, go, Mike. Though you can't really say nothing.
Hold on. I want y'all to see this. I'm about to show y'all the quality of players, and this is just like younger people, younger than me.
I ain't wearing no hooping shoes.
So we're looking at this game right here now. I'm gonna show you a real
look
game.
how he's dribbling, bro.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you two guys.
I wasn't playing real that day.
Two guys that I coached
that day.
I know would destroy Go Mike.
Straight up, I'm taking it, bro, every time.
Who? Put your money up. 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 I want to see the money.
I want to show y'all real basketball.
Come on,
this is
come
real
on. I'm not PG. I'm not PG. I got confidence. I ain't PG. Come on with it. I ain't PG. Come on with it. I'm not PG.
You know you PG. We know you confident.
Pull up. Come on, H, pull up. Come on, H, pull up.
We know you confident.
Come on, H. H, please pull up, bro. Please pull up, bro. Please. I'm begging you, bro. Pull up.
Why we got pull up to you though?
True the King, you pull up too. That's what I thought. You trash. You trash. You just talk. Shut up.
Hold on.
Shut up, H. H ain't gonna pull up. He ain't no man. H ain't no man. He talk.
Mike, you can beat these two guys.
Pull the screen up. The screen too small. Flex it out.
Hold on, my homie Dante. This is my homie Dante and Dustin. Hold on,
you did go to the school for the blind.
Okay, so who you talking about? The black one, white one?
Either one of them. I know they were both smoky.
He deep. This nigga just
all right, okay. Hold on, y'all. Let me see what they doing. Let me see how they play real quick.
I can tell by the way they
got real game.
Dustin is nice. The white dude.
I ain't never getting dunked on.
They've at least jumped.
That move alone, bro. Anything you had, Go Mike. That move alone.
I'll give a flagrant foul. I'll give a flagrant foul.
Now you trolling. Now you want to troll. Now you want to troll. Now you want to troll.
This is probably one of the fastest people I've played with. The black dude Dante.
I will flagrant foul that nigga. He ain't gonna jump nothing. I'll flagrant foul him. I will slam him on the ground. He ain't dunking nothing. I'll flagrant foul him.
No, Mike.
Man, Go Mike. You probably can't even make a left hand layup, bro.
I'll flagrant foul your butt, boy. What's up? Keep on talking.
Go Mike can't make
I'm not PG. I'm not PG.
Layup,
Stop acting like I'm PG. Stop doing that shit. I'm not PG, nigga. I'm tough,
nigga. You acting like nothing.
I'm not PG. What's up? What's up, H? Come on, H. H, pull up, bro. Please, bro. I'm begging you, bro. Can you please pull up?
Why you don't pull up somebody then, dog?
H, True the King, you pull up too. Come on with it.
No, I get you pull up to me.
Come on with it.
I'm not gonna waste my time at a box game.
No. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear you pulling up.
Hey, you funny, bro.
But Go Mike. But Go Mike, I'm gonna ask you this one more time, Go Mike. Why? Okay, but you have all this energy. Listen, I'm gonna answer this question. Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. Hold up.
Man, y'all saw, man.
Hold up. Hold on, Go Mike. Hold on, Go Mike.
You keep talking too, man. I'll figure out that, man.
Go Mike. Hold on. Can I ask you this question, Go Mike? Listen. You said you doing. Hold on. You doing all this talking, but you had a. Hold on. But hold on. Go Mike. You were the only person on here that had a free flight, a free invitation, a hotel, food. Shoot, you probably would go to the club and everything, man. Lamar would give you a good hospitality, man.
I you know what I mean? Personal
that's when Fred had you hooked up. That's when Fred booked you. That's when Fred said he booked you a room and everything, man. Listen, you had a whole shebang bang, and you declined. But you tell somebody to pull up, man. Get out of here, man.
Hey, True the King. I'm finna debunk your whole argument. Lamar at least wants to play. H and True the King, y'all ain't want to play.
I didn't say no. I said I would play you. I would know. I would. I didn't say
Lamar at least tried to play. Hold on, True the King. Lamar at least tried to play. Y'all did it. Lamar got more heart than both of y'all do. Lamar has more heart than CA.
But I like how you try to switch it up. You ain't, you a troll, man. You a good troll.
Lamar got more heart than H do. Lamar got more heart than both of y'all. Lamar got more heart than all y'all.
To play no bum.
Lamar got more heart than y'all.
I like how you try to switch that up, though. Yo, he got away with that.
Lamar, they ain't got heart like you, Lamar.
Yo, you can get out of anything. Yo, go Mike. That's a skill. Go Mike.
Why Lamar try to play and y'all ain't trying to play? Man, sit down.
Yo, go Mike. Go Mike. You can spin a circle, man. I'm telling you, you can spin a circle, man. I tell you that.
Because I'm looking at your tape.
Lamar got more heart than y'all do. Man, sit down.
Go Mike like he should have more.
Lamar got that heart, man. Y'all capping. Man, John Burton got heart like Lamont do. Lamont will at least pull up.
Why
Lamont got
Khalil?
heart, man.
Go Mike. Why Khalil be going so hard at these?
Oh shit!
Hey, Lamont. Ask him why you got more heart. Ask him why you at least trying to play and he ain't trying to play.
Yo, why you back at it, yo? You just in a circle, man.
Why Lamont trying to play and y'all ain't trying to play?
Why you trying to put me in your beefs, go, Mike? You trying to put me in the beef now?
Yo, you see how you trying to spin it? See how you trying to spin it, though?
You and B's trying to play.
But you the one
to play.
I will play you, but I'm not going away to Dallas to play you.
Why you ain't got Lamont heart? Why you ain't got Lamont? Why you ain't got Lamont mindset?
Dog, I live in Delaware. I live in Delaware, man.
Lamont ain't make no excuses. Lamont ain't making no excuses. Hey, y'all, why Lamont ain't make no excuses?
Well, I tell you, well, go Mike. How about this? Listen. When listen, you want it. I don't know.
Let you talk. H, he talking.
Well, I don't know you gonna be on the game or not in July, whatever. But you can pull up there, and I'll play you there in July, Indiana. You can pull up there.
Pull up where?
I'll play you there, Indiana in July.
We having a community basketball
community game. You come pull up there. Neutral grounds. You know what I mean? The Midwest. You know what I mean?
I can hoop with you there if you come.
Hey, y'all need to come down here to Dallas to play me.
You can't even talk. See, nah, we ain't doing that. You can't do that. You ain't doing that, yo.
You said what?
You on parole or something?
You the one.
No, I'm not on parole.
Why can't you leave the state of Texas?
I got personal reasons to why I can't go that distance, man.
Why can't you go that distance?
I got personal stuff going on. I got people over here.
This nigga got back child support. I told you.
Hey, H.
You better not know back child support.
Hey, H. If I ever see you,
man,
that'll be the last time.
Probably in the witness protection program. You don't write it on your.
If I ever see you, H. If I ever see you, H, it ain't gonna be good.
Wheel. We gotta.
If I ever see you, H, it's not gonna be good. I'm telling you now. My name ain't Go Mike for no reason, bro. If I ever see you, H, if I ever see you, H, I'm telling you now, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Go Mike. But this ain't taking TV. We can't do the threats. We can't do the threats. Go Mike.
Yeah, you act like Will right now, man. You Will. I'm about to call you Will Jr. Go Mike. You better chill. Go Mike. You about to be Will Jr.
Hey Lamont.
I know he
got me.
Playing, bro.
Hey, Lamont. He got me mad because he won't pull up, but he's doing all this talk.
But hold up, bro. Go Mike. But hold up, go Mike. But go Mike. Go Mike. But go Mike. But we okay. But here's the thing. But
you couldn't.
Not fair.
Hold on. Y'all ain't no man.
You can't move.
But go Mike though. But go Mike. Answer the question. But go Mike.
Go Mike. Here to save your butt.
Hold on, go Mike. No, go Mike. But hear me out.
I'm about that light, bro.
Go Mike. Go Mike. Hear me out. So how is it fair that you asking two people that live in two different coasts of the country to come to you? It's fair, but then we said, okay, you can meet us in neutral in a neutral. Okay, Indiana, you still said, nah, I ain't doing. You got to still come to me. That's not even fair. What are you talking about?
Wait. What does he mean? What does he mean? My voice don't match my body. I'm only 230. I'm only 230. I'm 230. What are you talking about?
No, I said what? How is it fair to we playing you? Listen, no, I'm saying how is it fair that we play? I'm all the way in Delaware. I gotta go all the way to Dallas to play you, but you can't go and play me in Indiana. You can't do that. That's not fair.
You ain't got
like, come on.
You probably ain't got no personal stuff going on. Do you? You got personal stuff going on?
I mean, if you don't, if it's too personal, you don't want to like say the reason why. Then just leave it alone. Then don't say pull up. Then I mean, I don't know. I see.
No,
you say, well, I see.
I would you come down here. It's
still either.
Because I'm about to ball for real. And Ace just talking his mouth off. He lucky Lamont here to save his butt. You doing all that talking. Ace just talk a lot.
Hey, yo, listen. No, go Mike. I'm gonna tell you, but go.
Ace ain't gonna do nothing but talk. That's all he is.
But go Mike. But here's the thing though, go Mike. But go Mike though. But go Mike though. Here's the thing though. But here's the thing though. Go. Let's say in 2021 somehow but let's say go Mike. Let's say somehow I'll be in Dallas for some type of reason next year, and I say, "Yo, go Mike. I'm in your city. Well, let's do something."
We
You
gonna
gonna be ready.
Hey,
You gonna be
hold
ready.
on. Yeah, be ready. Hey, that ain't cool. Hey, Lamont. Hey, Lamont, tell him, bro, that ain't cool, bro.
Hey, you wild.
Leave people's family out of it, bro. Hey, Lamont, tell him,
Nobody,
bro, that ain't
nobody
cool,
talking
bro.
about you.
That ain't cool, bro. He talking about people's family and stuff. Hey, Lamont, tell him, bro, that ain't cool, bro. That ain't cool, bro.
He talking about you though. He talking you. No, he talking about you personally. He ain't saying about nothing about your family.
Yeah, he did, bro. Yeah, he did, bro.
No, he said you. He said
bro. He being funny, bro. He being funny, bro. He being funny, bro.
He said he, bro.
Bro, that ain't funny, bro. That's not funny, bro.
You be sniffing bicycles.
Bro, true, bro.
Hey,
Seriously,
that
bro,
nigga's a
you
fool.
laughing, bro?
Really, bro?
Really, y'all?
Nah, he ain't say nothing about your family though,
That's
man.
funny,
He ain't say
bro.
nothing
That's
about your
funny,
family
bro.
though, man.
Okay, I got your number. If I see any of y'all, watch what's gonna happen. I'm gonna show y'all what's up.
Oh, come on,
Y'all bring my
dog.
family into this.
bro,
Y'all bring people's family into this stuff.
I don't want no smoke.
Y'all bring my family into this. Y'all bring my family into this
Bro,
stuff. Okay, I got
Nobody
y'all
brought
number.
your.
I got
You
your
the
number.
one.
I got
Hold
y'all
on, you the
number. I
one.
got
Hold
y'all
on.
number.
Go,
I
Mike.
got y'all number.
Technically, you the one who brought it
Real
up.
talk.
Technically, nobody talk about your family.
Y'all bringing my family in this stuff. I don't like that.
You the
bro.
one who did. Hold on, no, nobody brought your family into it.
Who brought
Y'all
your
bring my
family
family in
up,
this
bro?
stuff, bro. That was not funny. He based that joke based off family.
bring
Y'all
your
here laughing.
family up,
Y'all here laughing. I got your number.
Nah,
I got y'all.
nobody laughed
I
about.
got
Nobody
y'all.
talk about your
I
family.
got y'all. I got y'all number.
We
That
not
ain't
laughing
funny.
about nobody your family, man.
Y'all laughing at a joke that he made about my family, bro. That ain't cool, bro.
I don't know what he said. What did he say about your family?
That ain't cool, bro. That ain't cool, bro.
You are.
Bro, I do got personal stuff going on. He made
No,
a joke
he
about
didn't say that. He ain't say
funny,
nothing about that.
No, I got you.
Bro, that's not funny, bro.
Mike saying he really got real personal stuff going on. All right, okay, I got you doing.
He cracking jokes about that stuff. That's not funny, bro.
But he didn't. But he
That's
didn't
not
make.
cool
He
at all,
didn't
bro.
percent. No, but he didn't. He didn't.
True to King, bro. True to King, bro. True to King, bro. If somebody says something bad about your family, what you gonna do, True to King?
Hold on.
Hold on. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no excuses, bro.
No, ain't no excuses.
I don't want no excuses, bro.
What did he say? What did he say about his family? What did he say about his family?
He made a joke about my personal stuff that's going on right now. That ain't cool,
Okay,
bro.
Okay.
That ain't cool,
he
bro.
said, but he didn't say.
That's
Listen,
family based. That's family based.
he said for you though. He said for you. He said you got.
Lying, bro. Bro, he's saying he basically saying I'm lying.
Okay,
about
you feel
my
that way.
stuff.
Okay, you feel you lying. Okay.
That's basically what he's saying. That shit ain't cool, man. I'm being
Wait,
dead
what?
ass. I do got shit going on, bro. What is he
bro,
saying?
I don't know what did he say about your family though, bro? You just he didn't say nothing about
he basically upset. He basically
shit, dude.
SB, he basically upset that he thinking people think he's lying about having a personal reason.
Hold on, but go Mike, you didn't get that mad at us. Go Mike, you didn't get that mad at us when we thought you was lying about playing LeBron. You didn't get that mad at us.
If I said something, if I said something about your family, Lamont, would you be mad or happy? You tell me.
He didn't say nothing about. He didn't say nothing.
If I was cracking jokes, hold on, Lamont. If I was cracking jokes about your family, what would you do? Take it?
But go Mike, I don't think
saying?
it was about your family. Go Mike, it wasn't about your family.
He apologized. He apologized.
That ain't cool, bro.
Go Mike, he apologized.
He apologized.
I ain't accepting no apology from him. It ain't cool, bro.
Come on, yo.
I'm not PG. I'm not PG. I don't accept no apology. I ain't PG. I'm not PG. I'm not PG.
You a troll.
I'm not PG. You a troll, True to King.
Get out your fifis, bro. Come on.
You gotta stop
man, say to my
trolling,
face, bro.
man.
Say to my face, real talk, man. Say to my face, real talk.
Yo, you let tickettv
All right,
poison you, man.
hold on. We gotta get back to basketball before go.
Yeah,
Mike
this man taking it left.
Yeah, man. tickettv poison you, man.
I'll show up at your front door, man. Keep playing with me.
No, Mike. That's what they do on tickettv. We don't do that.
Go
Mike.
Chill, go Mike. Chill. Respect the platform. Go Mike. Go Mike. Go Mike. Respect the platform. Go Mike.
Bring my family in this again and see what happens.
Mike, I'm gonna let you cool off. All right.
Or respect the platform. Go Mike. Chill, man. Everybody people, man.
He looks like he stiffs bicycles.
That man about made 25 videos too. That's the crazy thing about it. Everybody gonna be.
You about to get 9 videos made on you in about the next 30 minutes.
True the King, you gonna be like 5 videos made. Man, True the King, man, you a troll. True the King, you is a soul.
You see the video where he said antisocial, you gay.
Oh, you had told change the title. He said, "Yo."
I had to hit him with a message. I said, "You got to take that out your title, man."
He still can get your he still can get your for that
Hey,
video
he
too
gonna
though,
give
man.
up.
I ain't.
Hey,
He
his
said,
ass
"Enter
usually
social,
pop
you
Twitter.
gay." Shit, I got a woman at home.
Nah, I take it as jokes, bro. He taking it too serious, man.
Yeah.
Come on, go, Mike. It ain't that
But he be
serious.
trolling. But he be trolling though, man. He be trolling,
I
but
know
he be
he
trolling
not
too
serious,
though.
bro. He
That's the
know
thing
good well
though.
about his family.
He in the
He
chat
be
too.
trolling.
He said, Khalil, he dropped the location. He mad at Khalil.
He trolling though,
Hey,
man. He
Khalil
trolling.
said the nigga sniff bicycle seat.
No, he trolling though. But he talking about. Man, I ain't set no apology. I ain't no PG.
Hey, he
I ain't
blaming that
PG.
Bro, I have not.
For what?
He blaming his ass. He told the nigga to pull up.
Yo, hold on. You try to so hold on, go Mike, please hold on. So you try to tell me that you can't travel nowhere. So yo, hold on. Khalil live in Ohio. Khalil live like in Ohio, but you will pull up on him, but you can't pull up nobody no basketball game. Come on, Joe Mike. You out of pocket.
She's trolling, bro.
Man, go Mike. Man, he ain't finna pull up.
Oh man.
Yo, go
That
Mike.
man ain't mad. I don't even know how the family got
He said, "My bad."
involved
He
in
said, "My bad." Go, Mike.
That man go Mike be trolling, dog.
Hold on. He said he ain't trolling.
I ain't gonna, Mike.
Got
I
you.
don't
Nah,
want
he
no
be
smoke,
trolling.
bro. Don't make no
Go Mike
videos
be
about me,
trolling
bro. I don't
though.
want no smoke, bro.
Go Mike be trolling. Like he be trolling half the time.
I don't
Though.
want to go to jail, man.
He said they got a voice acting job at Pixar with Mike Nemo.
Nah, that's good money though. Shit,
Yeah, for real.
That's
Oh,
good
man.
money.
Oh man, that's
Yo,
crazy.
go Mike, go Mike. I tell you, go Mike gonna be. He getting subscribers. He get his channel growing too though. Low key, his channel growing.
Yeah. A
He need
nigga
to stick.
can't hoop though. That's one thing.
Yeah, he definitely can't hoop, man.
That nigga can not hoop.
Hey, that could get
No, he
viral. That
can't
could
hoop.
go viral though. He somehow
Nah,
he may play. He may play Fight Reacts one day.
Oh my God! If he play Flight
He
Reaction,
could be the next Ice JJ Fifth.
oh my God! If he play Flight Reaction, if he ever loses the Flight Reaction, he can never come back over here.
Hey, listen, man. They set me up, man. I can tell you.
Go, Mike. What are you talking about, Go
He
Mike?
said, "I'm
Man?
gonna have you
Yo,
hunting."
you
You
sound
messing
like
with
yo.
your
Come on, Ticket TV Junior. Chill out, man. Chill out, Ticket TV Junior, dog.
man. He just playing. This nigga hire a belly hunter. And shit.
I'm gonna
Hey,
call you.
man.
I'm gonna call you Ticket Junior, dog. Chill out, man. I'm gonna call you Ticket Junior, man.
Chill out, Christopher Moore Jr.
That what Ticket would say, man. Come on, man. What Ticket would say? I'll slap your mom or something, man. That's what Ticket would say.
Yeah, that mama should be out of pocket though. I ain't go. I'll slap your mama. They crazy.
Hey, yo, come on,
boy.
But you got blocked because you're gonna end up balling the Eagle. You
know what's funny though? I saw my friend that dog. He was bagging the fuck up, dog. It was like, yo, why he called you? Why he say you was you got your feelings hurt when he the one who was that blocked you?
I'm saying, man. You told him to take his hat off.
I say I call him a bald headed eagle.
It wasn't even me. It was the chat just said they was just trolling him. Take your hat off. He not only took his hat off, but he went.
That's what funny. Then afterwards,
was
I think
all
like a week later or something like that, I call him a bald headed eagle. That shit hurt hard.
And it was even funnier because the people from Manscaped even told me about it. I said, "Oh man, everybody, you just shave your whole head." I said, "Man,
that nigga
he
be
was
catfishing females."
Yeah, that's why he blocked me on that bald headed eagle because I was there when I have it.
That nigga got a Neo head.
He said
Hey,
bald
man,
headed eagle.
One thing that you got a messed up hair, messed up hairline, you just got to laugh at it, man, because otherwise the joke's gonna keep coming in.
Word, boy. I guarantee you, people call him bald headed eagle got blocked. I guarantee you, they got blocked.
Oh man,
bro, I think that was probably the funniest joke I've heard in years. Look,
what's that? The bicycle seat.
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy. He said, "Nigga, it's no bicycle seat."
Bro, it was just so random.
That
Bro.
man go, Mike. Talking gonna hack your info, man. Go, Mike. You ain't even tech savvy like that, go, Mike.
Thinking about the leather
I'm
on the
going to
bicycle
have
seat.
months. You messing with the
Really
wrong
sniffing
boy.
bicycle.
Yo, that's funny. That was funny though, yo.
Go Mike said he gonna hack his info. He said I'm gonna hack your info, Khalil.
He's like, stop, bro.
You sound like
you dry snitching
Yo,
on
Mike,
yourself.
stop making threats on the internet, bro.
you sound like Will. Come on, you sound like Will Jr. right now, man.
Bro, stop making threats on the internet, bro. You know they collect this shit, bro. If something do happen, you gonna be the first motherfucker who they go at.
Oh man.
That man Illis the King said, "Goat Mike, third team all open gym."
Hell nah.
And you know that's the word because open gym only have about 15, 20 people. So if you're on third team, you're on the bottom tier of the open gym.
Yo, you got next.
You ain't even make 13, you made honorable mention. Shit.
Oh man. Go Mike always in the chat, man, on a perfect note, man.
Oh
man. All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, man. We done gone damn near 4 hours messing around with Go Mike. Oh man, that's crazy.
Let me see any social
media.
What's up?
I see you gonna be back tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hop in so late. I'm probably gonna start it up at the normal time, like around 5 to 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, like 7, 8 y'all time. If you're on the East Coast or something.
All right.
So yeah, but I'm gonna have a podcast video and everything tomorrow. So I've been kind of slacking. I had a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna get back to dropping these videos daily and getting this content back out to y'all.
Bro, who's this troll account, bro?
What troll account? Where that?
Look, the noon kills more.
Oh yeah, I gotta block it.
We don't know who that is, man. We all know who that is.
What happens is you got people who try to intentionally do stuff in the chat so they can report the video. So I mean, you just gotta block it.
You ain't slick.
That's Mr. Bird.
You ain't slick, Squidward House and Boo Bird. You ain't slick. Y'all ain't slick.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I don't be tripping. Like I said, just don't give them nobody in the chat. If you look at it, really even said anything about it. So they just really look when you come and troll in here like that. It's just kind of funny because nobody really gives you.
Yeah.
But they say we the problems though. They say we the problems. We start everything, and it's toxic and all that stuff. But it don't even be toxic over here. It'd be no problems over here. Like
it'd be all laughs over here, man. We just get good laughs.
It'd be no issue. It'd be issues everywhere else. But people look at us like we crazy. Like we could like I don't understand it.
That was just a good joke. Hey, go Mike. That was just a good joke, man. And you ain't had no comeback for it. He just hit you with a nice.
You just gotta take your L, my guy. Just keep on moving.
Yeah, that's how he reacted. How LB reacted when Supermax started flaming him. Can't get mad. That just makes the joke funnier when you get mad.
Yeah, man. I don't want to go to jail, man.
Man, that was so funny.
Nah, he ain't really mad though. He just trolling though. That's what he know that joke hit. He doing extra trolling now though. Go Mike. That's why he doing that shit now.
Khalil about to get traced, man. Go Mike crazy. All right, y'all. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow. Y'all salute to the chat, man. Thanks for hopping in.
Salute.
Everybody.
Sir, we out.